So it's been a very long time since I've done a video like this, but I think it's time we bring them back. The Be a Pro simulation, and today it's going to be featuring Matthew Tkachuk. So how a Be a Pro simulation works is not only am I rebuilding the Florida Panthers, but I'm also going to be jumping into games here. I can play any games that I want. So if I want to play all 82 games, I can go ahead and do that. I'm absolutely not going to play all 82 games because I would lose my mind, but you know what? I can play any games I want. Spencer Knight in this simulation is also up to a 90 overall. I had to simulate the 2023-2024 season to get to this point, and for some reason this guy progressed a ton, so yeah, he's up to a 90 overall. I'll definitely take it. So it's going to be a Florida Panthers rebuild, but I'm allowed to jump into any games I want, but Matthew Tkachuk has to be on the Florida Panthers the entire time. Until this man retires, he's going to be part of the Florida Panthers. So the first thing we're going to do as a part of the Matthew Tkachuk Be a Pro simulation here is make sure that we bring all the important pieces back. So Aaron Ekblad, I'm going to give you what you're looking for, but not quite what you're looking for here. How about we do 6.9 million for the next 6 years? I feel like that's pretty fair for you. You're an elite defenseman. I want to keep you on this team. Carver Hagee, of course, we got to keep you around as well. You're a fantastic player for the Florida Panthers. I want you long term. So how about we do 6.5 million for the next 6 years? It's a great deal for an 88 overall. And then Sam Bent, we're going to finish it off with you. 3.5 for the next 2 years. Honestly, that's not the end of the world. So the goal for this video is obviously to win Matthew Tkachuk as many Stanley Cups as possible. He just won his first with the Florida Panthers. We're going to try to win this man 7 Stanley Cups. So when I said I can play as many games as I want, that's regarding the regular season. Once we get to the playoffs, I'm going to be allowed 2 games per round, but the second I lose the game, I'm not allowed to play for the rest of that round. So if I lose in game number 1 of round 1, that means I'm not going to be allowed to jump into any more games in round number 1, but I will be able to jump into games in round number 2. Basically, it's going to force me to play my absolute best. Alright, so we're at the trade deadline. The Florida Panthers should be looking a bit better right now. 13th in the entire league, a 33-25-5 record. I think the one thing holding this team back is the defense. Like, we're allowing 3 goals per game. Then again, our offense isn't actually holding up either. So yeah, we have to make a lot of changes to this team. I thought we were in a great spot. Apparently not. Sam Reinhart, he's going to be leading the way right now. He's got 75 points. Matthew Tkachuk, 63. Barkov's got 63. Carver Hagee, 45. But yeah, that second line, very weak right now. So I think that's what we have to upgrade. Also, I haven't mentioned it yet, but in honor of Matthew Tkachuk, I'm going to be wearing a Matthew Tkachuk jersey. Ignore the fact that it's a Calgary Flames jersey. I got it on sale. It was $35. Definitely can't pass up on that sale right there. $35 for an NHL jersey. Adidas Authentic. Yeah, I'm taking that deal any day of the week. But yeah, Spencer Knight, keep on doing your thing here. 26 wins, 4 shots, a 907 and a 287. Keep up the great work. So while I try to figure out what our first trade is going to be here, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 70k subs by the end of the month. We're only a few subs away, about 1,500, and we probably have about 3 days to do so. So yeah, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Yeah, ain't no way I hit 70k subs, but maybe we can hit 69k, who knows. Alright, so I'm basically willing to trade as much as I can to get this deal done. Jiricek would be great for our defense. He's really young. He's going to keep on getting better here. 87 overall already. Definitely want a guy like that on my team. Tarasov, you'll be a good enough backup goaltender. Marchenko, you're going to continue to get better here. You usually turn to about an 86 overall player, so I'd love to have you on our team. Sergei Bobrovsky, I just really want to get rid of that contract. Dmitry Kulikov, I didn't realize you signed a 4-year deal at $1 million. Not too sure if that's an accurate extension. If it is, why the heck are you paying this man until he's 38 years old? We'll worry about that later. On top of that, we're going to give up a 2nd round pick. This definitely is going to be enough here, but maybe multiple 2nd round picks will be. So I'll give up a 2nd rounder for 2026, and hopefully that's going to be the difference. They're going to say no. Do I give up a 1st round pick this early in the video? Like, we don't have a 1st round pick for this season. We won't have a 1st round pick for next season. But then again, we are getting a guy like David Jiricek, and David Jiricek, he was selected 6th overall. So giving up a 1st round pick in order to get somebody that was drafted 6th overall, I think that's the move. They're going to say no to this deal. I'll give up some more draft compensation. Here's a 2nd round pick for 2025. We're not going to have any draft picks for this season, but I'm perfectly fine with that. We're also not going to have many draft picks for the following year after that, because I'm having to give up another 2nd round pick in this deal. Hopefully they're saying yes to that. They're going to say no. Do I just not take Marchenko on? So I basically gave up with that Columbus Blue Jackets deal. Like, it's not going to happen here. However, this could be a very interesting deal. Sergei Bobrovsky, Kulikov, and a 2nd round pick over to the Philadelphia Flyers. We get Sanheim, 7-year contract, $6.2 million, but he's going to be one of our better defensemen. We also get Sean Couturier. He can play some 2nd line minutes for us. If he's playing alongside Verhaeghe, I think that could be the move here. So I'm going to send this package over to Philadelphia. They're going to be saying no. I don't want to give up our 1st round pick. I don't think we'll have to give up our 1st round pick. I feel like this 2nd will be enough to get this deal done. I'm going to send that over. They're willing to say yes. This is the right move. Chris Jagger's going to get called up from the AHL. He's going to be our backup goaltender, but I think that trade's going to make this team a lot better. But if I'm being honest, if we picked up Sean Couturier here, I think what we really need now is a playmaker on that 2nd line. We have Verhaeghe. This guy's going to score a ton of goals. He's a 2-way forward as well as Sean Couturier. But I mean, we could make some moves happen here. Like, I could technically move Sam Reinhart down to the 2nd line where he has a better fit, and then we get a better playmaker for the 1st line. That might be the move. So we're not quite done with the deals yet. Alright, so I tried to make a couple of trades here while I was trying to bring in superstar playmakers. I'm talking Zach Benson, I'm talking Kent Johnson. But you know what? A guy like Kirby Dach might be the move here. High top 6 potential. If he's playing on the top lines with us, he's definitely going to develop. 85 overall. Sam Bennett, he's only an 83. So we're definitely getting an upgrade there, but we're also getting an upgrade when it comes to playmaking, because that's exactly what this team needs. I'm going to offer this package over. They're going to say no, but a 7th rounder will make the difference. So Sam Bennett, you played some great minutes for this team. You helped us win a Stanley Cup in the past. But you know what? We're freeing up a bit of money here, and we're also upgrading the team, so it's definitely worth it. So I think that's what we're going to call it here for trades. We made a lot of nice upgrades to the team. I think we solved a lot of the problems we had. This team should be in a better spot. So through the moves we made, we saw a massive upgrade to the defense here. Travis Sanheim's going to play some second pairing minutes. When it comes to the offense, I'm going to put Kirby Dach on the first line, and then Sam Reinhart, you're going to drop down to the second line because you have a near perfect fit here. If we did this, we get a +3 and then a +1 boost, but I think I'd rather get 2 +2s. I don't think it really makes that much of a difference at the end of the day, but you know what? This team's definitely in a better spot than they were before. Now, clearly the moves I made for the Florida Panthers helped this team a ton. We're 5th in the entire league, a 49, 27, and 6 record. The offense is way better, and the defense, that's way better as well. So as teams saw improvements across the board here, we were one of the best teams since the trade deadline. I think we're ready to win another Stanley Cup here. Sam Reinhart, you had 97 points this season. You're up to a 93 overall. You're looking absolutely amazing. 35 goals, 62 helpers. Barkov was great. Matthew Tkachuk was great. Carver Hagg, you're only -7 now. It was a lot worse at the trade deadline, so you've picked it up. Kirby Dach, you got 60 points. What'd you do since joining the team? 17 points in 19 games, 7 goals, 10 assists. You picked up a game winner, and you weren't too bad on the power play, so I'm actually really happy I made that move. Sean Couturier, what are we looking at for you? You're playing some second line minutes, 15 points in 19 games. You know what? You're holding up your end of the bargain. And we did pick up one defenseman in Sanheim. I'm not expecting him to put up a ton of points here, but in 19 games, he had 6 points, and he was +8. I'm more concerned about the +-, and that's actually looking pretty solid here. So through making the moves, we're clearly a much better team here. Spencer Knight's still looking great at 39 wins, 5 shots, a 908 and a 282. But hold on, Chris Dreger, you were that guy. 3 wins, 0 losses, 0 OT losses, a 939 to 167. I think it's safe to say he's got to be our goaltender for the postseason. Clearly, I'm not going to be doing that. But you know what? We get to take on a great team that we made a trade with. It's the Montreal Canadiens. I don't think we should have too much trouble with Montreal. Like, the year is 2025. A lot of their young guys still haven't developed, so they're a pretty young team. We should be able to take them out quickly. So I think the plan is more than likely I'll never play either game 1 or game 2. I'll probably always simulate those no matter what happens here, but if we lose 2 straight games, I'm definitely jumping into game 3. And that's exactly what's happening here. So at some point, more than likely, I'm playing game 3. I mean, the only way I don't play game 3 is if we absolutely smoke them here. Cole Caulfield's picking up the first goal of the game. We're tying it up in the second period. I think I gotta jump into this one. I can't have us drop into a 3-0 deficit. So it's been a very long time since we've seen any gameplay from Stick on the ice here. And this is what I'm gonna say. We're starting off on All-Star difficulty. If I absolutely dominate, then we'll move on to Superstar. But here we go with Kirby Dach. I think we're gonna blow by the defenseman here. I'm gonna slow this play up a bit. Let me cook. Okay, yeah, we might be moving this up quicker than I thought. So we got to make sure that we play some smart hockey here. We can't give up any odd man breaks. Okay, Forsling's kind of cooking here. Never mind, that wasn't even Forsling. Forsling's going to put the shot on net. Barkov's going to be getting the puck in the corner. Let's try to set somebody up for a one-timer. I think we can get a pretty easy one-timer. Okay, yeah, we're moving this up to Superstar. Like, I'm literally skating around everyone. Am I getting way too confident in my abilities? Absolutely. We're moving this up to Superstar. What could possibly go wrong? So we're immediately on Superstar difficulty, and what's going to change? Okay, defense is immediately way better here, and now I'm concerned. But we're starting to put a lot of pressure on the Montreal Canadiens. Let's just throw this puck towards the net. Ain't no way that goes in. Okay, I thought we actually almost had a goal there. All right, so the plan, Sean Couturier win the faceoff, goes back to Ekblad, and then he's just going to tee one up into the back of the net. Okay, in order to do that, we have to win a faceoff. Not really too good at those. So I need Sean Couturier to win this face-off here. If we lose the face-off, Montreal's going to be guaranteed a goal here, so we can't be messing around. Sean Couturier, do not screw this up. All right, buddy's cooking. All right, we got to set a statement here. Let's just break this puck out and get something going here. We're passing it off to Lindell. Can he weave around the defender? Okay, we actually almost got around Justin Barron. If we got around, we were guaranteed a goal there. All right, Matthew Tkachuk's got the puck here. Let's see what this man's capable of doing. He's circling around here. Our teammates are getting in the way, but you know what? That's perfectly fine. He's low-key cooking. Okay, I don't even know what I was doing there. I'm going to be completely honest, but hold on. I might be on to something. Matthew Tkachuk still got the puck. What is this man cooking up here? He is weaving all around everyone. Okay, we had a good chance there. All right, we got 5 minutes left in the third period here. Neither team has scored a goal. We got to get the offense going, and we also have to get the defense going. Like, we can't be turning the puck over like that. That might cost us. Okay, never mind. Kirby Dach's gonna get a great poke check, and now we're breaking this puck out. Barkov's got a chance here. A bit of a spin move. Almost got around. If he got around Caden Gooley, we were in a good position. Oh, I just laid the body there. Nico Mikola's got to get back on defense, though. Oh, okay, that was really close. Sam Reinhart almost scored on our own goal. But here we go, a 2-on-1. If we can get the pass off, we got a goal. Carter Verhaeghe, he's going to put the backhander in the back of the net. We only have about 4 minutes left in this game. We got the 2-1 lead. We just have to close it out. For a guy that basically just plays franchise mode and barely has any gameplay, I'm actually kind of cooking on superstar difficulty. There's no reason I should be playing this good. All right, 2 minutes left in this game here. Let's just close it out. Let's not do anything stupid. Luosterainen, what are you doing? Well, you're kind of cooking. That's what you're doing. He's got a great opportunity. Luosterainen, the biggest goal of the season so far. All right, we're taking game 3. We don't have to be worried now. No, that was actually a clean move. Just weaving around the defense, tucking that into the back of the net. Luosterainen picking up the biggest goal of the postseason for us so far. Then again, we're only in game 3, so it's not that big of a goal. But hey, we'll take it. We got a minute 40 left here. Let's just play some good defense, throw some massive hits around. Let's just get some momentum going. Oh, that was a massive hit by Ekblad. We're picking up a penalty for it. Never mind. No, we aren't. They just pulled the goaltender. Okay, all we have to do is throw something on net here. Barkov, you had a great chance. All right, good defense here. Forsling, who you want to kick it out to? I think that's Matthew Tkachuk. Matthew Tkachuk, tee this one up into the back of the net. We're taking this one 4-1. What a big goal. Look at that goal from Matthew Tkachuk. Wow, isn't that guy amazing? There's no way that can tee the puck up like that. Just look at that. Like, he just sniped that right past the goaltender. What an amazing goal. Now I'm really glazing this man for picking up an empty net goal. That's wild. So in the final seconds of this game, we got it. Barkov with one last hit. We're taking this game 4-1. We're getting close to evening up this series. It's a 2-1 series now for Montreal. We got to win game 4, though. We can't afford to go down 3-1. That was a massive win for the Florida Panthers. So as we know, the Montreal Canadiens, they have a 2-1 series lead. Things were looking great for us. We had a 1-goal lead entering the final minute of play. But Sam Bennett, the former Florida Panther, is going to be our biggest ops here. He's going to score on Spencer Knight. It's a tie game entering overtime. I got to jump into this game. If I lose and Montreal takes the 3-1 series lead, I can live with that. But I can't live with simulating and then seeing Montreal win. I got to tie this series up. I got to do it myself. Now, the Montreal Canadiens might have stole the first 2 games on the road, but we're going to be responding, winning these next 2 games on the road. We're going to be evening this series up in game 4. It's time to lock in. All right, that is not locking in. We immediately passed it back into our own end. We're going to pass it in front of the net. This is a very sketchy breakout, but you know what? It's working. Now, I don't care if the offense isn't great in this game. We just can't have bad defense. We've got to make sure that we're locked in. That was a terrible pass. They got a bit of a break here. Sam Bennett, you are not scoring the winner. I refuse to let that happen. So we're about halfway into overtime here. I'm going to be honest. Absolutely nothing has happened. I think 2 shots have been taken in overtime. We took one. The Montreal Canadiens took one. They haven't even been great opportunity shots. They were just shots thrown on net. But the one thing the Florida Panthers have been doing is throwing the body. We are just lighting people up here. We've got to get the puck out of our zone. We're going to be drawing a penalty. I can live with that. But no, Montreal probably should have scored there. I was playing real sloppy defense, but we got ourselves the power play. Now it's time to capitalize on that. So I've been talking about how we have to play great defense in this game, and I can't worry too much about the offense. I'm only focused on offense here. Let's score a game winner. So we weren't able to capitalize on that power play there, but you know what? That's perfectly fine. We got some offense going here. We've put a couple shots on net, but we've got to get some higher quality chances. I mean, technically we have 17 seconds left in the power play, but I don't think we're going to spark anything here. I mean, unless we score on this shot right here, then I'll definitely take it. Unfortunately, it's not going to be happening. Matthew Tkachuk does have the puck, though, and this man can cook. He's working his way towards the front of the net. He's going for the pass. He was looking for an assist there. Verhaeghe's going to drop it back. Let's tee that one up. Sanheim, can you pick up the winner here? Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to. But you know what? Ekblad's kind of cooking his way towards the net. He's going to get a great opportunity there. Unfortunately, that's going to sail over the glass. Ekblad had the winner on his stick, but unfortunately the goaltender from Montreal is making that massive save there. I think that went off the knob of his stick. If he doesn't hit the knob of his stick, that's in the back of the net. Holy, look at Ekblad cook here. Let's drop it back to Forsling. Forsling tee that up, and Forsling's going to score the winner from the blue line. He's going to tee that into the back of the net. We've evened the series up. We're taking down Montreal in game number 4. The away team has won on the road in all the games so far. Hopefully that trend doesn't continue, because if it does, that means we'll be losing in the first round. But that's a massive win for the Florida Panthers. We've evened this series up. We're headed back to Florida. No, that was a big time shot from Forsling. Honestly, that probably shouldn't have went in the net. There wasn't even a screen there. But when I saw that full pressure meter max out, I knew I had to take that shot. Yeah, Montreal, you should have stopped that. There is no way that should have ended up in the back of the net. Ekblad's chance before that was a much better shot, and that rung off the crossbar, hit the goaltender's stick. I don't know what happened, but you're telling me that's going to be the winner here? Hey, I mean, I'll take it. So after winning the 2 games that I was supposed to win, Florida came up flying in game number 5. They're going to be picking up the first 4 goals of the game, and they're going to be taking this game 5-2. So we're 1 game away from making it to the second round. We just got to keep playing like this. In the past 3 games for the Florida Panthers, they've looked absolutely incredible. The offense has been great, but the defense has been even better. Unfortunately, that defense is going to have a lapse in the second period as we're going to be allowing a goal. So we got to bounce back in the third period, and it doesn't look like that's going to be happening. Never mind, what am I yapping about? We're evening this game up. Back-to-back goals in the third period are going to tie this game. We're off to overtime. And in overtime, who's going to pick up the winner? That's going to be Sam Reinhart. Back-to-back wins for the Florida Panthers. 4 straight in a row. We're off to the second round. Without those wins in game 3 and game 4, no way Florida makes that comeback. Now, the Montreal Canadiens did put up a bigger fight than I was expecting. I know they're a really young team. I was thinking they were 2-3 years away, but you know what? They're competing with the best right now. But speaking of some of the best teams in the entire league, the Toronto Maple Leafs losing in the first round. That team just can't catch a break. No matter what happens, they always find a way to lose. And this time they're losing to Buffalo, and that's who we're taking on the second round. So we'll simulate the first 2 games of this series. Ideally, we win back-to-back games here, and I might not even have to jump into any games. We're going to be splitting the series so far with the Buffalo Sabres. I'll simulate game number 3. We're going to be dropping that one. More than likely, game 4 is going to be the game we have to jump into. Like, so far, the defense has just not been good. We got shut out in game number 2. I mean, we only allowed 2 goals here. That's not too bad. But 6 allowed in game 2, that can't happen. So we've entered game number 4 here, and so far, it's been a scoreless game. Still tied 0-0, so this is the game that I'm jumping into. Yeah, so I don't really know what happened. I jumped into the game, and within 15 seconds of me playing, this is what happened. Warren Foegele is going to be scoring the first goal of the game here, and we're trailing. I think I played for a total of about 7 seconds, and we immediately allowed a goal, so that's not a great sign. But you know what? We might be all right here because Kirby Dach's getting a fantastic chance, but Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is making the big save. So you know what? We had to give Buffalo that goal. We needed a bit of motivation because I want to be scoring more than 1 goal in this period. I want to score 3. I want to score 4. I want to light them up, and more. You're also getting lit up here. Like, we are going to throw the body around if we have to. Ekblad's going to cook into the zone here. He's going to try to get past that defenseman. Unfortunately, he's breaking up the play. Oh, let's light up Deline. Oh, yeah, that's a big time hit. Buddy, don't be skating into the zone like that. Don't have your head down. You got to get your head up. All right, so since Forsling scored that goal from the point, I'm much more comfortable shooting from way out here. So Forsling, let's tee another one up here. You're about 18 feet wide of the net. Who are you, Cody Ceci? Buddy, what are you doing? But you know what? The passing's been on point here. We're going to tie this game up. What a pass from Matthew Tkachuk. Sean Couturier tucking that in the back of the net. That was just nice plays all around. Like, look at that pass from Matthew Tkachuk. They're not even going to show the pass. Without that pass, this goal isn't happening. So we're tying this game up. 13 minutes left in the game. That's enough time for at least 7 more goals. Yeah, so when I said 7 more goals, I meant for us, not for the Buffalo Sabres. We were getting cooked out here. I'm not calling a timeout. The team's looking fine. Yeah, we just gave up a goal here. That was just bad defense. I'm taking the blame for that one. But yeah, we kind of got screwed in the puck battle in the corner. Yeah, let's just move on from that. We're trailing in the game once again, but you know for a fact I'll be able to pick up some more goals. So we're a little over halfway into the third period here. Buffalo's been having some amazing offense, but we haven't really been playing that good of defense. I think it's more the defense than Buffalo's offense. I'm going to be completely honest. Let's try to break this puck out of the zone. Maybe we can cook something up here. Samuel Skevich bringing the puck into the zone. A bit of a deke in between the legs. Throwing that towards the front of the net. If we got that on target, that would have been a goal. Unfortunately, Buffalo's defenseman's going to be breaking up that play there. If he doesn't break that up, though, we've tied this game up. Now, Sean Couturier is out here to take the face off. He's been a great player for us so far. He's going to win this draw, and then we're going to score a goal real quick. So just like that, we've tied this game up. Spencer Knight, you just made the biggest save of the day, and then I just immediately screwed you by playing the puck there. What am I cooking up? If we allow a goal here, that's just my fault. No in between. Like, what am I doing out here? Yeah, that happened. That really just happened. We're trailing 3-1. That's my fault. Spencer Knight, I called it. I said if they allow a goal there, that's my fault. Yeah, Buffalo's taking the 3-1 series lead. I knew I shouldn't have jumped into this game. After those 2 wins over the Montreal Canadiens, I got way too confident, and it's going to be costing us. Okay, Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, that was the fastest glove I've ever seen. You know what? If we lose this game, I'll take it. That was an amazing shot right there, but you just made a huge save. But we have 50 seconds left. Technically, we still have enough time to make the comeback here, but we got to get something going fast. We're breaking that out to Sam Reinhart. He's going to turn the puck over. Luckily, he didn't take a penalty there, but I think it's safe to say this game's over. Maybe not. Sam Reinhart has a chance to tie this game. What am I talking about tying the game? We're down 3-1. All right, we made it a 1-goal game. I was about to get so hyped there saying we tied the game. No, we're still trailing by 1. We have 24 seconds left in this game, not enough time to score another one, but hey, you never know what can happen. And in the final seconds, unfortunately, we're not getting back into this one. That costly goal is going to cost us this game here. What was I cooking up? If I didn't play that puck, we tie this game and we go into overtime. But no, I decided to play the puck with Spencer Knight. We allow a goal, we drop this game 3-2, and more than likely we're falling in the second round. Now, unless Florida can spark the greatest comeback imaginable here, we're going to be falling to the Buffalo Sabres. We're picking up 2 goals in the second period, though. Tage Thompson's going to be picking up 1 for the Buffalo Sabres. All right, maybe we're not done yet. Like a 3-1 series comeback against the Buffalo Sabres is still possible here. We're picking up 3 goals in the first period. All right, we're off to game 7. Unfortunately, I can't jump into game 7, but maybe that's the best for the team. So the Florida Panthers were down 3-1 against the Buffalo Sabres, but here we are in game number 7. We're picking up the first goal of the game here. Unfortunately, Buffalo is responding. Robbie Fabry and Peyton Krebs are picking up goals in the second. Florida, I need a big third period from you guys, and that's just not going to happen. We're going to lose in game 7 here. If we don't drop game number 4, this doesn't happen. But my costly turnover with Spencer Knight is costing us this series. We don't go to game 7 if I turn that puck over. We would have been on to the conference finals. This is a tough loss to process. So after losing to the Buffalo Sabres, they're going to work their way all the way to the Stanley Cup final, where they're going to be losing to the Edmonton Oilers. Ironically, Jeff Skinner's going to be winning his first Stanley Cup against his former team. It's kind of ironic how that works out. Also, the Columbus Blue Jackets made it to the conference finals, so we had Buffalo versus Columbus. That is something. But I will say I'm happy with how the team performed here. Matthew Tkachuk, 15 points, 6 goals, 9 assists. Sam Reinhart, you were a big-time player for us. For Heggie, you picked up some big goals. Barkov was great. Gustav Forsling, I'm never going to forget about that one-timer you had from the point there, winning us that game. You're the reason we turned around against Montreal. When it comes to Spencer Knight, plain and simple, there needs to be a better defense in front of him. Not only am I talking about the players, I'm also talking about the guy holding the controls here. He's got to be better in front of Spencer Knight, plain and simple. Like, we probably should have won that Stanley Cup there, but you know what? I let the team down. That was my fault. Looking at the award winners, we have a lot of differences in the Art Ross. We're going to see Connor McDavid for the 5th year in a row. When it comes to the Hart Memorial, that's going to be Zibanejad. Adam Fox is taking home the Norris. The Lady Bang's going to Panarin. The Calder's going to go to Zach Benson, a guy we tried to pick up. Okay, what am I looking at here? What am I really looking at? In the year 2025, Corey Perry, Conn Smythe winner. I don't care about the rest of the trophies now. Corey Perry, what did you do during the playoffs? What are we talking about? Like, what are we really talking about here? Corey Perry taking home the Conn Smythe. Did that man lead the team in points? Nope, he had 8 goals, 12 assists for 20 points. How did you take home the Conn Smythe? Also, Trevor Moore, that's the guy who's going to lead in postseason scoring. 23 points, 13 goals, 10 assists. When I saw Moore skating up the ice for the Buffalo Sabres and I lit that man up a couple times, I did not think it was Trevor Moore. I just assumed it was some auto-generated player. But nope, Trevor Moore is now on the Buffalo Sabres. No, but in all seriousness, Corey Perry, I don't even know what's going on here. Matthew Savoy, you were amazing on the Edmonton Oilers. Just want to point that out. This is very interesting. Now, before the salary cap goes up here, there are some deals I want to get done. We're going to start with Mackie Samuelskavich. I'll give you $1 million for the next 4 years. You're a good bottom 6 player for us. I want to keep you on the team. No cent, I actually wouldn't mind keeping you on the team as well. Where are you looking for? 2.1 million. Yeah, I don't really want to do that. Yes, for Boquist, we could probably do something like this. 1.5 for the next 3 years. You're a pretty speedy player out there. Like, what's your speed? This is actually the one thing I have to do when looking at players now, is I actually have to pay a bit more attention to their attributes. Like, Boquist has 89 agility, 89 acceleration, 89 speed, so he's actually a really good player to have out there on the ice. Meanwhile, when it comes to Nate Schmidt, you don't really have quite the same speed, plus you're 33 years old. I don't really plan on bringing you back. Alright, so there might be a good chance that we trade a lot of our picks away, so there's no gems left in the draft here. The highest potential player here is medium elite, but he's not guaranteed to have medium elite. More than likely he won't be if he's projected 217th overall, so it doesn't look like there's going to be any medium elite players in this draft. Is there any low elite players? It doesn't look like there's any low elite players. We have inaccurate scouting on all these guys. I don't really want to take the risk. And then when it comes to medium top 6 potential players, I don't want to waste a pick here either. Basically, there's no good players left in the draft here. Like, the most accurate thing we have is low top 6. I don't want to waste a pick on a low top 6 player. So with all the picks that we have right here, I'm going to be trading them away. Like, I could just go back to my old days of finessing teams. High top 6 potential player from the Nashville Predators, I could trade for that guy. I probably wouldn't have to give up too many assets. Medium top 4 potential player that just went to the Chicago Blackhawks, we could probably get something done. So yeah, let's just go start finessing teams. There is no rules in this rebuild whatsoever, other than the fact that I'm only allowed 2 games per series, and if I lose a game, I'm done for the rest of that round. Everything else goes. So if I want to trade a bunch of these picks right here over to the Nashville Predators to get that guy they selected like 6th overall, I'm allowed to do that. So Nashville, where's that high top 6 potential player at? Right here, 65 overall, 18 years old, but he's got that high top 6 potential, so we're going to be able to get this deal done. I'm going to send all of these draft picks over, and we're getting this deal done just like that. So we brought in a great prospect here. He's going to develop for the team, And really, we didn't give up anything valuable. So when it comes to the re-sign phase, none of these guys at the bottom are being brought to the team. I'm not wasting a roster spot on someone with high AHL top 6 potential. It's just not happening. So just based on who has value here and players I would want to bring back, Boquist, I'll look at how much you're looking for. You're looking for 4.6 million. Don't really want to commit that to you. But then again, I have seen you turn to a superstar in some simulations, so maybe I do make this deal. For now, I'll qualify you as an RFA, but I actually might keep you around on this team. Nate Schmidt, you're going to walk. You're 33 years old. Asplund, I guess I could bring you back to the team. How much are you looking for? You're definitely coming back here. We're doing 3 years at 800k. We already know Nosek's not going to come back to the team. This young left defenseman right here, we could bring him onto the team. I'll do a 3-year deal at 800k. Then we have another young forward here, but I'm not going to bring him back. I could qualify him as an RFA, and I guess I'll do that. So we'll finish it off with Chris Drager. I'll do a 2-year deal at 800k. Bro was an amazing goaltender for us last season. Yeah, he only played a few games, but in those few games, he was elite. So those are going to be the signings we make here. One guy just said no. I don't know who just said no to us, but somebody did. Asplund, why are you saying no to me? Let's try 3 years at 950k. Like, that's more than what you're asking for. Now he's going to be sticking around. So the one really good thing about this upcoming season is we have a majority of the guys under contract. There's only 2 players that do need extensions. The first being Kirby Dach and the second being Spencer Knight. I think it's pretty obvious Spencer Knight's going to be the most critical part, but 8.2 million for 1 year, I'm not really too sure if I want to do that. Like, if I'm locking you down to a contract, I'm locking you down for multiple years. When it comes to Kirby Dach, we can definitely do something like this. So how about we do 4.5 for the next 5 years? That's going to leave $10 million for Spencer Knight, and ideally we can lock him down to an 8x8 in the future. Now we have a difficult decision to make with the defense here. So Forsling, Ekblad, Sanheim, none of these guys are being traded. When it comes to Boquist, I'm not really too sure what I should do with him, because I have seen simulations in which he gets up to an 87, 88 overall, so maybe I do pay him and keep him on this team. However, if I do pay him, I am going to have to trade somebody away to clear up cap space for Spencer Knight, because I'm not going to be able to afford everyone here. I mean, shipping out Sean Couturier wouldn't be the end of the world. Yeah, he was a great player for us, but cut to the chase. 86 overall, $7.7 million. We got Anton Lindell. He could probably move up to the second line. Never mind, he's not going to be doing that. But do we really need Sean Couturier here? Like, he's a great player, no question about it, and he played some big minutes for us last season, even scored a couple goals in the playoffs. But 7.7 million? Is it worth it? So I think this could actually just be the simplest thing. Sean Couturier over to the Dallas Stars, Wyatt Johnson, 1-for-1 here. This is a no-brainer. We're freeing up about $4 million. By freeing up that money, Adam Boquist actually could come back to the team here, or we trade him away and try to get a better defenseman. Package up him along with a couple picks, that wouldn't be the end of the world either. So I made the decision to bring Boquist back here. We're going to do $4.3 million for the next 4 years. He's an 84 overall at 24 years old. He'll probably get a little bit better here, but I think what we're going to end up doing is riding out this season with Spencer Knight. Then we're going to wait till the re-sign phase next year. The salary cap's going to go up a bit more, then we'll have enough money to bring him back, because unless we do that, honestly, I'm not really too sure how we're going to have enough money. So this is going to be the final trade. What we really need is another good right defenseman, and Philip Broberg, you could be that guy for us. 80 overall, you have medium top 4 potential still. If you're playing third pairing minutes for us, you're not really going to develop anymore. Maybe you'll get up to an 81 overall, 82 max, but you know what, as a third pairing guy, you can actually be not too bad for us. 3 years at 1.8 million, I'm actually perfectly fine with that contract. So we're moving into year 2 with Matthew Tkachuk. He's 27 years old, 94 overall. Last season was the greatest from him. I mean, he picked up 83 points, but it certainly wasn't a 100-point campaign from him, and that's what I'm expecting. But let's be honest here, with the way I've built this team, there's going to be a lot more scoring throughout the entire lineup, so it's not just going to be one guy leading the team here. Lindell's up to an 85 overall. Wyatt Johnston's going to be joining the team here. I feel like we have a really good top 6, and the bottom 6, they're going to hold it down. Looking at the defense, we're in a great spot just looking at the top 4 here. Forsling, you picked up some big goals for us last season. Ekblad, you're one of our best defensemen. I always want you out on the ice. Boquist, we're going to see what you can do this season. Hopefully you can get up to an 86 overall. Sanheim, you were fantastic for us last season. Then when it comes to Spencer Knight, you were incredible. The only reason we didn't win a Stanley Cup was because of me. Like, I'm taking full blame for that. But you know what? We're not going to screw up this time around. Matthew Tkachuk's going to be getting his second cup. So the Florida Panthers aren't looking too bad at the trade deadline. We're 7th in the entire league, a 35, 19, and 6 record. The offense is one of the best in the entire league. I think we actually might have the best offense. Okay, it's 3rd in the entire league. When it comes to the defense, that's got to tighten up a little bit, and I think we'll be able to do that if we trade for another defenseman. Like, barring what Boquist's plus minus is, I think that's the guy we're going to be trading away. Okay, Matthew Tkachuk, you're only +1. You have 59 points here. How is a 94 overall like Matthew Tkachuk only picking up 59 points in 60 games? Like, bro, you should be over a point a game. You should probably have 70 at this point. But then again, as I said earlier, we have a lot of depth scoring here, and that's why the numbers aren't going to look as good. Adam Boquist, where are you looking at right now? You have 24 points, you're only +2. As an offensive defenseman, I really want you to be better than +2. Like, you're supposed to be producing a ton offensively for this team. You're not really doing that, so I think I probably will end up trading you away here. Even a guy like Evan Rodriguez, you're not really holding up your end of the bargain here. We're paying you $3 million to put up 15 points. Yeah, it's not really the move. So I think we're making a change to the bottom 6 and the defense. Spencer Knight, 29 wins, 1 shot, a 905 and a 299. You're an 89 overall still. You have a handful of X factors. As long as you keep on progressing, we're going to be be in a great spot. I wouldn't be surprised if you have a superstar X factor in the near future. But as we know, we got to make a trade here and we got to improve that defense. Let's go find ourselves a defensive defenseman. So I think this is the perfect move for us. We trade Boquist over to the Boston Bruins. We get Brandon Carlo. Carlo's going to be a good defensive defenseman, 85 overall. We need good defensive defenseman here. We don't need more scoring. Boquist, you don't really fit the timeline. You don't really fit what this team needs. Evan Rodriguez, I want to clear up that money, especially since Lysell can basically do the exact same thing for $3 million less. Well, not quite $3 million. It's more like 2.2, but you get the point here. We're going to try to go 2 for 2. They're going to say no to that, but a 7th rounder will make the difference. So having a playmaker on our bottom 6 is definitely going to help a lot, and having a good defenseman like Carlo, that's definitely going to help our goaltenders' numbers. All right, so we're making this deal with the Philadelphia Flyers. We probably don't even have to include this player right here, but we are. We're getting Gurionov, $1.5 million for the next 2 years. It's a pretty cheap player for the bottom 6. Philly's getting a steal here because I don't have any 6th round picks left, and I don't have any 7th round picks left, so I had to include a 5th rounder. I didn't have any other option. So we're going to bring a bit of playmaking to the bottom 6. Lysell's going to be stepping into the 3rd line. Gurionov, you're going to play some 4th line minutes for us. You're going to be a good sniper here, probably going to help us score some more goals. And then when it comes to the defense, Carlo and Samheim are going to be getting a +1 boost here. We've got a great defensive defenseman. I think that's going to solve any issues we've had. Our offense is better, our defense is better, and by both of those being better, our goaltending is going to be better, and that means our record is going to be better. So to finish out the season, the team was really strong, 5th in the entire league at 48, 28, and 6 record. There's only a handful of teams that I'm actually scared about in front of me. The Edmonton Oilers, they have Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. I'm scared of them. The Winnipeg Jets, not whatsoever. The Toronto Maple Leafs, not whatsoever. The New York Rangers, they're pretty good from top to bottom, so I'm a bit scared of them. But Toronto and Winnipeg, not whatsoever. Like Toronto, we know they're going to lose in the first round. Winnipeg's somehow going to screw it up. That team could go 82-0 and would still find a way to get swept in the first round. That's a known fact. Barkov, 83 points here. Matthew Tkachuk, a bit disappointing, only 79, 37 goals, 42 helpers. But just look at the rest of the team here. We had amazing scoring depth from top to bottom, and that's why. When it comes to the goaltending, you know what? This team turned it up. Spencer Knight, 38 wins, 3 shots, a 906 and a 296. As long as these numbers stay consistent during the simulation, we'll be fine, because I know for a fact when I have to jump into games, you're going to be elite. And this is the perfect team to get our revenge on in the first round. Who are we going to have to take on? The Buffalo Sabres, the team that eliminated us last season, the team I messed up against last season. It's time for me to get back here and I can get my revenge. But barring what happens here, I might not even have to get my revenge, because if we take down the Buffalo Sabres in a sweep, I'd be perfectly fine with that. We're going to be winning game 1. We're winning game 2 as well. Can we make it 3 straight wins for this team? Yes, we can. Let's take Buffalo in a sweep here. Like, no messing around for my Florida Panthers. Buffalo's falling in a sweep. We don't even have to jump into any games here. So we've advanced to the second round here. Now we got to take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm not scared of them whatsoever. We've been through this a million times. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're not winning a Stanley Cup, and they're definitely not winning in the second round. It's only a matter of time, though, before Toronto figures it out, and then I can't make those jokes anymore. So as long as I can, I'm going to make them. So let's go ahead, simulate through the first 2 games here, see what's going to happen. We're dropping game number 1, but we're going to respond in game number 2 here. Barring what happens in game 3, I might be jumping into a game. Let's see what happens in game 4. We're currently down 2-1 in the series, but I can still make this comeback. So it's time for my Florida Panthers to lock in here. I need a big game from them. We're going to be trailing after the first period. Nico Sturm's picking up 2 goals here. What's going to be happening in the second period? It's a 1-goal game. I feel pretty comfortable jumping into this one. If Toronto was up 4-1 or something, I wouldn't even bother jumping into it, but this one's a pretty fair game. So this is going to be the first game I get to play at home for the Florida Panthers. We're currently trailing by 1 goal entering the third period. We need to spark something big here, and that's going to start with a massive hit. Ekblad's actually got a bit of a break here. We might be able to score very early into this period. We're going to throw that on net, but you know what? Joseph Woll is going to make the save here. The puck's loose in front of the net. Matthew Tkachuk's trying to put some work in. He's throwing that towards the front of the net. I think we just got to get a bunch of shots on net and we'll be all right. Let's drop this back. Ekblad tee that up. Oh, that was a good shot, though. I'll take that any day of the week. And let's do it again right here. We'll throw another one towards the net, and we just drilled our own player. All right, we're cooking behind the net here. Sam Moskowicz has got the puck. Let's throw that around. Let's give it to Sanheim. Let him tee something up here. We're going to keep on taking those long shots. I think we can eventually get through on Joseph Woll. So, I mean, those are good shots. I'll take them any day of the week. So we have 5 minutes left in the third period. The offense just hasn't been good enough here. We've had a lot of opportunities, but they haven't been high quality opportunities, and that's our problem. We're taking shots, but they're not good shots. That is just unfortunate. That is very unfortunate right there. Austin Matthews is scoring. But yeah, we got screwed there. So this is just unfortunate. Kirby Dach, a great opportunity to get the puck out of our zone. William Nylander's going to break that play up. He's going to dish it over to Austin Matthews, but we're immediately going to respond with a great poke check. So at this point, we're going to gain control of the puck here, and my plan is just to pass it over to Barkov here. Once we get the puck over to Barkov, we're going to be in a great spot. What ends up happening? I just take a shot and whip it right at him. After whipping that shot right at him, it's going to go right to Mitch Marner, who's going to dish it over to William Nylander. They're going to go to work here, and immediately we were screwed. Spencer Knight, it was a good poke check. I just screwed us there. Like, I put us in such a bad position, we're not going to recover. That's just a tough look. Yeah, so we're not going to talk about what just happened here. John Tavares, he's going to get stopped by Spencer Knight. All right, we got 40 seconds left to score 2 goals. Let's just say things haven't gone our way. Bro, I cannot catch a break here. We almost went between the legs with Matthew Tkachuk to score one of our goals, but nope, we can just not catch a break here. Barkov, do what you can. I mean, there's 13 seconds left. This game's over. But if you can score a goal here, I wouldn't mind. He's not going to be able to tuck that one in. But Matthew Tkachuk is goaltender interference. That sums up this entire game. Was it goaltender interference, though? I think we were checked into the goaltender. Yeah, Liljegren definitely pushed us into Joseph Woll there. I think that's a fair goal. But nope, the refs were clearly paid off by the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're going to be losing this game, and it's all because of the reffing. Definitely not because of my skill. It was all the reffing. The refs screwed us in this game. You know what? Let's get into a fight here. I don't really care at this point. There's 0.3 seconds left. Matthew Tkachuk, if you're going to do anything out here, you might as well just win a fight. So let's just absolutely feed Dominik Kubalik a bunch of punches here. We're going to win the fight. We might not have won the game. We actually got smoked in this game, but we did win the fight. And that's really all that matters. I mean, we're still down 3-1, so I mean, yeah, what can you do? So the boys are down 3-1 against the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I don't think we're going to be making this comeback. We're off to the third period in a tie game, and in that third period, we're actually going to be showing up 2 goals from our defensemen, including the winner with 10 seconds left. I mean, we're forcing game 6, so I guess I'll take it. All right, Florida, maybe I should just shut my mouth because we made it back to game 7, and we're going to be competing for a Stanley Cup if we win this. I mean, we'll be in the conference finals, but we're still competing. So here we go, game 7, the Florida Panthers and Toronto Maple Leafs. We're about to make a 3-1 series comeback against Toronto. No, we aren't. We're just immediately going to fold here. Lindell's picking up a shorthanded goal in the second period, so it is a possibility we can still make this comeback. But you know what? We're going to get blown out in the third. So that's back-to-back seasons where after I lose, we make a 3-1 series comeback and then lose in game 7. You just hate to see it happen multiple times. I mean, I'll take it. Like, a win is a win is a win is a win, so yeah, things could have been worse. Like, Toronto could have won the Stanley Cup. I'll take this, though. So what really let us down in the playoffs? Well, it clearly wasn't the first line. Matthew Tkachuk, Barkov, Kirby Dach, they were great. Forsling, he was great. Sam Reinhart, -3. Verhaeghe, you were -3. Lindell, you were -6. Wyatt Johnston, you were -4. Yeah, the offense coming from the second line, third line, and fourth line just wasn't good enough here. On top of that, Spencer Knight, you weren't really your dominant self in the postseason. 7 wins, 1 shutout, a 908 and a 294. I need you to be a bit better. Then again, if the team's not really showing up in front of you, I can't really expect too much. But I guess the question is, how much are you going to be looking for when it comes to an extension, and how much money do we actually have to work with? So we have $12.8 million to work with, and the salary cap hasn't even gone up yet, but you're only looking for a 1-year deal. I can't do a 1-year deal with you. I'm just going to tell you that right now. If you're not willing to accept a long-term deal, I will trade you away. So I don't think it really matters who we draft here. We can go for this medium top 4 potential defenseman right here. There's actually 2 down there, or we can select this guy. He's projected 26 overall. I think we're just going to go with him. Okay, now this guy's a 74 overall, and I love that. He'll be jumping into the lineup in a couple seasons, but ain't no way the Edmonton Oilers just got an 80 overall player with a 25th overall pick. I'm willing to trade for this man right now, and I think I will. Like, how much trade value does that guy have? Because he probably doesn't have as much as you would think he would. He was just drafted 80 overall. That's honestly not that much trade value. I think we can get this deal done. So Edmonton, how does this sound? I'll give you 2 4th rounders, a 3rd and a 5th for that guy you just drafted. He's already an 80 overall. Do you think this is a fair deal? Absolutely not, but they're still accepting it. We scam teams out here. Professional hustlers. All right, so let's get the extensions rolling here. We're going to start with Lysell, and we're going to be looking at 1.7 for the next 5 years. For a bottom 6 player, that's actually amazing. You know what? We'll do 1.85. I want to make sure that he comes to the team, and I think that's a fair deal for him. Nico Mikkola, you've been a great third pairing defenseman. What are you looking for? We can definitely do this. 1.5 for the next 3. But the most important player, of course, that's going to be Spencer Knight. And what's he going to be looking for here? 1 year at $8 million. I just can't do this. You know I can't do this. I'll qualify you as an RFA, but be prepared for a trade to happen. I mean, barring what he's looking for. If he's looking for a reasonable price, we can do it. I can do 2 years at $1.2 million. And then Gurionov, I think we'll end up trading you away here because he didn't perform how I expected. So after some tense negotiations with Spencer Knight, I I think we're going to pull off a deal like this. It's going to be 8.8 for the next 6 years. I think that's fair for both sides. You get the money you're looking for, and we get the term we're looking for. But that's not going to be the only guy that's going to be taking a bit of money away from us, because Brandon Carlo, you also have to return to this team. But this is going to be a great deal. I'll do $4.7 million for the next 6 seasons. You're a great defensive defenseman. You help this team a ton, but we also have to make sure we have enough money for Wyatt Johnston. And what's this man going to be looking for? Well, he's going to be looking for a bag, because I want to lock him down for 8 years. So we're going to do $6.5 million for the next 8 years, and then we're going to have to free up some money somewhere. All right, so Winnipeg's got a good prospect in Lucius, and I wouldn't mind bringing him to the team here. 80 overall, he's a good sniper. He can play on our bottom 6, preferably the 4th line, and that's where he has a great fit. So Lucius, I'm going to ship you out along with the 7th round pick. I think this is going to work for both sides. You guys get yourselves a great player like Lucius, and we bring in Lucius. He's going to provide some goal scoring for the bottom 6, and I think that's what we're needing. I mean, then again, we had one of the best offenses in the entire league. We need defensive help. So I made a statement earlier regarding Gurionov and how I was going to trade him away. So that's exactly what we're going to do here. I'm going to send him over to the Colorado Avalanche for a 3rd round pick. We don't really need him on the team anymore, and that 3rd round pick is going to have quite a bit of value. I mean, not really, it's a 3rd round pick, but if I can get a medium elite potential player, then it would be worth the deal. All right, so Spencer Knight declined our last offer, but you know what? I'll circle back here. I'll do $9 million for the next 6 seasons. I don't really want to pay him more than $9 million, so hopefully he's willing to accept that. I mean, if I have to take 1 year off his contract and do 5 years at $9 million, I would be willing to do that. He's coming back for 1 more year accepting the qualifying offer. That's literally the last thing I wanted to happen. And the reason I didn't want that to happen here is now I believe he's a UFA. Okay, never mind. No, he isn't. I thought he became a UFA, but he has 1 more year of RFA rights. He's up to a 90 overall. He's probably going to be asking for $17 million now. But hey, we get him for 1 more season at a cheap price. So we made a couple changes during the offseason here, but Lindell's up to an 87 overall, so that's going to be massive for our 3rd line. We have a power forward, 2-way forward, and another 2-way forward. This line's going to be strictly defense. I don't care if this line doesn't score any goals. You just have to keep the puck over our net. Our 4th line is going to have a couple young guys here. We have the guy Edmonton just drafted, 80 overall, power forward. He's going to play on the 4th line this season. We have a sniper. We got ourselves a playmaker. This team's looking not too bad. When we look at the defense here, it's a familiar sight. It's literally the exact same as last season. And then when it comes to goaltending, the exact same as last season. Spencer Knight, 90 overall. If you want to stick around with the Florida Panthers, you better smarten up. I'm not giving you $15 million a year for the next 7 years. If you want to play hardball with me, you're going to learn the hard way, and you just won't return to the team. I'm not afraid to trade you away over to the Nashville Predators and get Askarov, because that literally is the guy I would trade you for. So smarten up or you're off to Nashville, and you'll be the backup there, because UC Saros will still be ahead of you. So basically every issue that this team has had in the past has now been solved. We're 2nd in the entire league, a 39-17-5 record. We have one of the best offenses here, 3.87. It's 2nd in the entire league. And when it comes to our defense, that's also one of the best in the entire league. We're going to be 5th best. The only concern I have is the Colorado Avalanche are better than us in both categories. They have a better offense and a better defense, so they're definitely going to be the team we have to watch out for. But then again, we won't have to worry about that team until they make it to the Stanley Cup final, because that's where we're going to see them. Sam Reinhart's looking great so far, 71 points, 31 goals, 40 assists. Matthew Tkachuk continues to do his thing as always, 26 goals, 38 assists for 64 points. Based on the last 2 seasons and Matthew Tkachuk taking a bit of a dip in production, I'm really contemplating packaging up Kirby Dach along with a couple other assets to get a superstar playmaker. I mean, what I could do is just simply move Sam Reinhart back up to the 1st line, but based on what he's doing on the 2nd line with Wyatt Johnston, I kind of want to keep him there, because Wyatt Johnston, Carver Hagee, and Sam Reinhart, they've been an elite 2nd line for us. When it comes to Matthew Tkachuk, Barakov, and Kirby Dach, could be a bit better. Goaltending wise though, Spencer Knight, what have you been up to this season? 26 wins, 4 shots, an 898 and a 296, and you won $15 million? Buddy, let's be a bit more reasonable. Then again, you now have a superstar X Factor, so you have been proving yourself. So do we package up Kirby Dach during this trade deadline, try to bring in a superstar playmaker for the top line? I think it's about time we make that deal. So I'm talking about a superstar playmaker, and one guy that came to mind was Trevor Zegras, 88 overall. He's already got himself a superstar X Factor. He'd be great on that 1st line. So Trevor Zegras for Kirby Dach, a 3rd rounder and a 1st round pick. Let's just send this over to Anaheim and see what they're thinking. They're going to be saying no to that. We do have some young prospects that we could trade away here, and we might do that. I don't want to give up this 74 overall who has high top 6 potential. I want to hold on to him. But Sachin, I definitely would be willing to trade away here. He's only a 79 overall at 22 years old. I don't know how much better he's going to be getting, but if we can get Trevor Zegras, it's definitely going to be worth it. So they're going to say no to that deal. What if I take out the 3rd rounder and put in a 2nd instead? So if I trade our 1st and 2nd round pick for next season, along with Kirby Kirby Dach and Sachin and we get Trevor Zegras, I think we can win ourselves a Stanley Cup. They're going to be saying no to that. Do I give up more than this? Like, do I include this 3rd round pick from the Colorado Avalanche? I think I do. The fact that you said no to that's wild, and now I'm not making this deal. All right, so this is going to be a bit of a risky deal here, but we're going to do Kirby Dach over to the Montreal Canadiens, pick up Sean Farrell. So we're basically going to be swapping playmakers with them. Sean Farrell's an 85 overall, which is the exact same as Kirby Dach, but he has an X factor, and I feel like if I put him on the first line, it's going to allow us to get like a +3 or maybe even a +4 boost, and I think that will be better off after that. So Kirby Dach, we're going 1 for 1 here. You'd head back to Montreal. We're getting Sean Farrell. Now we just have to make sure that we have enough money to re-sign him. He's going to be looking for a hefty contract, but I think this is going to work out for us. So what we're going to do is put Sean Farrell on the top line alongside Barakov and Matthew Tkachuk, and hopefully that's going to be a better playmaker for Matthew Tkachuk. I'm assuming with his gained X factor, he's going to start progressing a bit more than Kirby Dach did. Kirby Dach's been stuck at an 85 overall for a handful of years. Sean Farrell, I think he's about to step it up. And then when it comes to that second line, it's going to be staying the same. Wyatt Johnston, Verhaeghe, Sam Reinhart. You guys have been incredible so far, so I don't want to break this up. Now the move for Sean Farrell actually might be the greatest move we did here, because we're going to be re-signing this guy for a pretty cheap price, $5.4 million. And if he keeps on getting better and gets up to like an 87, 88 overall, that's going to be a great deal. Hold on, wait a minute here. Spencer Knight willing to sign a deal with the team. Can we do an 8-year deal? Yes, we can. Well, I mean, we could do 8 years, but I don't really want to give him 11.5 million. But what if I do 7 years at like 8.8 million or something? You know what? We'll do 7 years at 9.2 million. I think that's pretty fair for a guy like Spencer Knight. And then even after doing this deal right here, I still think we have enough money for Sean Farrell. So everyone's rejoined the team here. We're in a great spot. So to finish off this season, Florida's going to be finishing second in the entire league, a 51, 24, and 7 record, an amazing offense, and even better defense. This team's great from top to bottom. I'm really curious to see what Sean Farrell did since joining the team here, though, so I want to head immediately down to that. I'm expecting big things, and you did big things here. 16.7 goals, 9 assists in 21 games. You're going to keep on getting better here. This was a great acquisition for the team. Like, we're going to see Matthew Tkachuk's plus-minus go up here. We're seeing Barkov's plus-minus go up. I think Kirby Dach might have been holding this team back a little bit too much. And then when it comes to goaltending, even Spencer Knight's numbers are better. 35 wins, 6 shots, a 904 and a 283. It's this team's time for a Stanley Cup. Matthew Tkachuk, you're about to get your second Stanley Cup. You have to lead the way, though. If we want to win a Stanley Cup, you got to step up. You got to perform in the big-time games, but I know you're capable of doing that. We have the New Jersey Devils to take on the first round. Let's make a statement here. Now, this is the exact opposite of a statement. We dropped game 1 6-3. We dropped game 2 3-1. Where's the offense? Where's the amazing defense? Everything about this team completely changed. Game 3 is going to be an interesting one. All right, so we're not dropping to a 3-1 deficit here. This team better show up when it matters most. We're picking up 3 goals in the first period. We're picking up a couple more goals here. We have a 2-goal lead entering the third period, so we should have this locked down. We're winning game 3 7-3. We're scoring on Sergei Bobrovsky. All is right in the world. So we got to keep on rolling here. Florida might be taking game 3, but we got to take game 4 as well. And I think we're going to be able to do that. We have a 4-0 lead. This is how you make a statement. We're evening up this series. This team's going to keep on rolling. So ideally, I don't have to jump into any of these games, and we just take down the New Jersey Devils. It's going to be a scoreless first period. In the second, we're going to keep on scoring. And in the third period, who would have seen this coming? More scoring from this team. And Spencer Knight, he's going to pick up a shutout. So we might have dropped the first 2 games, but now we're about to close out in game 6. We have a 2-1 lead after 1. After 2 periods, we're still going to have a 1-goal lead. So what's going to happen in the third period here? We're going to completely collapse. We got game 7, winners off to the second round. So I guess the real question is, do I jump into game 7 here? Nico Hischier's picking up the first goal of the game. In the second period, they have a 3-1 lead. I think I gotta jump into this one. Is the CPU gonna be able to make a 2-goal comeback? I don't think so. But you know who can make a 2-goal comeback? Anyone but me. But you know what? We're about to make our first 2-goal comeback. And you know what? We're throwing the alternate jerseys on. Let's throw the reverse retro jerseys on. This is how we spark the comeback. We just gotta change the jersey up. So we're down 3-1 in game 7. We gotta get something rolling here. I'm not losing to Dawson Mercer, the biggest ops of all time. That's just not happening. So why would this team ever win a face-off? But Lindell is putting the pressure on. Samuel Skevich is going to take the puck away. Let this man cook. He's working his way towards the front of the net. That was a big shot there. We probably should have scored. Ekblad, you throw that on net. At this point, just throw a bunch of shots on net. So I need Lindell to spark something here. He's driving towards the front of the net. What an absolute snipe. He's beaten Bobrovsky here, and this is now a 1-goal game. No, that was a big-time goal from Lindell there. He was just holding off the defender. He's ripping that past Bobrovsky, and this is a 1-goal game now. One of the biggest goals. And who did he beat? Dawson Mercer. He's beaten the ops. You'll love to see it. So we have just over 11 minutes left in this game. As long as we continue to play good defense, we're going to be able to compete in this game. But who cares about the defense? Let's get the offense going. And Brandon Carlo, the defensive defenseman, is putting on some offensive work here, and he's going to tie this game up. What a great move from him. Look at him just skate around the defense of New Jersey. They didn't even stand a chance there. The defensive defenseman putting on the offensive prowess. Who would have thought? So this game's all tied up, but you know what? We don't want to tie the game. We want to win this game. Let's keep that offensive pressure going. Okay, that was a nice pass from Carlo. We got a great opportunity here. Ekblad, you are such a beauty. What an amazing goal. He's going between the legs. Yeah, we got all the momentum. There's no way we're losing this game. I don't know why Carlo was running the offense there, but he was. But look at that goal from Barkov. He's skating in. He goes right between the legs. What a terrible camera angle. What are these camera angles? No, like in all seriousness, we want to see an incredible goal. Why don't we go a bit further away? But the Florida Panthers have scored 3 big goals here. We're going to keep the pressure on. Matthew Tkachuk picked up an assist there. The Florida Panthers a 4-3 lead. We have 10 minutes left in this game. It's actually 9:33, but it doesn't matter. We're going to keep on scoring goals. Let's score another 3. So Barkov, keep on putting on the pressure. What are we doing here? Like, we are literally just cooking this team right now. They can't do anything against us. Now this is a big time face-off from Barkov. We can't be losing this one. I've lost a lot of face-offs today, but I'm not going to be losing that one. Let's cycle this around, then we'll break it out of our zone. Okay, seriously, why is Carlo always running the offense here? But I'm perfectly fine with it. If stuff like that's going to happen, Brandon Carlo, I'm keeping you on this team as long as I can. I don't care if you're 37 years old and a 72 overall, you're going to be staying on this team. You have what, 3-4 points in this game? Ridiculous. No, like seriously, why is this man always breaking the puck out for us? Like, it doesn't make any sense. So we have a 2-goal lead, and with the way things have been going, there is no way we lose this game right here. We might even score another goal, who knows? All right, so 2-on-1 here, and they dump the puck. What are they doing? They could have had an easy goal there. Let's break this down. Maybe get a breakaway with Wyatt Johnston. He's going between the legs. He was trying to cook up something special here. He got a bit too fancy. So there's 2 minutes left in this game. We have a 2-goal lead. We're not going to screw this one up. We just have to play some good defense. Wyatt Johnston, what are you doing? The CPU is trying to allow me to lose this game. The CPU wants me to lose this game right here. Like, bro, why are you picking up a penalty there? But you know what? We got Barkov on the ice. You already know he's going to win this face-off. We're going to clear the puck, and that's going to waste a ton of time. Like, what a win by Barkov. Broberg, don't know why you're on the penalty kill, but you are, and I'm going to live with that. All right, Broberg, just play Zuccarello here. Don't do anything stupid. Okay, that was actually a really good play right there. We did not allow them to get anything, and then I immediately played the puck. What am I doing? Spencer Knight, you are that guy. You are him right now. Yeah, I'm just playing really stupid hockey. Let's get the puck out of our zone. Yeah, like I kind of deserved that right there. A minute 22, I got way too comfortable. So a minute 22 here, it's a 1-goal game now. Why did I play that puck? I have no clue. I want to get the offense going. I'm going to be honest, I just want to score more goals. All right, so the goaltender's pulled here. Let's just get this in the offensive zone. We might be able to score here. Okay, we're all right. We're going to be okay here. Aaron Ekblad's going to bury this one. His first of the postseason. We're taking game 7, 6-4 here. We're off to the second round. I was getting very concerned when they were in the offensive zone, but you know what? We're all right here. Aaron Ekblad, he's going to pot the insurance goal, but there is 30 seconds left, and they might pull the goalie again here. Let's pick up 7 in this game. So Wyatt Johnston with 18 seconds left. Let's see if you can pick up your first goal of the postseason, tee this up into the back of the net, or is that your 4th goal of the postseason? I mean, it doesn't really matter. We scored 7 in this game. Wyatt Johnston picking up the 7th goal of the game for us. It was a 3-1 game entering the 3rd period, wasn't it? We scored 6 goals here. I mean, granted, 2 of them were empty netters, but who cares? 7 goals, that's quite the game from our boys. So we closed the game out. Here was a massive game 7 win. Spencer Knight's cheering. The boys are throwing their sticks in the air because we got out of the first round. We won game 7 and we're cheering like we won the Stanley Cup. Relax, we still have 3 more rounds to go. So after that massive game 7 win, we're going to be moving on to the second round where we're going to have to take on the Buffalo Sabres. Matthew Tkachuk, you really didn't do too much in that last game. I'm going to be completely honest. Yeah, you did pick up an assist, but Brandon Carlo, you were something special in that game. I never expected you to be leading the offense for us, but you were. So you know what? Let's see if you can do it again in the second round. If Brandon Carlo ends up being the guy with the most points in this team by the end of the postseason, I'll buy his jersey. Why not? So Florida, in game 7, you stepped up when you had to. You scored 7 goals. What do you do after that? Allow 6 here and allow 6 here. I got nothing to say about that. If you're going to make a comeback here, I wouldn't be against it. But why do you always have to put yourselves in a terrible position? So Brandon Carlo, I need you to put in some work here. Matthew Tkachuk, that's a big time goal for you. All right, this game's immediately tied up here. I think I got to jump into this game. I'm not allowing us to go to a 3-0 deficit here, so I'm jumping into this one. Florida's making the comeback with me at the helm. So we were down 3-1 and beat the New Jersey Devils. But you know what? I don't think I've actually beat the Buffalo Sabres in any games I've played so far, so we have to be prepared for their offense and their great defense. Oh, that was a massive hit by Barkov. He knocked Alex Tuch's helmet off. All right, we got the... Bro, what just happened? No way Tage Thompson just picked my pocket like that. Okay, they are finessing me right now. Okay, Spencer Knight, that was a massive save, but man, Buffalo was putting in work against us. I was focused on the Alex Tuck hit, but then Tage Thompson went to work. Like, look at that hit right there. Bro got knocked out. He is not waking up. Okay, we got to get this puck out of the zone. Spencer Knight, pick it up or something. I don't care what you do. Let's just ice this puck. I mean, we're not icing it. We're just getting into the offensive zone. We got to get rid of that full pressure meter. Bro, you got to stop that puck. I mean, yes, we shouldn't have left that guy wide open, but you got to make that save. Bro, what are you doing? I mean, respectfully, I played that really bad. There's no question about it, but you got to stop that. So we're facing a deficit here. We still have 13 minutes to go. That's a lot of time. We can score a handful of goals here. All right, this was just an amazing goal from start to finish. Look at Sanheim drop it off to Farrell. Farrell's going to drop it off to Barkov. An easy tap in for him. The team was cooking there. That was just magic. Look at that pass. Look at that pass. Buffalo needed a timeout after that one. They have to say, bro, what are you doing out there? What is our defense doing? Ain't no way Florida should be able to skate through our entire team like that. Well, we've tied the game up. We have a little less than 10 minutes left. That's enough for 3 more goals. Oh, look at Matthew Tkachuk deflecting that out midair. That gives Sean Farrell a chance. He's going to throw that towards the front of the net. Unfortunately, it's not going to get through, but Forsling is going to get an opportunity here. Let's see what he can cook up. He's going to work his way towards the front of the net, and he's going to snipe that. Okay, there was like no angle there, but Forsling still found the back of the net. I don't know how he beat Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. I guess that's actually Devin Levi. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is going to be the backup right now, but Forsling, what an amazing goal. I don't even know how you snipe from that short of an angle. Like, bro, you were putting in work on that play. Like, you got knocked off the puck there, then you're going to work your way towards the front of the net. You're beating Devin Levi. Yeah, we got ourselves a 1-goal lead, and we're not going to give up that lead. So Forsling's going to be drawing a big-time penalty here. We're going to be wasting 2 of the final 5 minutes. So if we score a goal here, we're going to be good. But if we don't score here, Buffalo's going to have to put on that pressure. They're not going to have a lot of time to score another goal. So let's just win this face-off back and tee this up. Aaron Ekblad almost sniped that. He almost had a goal there, and we would have won that game. Unfortunately, that's not the case here. But you know what? He might just score right here. Devin Levi's making a nice glove save, though. Nothing you can do about it. All right, so just under 5 minutes. Sean Farrell, you're going to win the face-off here. You're going to drop it back to Sanheim. He's going to tee this up. Devin Levi once again making a big-time save. You know what? If he's going to make saves like that, I can live with it. All right, we got a minute left on the power play. We really haven't been able to get anything going, but that's about to change right here. Here comes Sean Farrell. He's breaking into the zone. He might be able to tuck that in the back of the net, but he didn't get past Devin Levi because he smoked him. So this has been a very forgettable power play. Like, we've done absolutely nothing. We've had a couple great opportunities, but haven't been able to put anything in the back of the net here. Wyatt Johnston's going to be collecting this puck here. Never mind, I guess he's just going to knock it down and give Thomas a great chance here. What are we doing? You know what? It's not the end of the world here because we're still going to break the puck out. Carter Verhaeghe's doing everything he can to get this puck towards the front of the net. He's going to throw it off Devin Levi, and just like that, the power play is over. So the power play is over, but that doesn't mean the offense is going to stop here. Wyatt Johnston's trying to cook something up. Matthew Tkachuk's collecting the puck. He's trying to go short side, but that's not going to be happening here. Devin Levi, another massive save. So we have a minute 27 left here. We got to win this game. We can't be falling to a 3-0 deficit. We just got to lock in. Forsling, just send that puck into the offensive zone. Waste a bit of time here, and let's set up the offense. Look at Matthew Tkachuk. What a big play there. This man's going to score a big-time goal, isn't he? Okay, that was a great opportunity. Devin Levi made an incredible save. Nothing you can do about that. Matthew Tkachuk just about clinched this game for us, but Devin Levi, that's going off his stick. Nothing you can do about that. That was a big time save from him. Matthew Tkachuk, that was some great defense I just saw. But on top of that great defense, we also wasted some time on the clock. Only 50 seconds left here. Let's just not give them a chance. You got to score that goal. 15 seconds left. Just don't screw this up. Why did we just take a penalty? Never mind. No, we didn't. Let's play some good defense here. We are choking. We are literally choking here. Carlos, save the day. I need you to save the day here. Just tie this guy up. I don't care what happens. Do not allow a goal here. Okay, we should have lost. We should have lost this game. There's still a couple seconds left. I'll take it. That was some terrible defense in the final 5 seconds. We were running around like crazy, but at the end of the day, we won the game, and we made this a somewhat competitive series. It's now 2-1 for Buffalo. So we made this a somewhat competitive series, but we got to win game number 4 here, and it looks like that's exactly what we're doing. We're scoring 5 goals, and we're going to cap it off with a goal in the 3rd period. This series has been evened up. So the series is tied 2-2 here between Buffalo and Florida. Buffalo's going to be taking the lead in this game. They're picking up the first 2 goals in the 1st period. All right, we're going to keep this a somewhat competitive game. Do I jump into this game? I think we're going to simulate a bit of the 3rd period here, and if we can tie this up, I might jump in. But you know what? I think this game's over, so I'm just going to simulate the rest of it. I think it was a good thing I didn't jump in and waste this game for us. Also, I don't know why I said they picked up the first 2 goals in the first period. They clearly scored, and then we scored, and then they scored. But now we're facing a 3-2 deficit here. Barring what happens in game number 6, I might be jumping in early. So let's hope that Florida just locks in and absolutely dominates from start to finish. We're picking up the first 2 goals of the game. We're picking up another one in the second here, and we're picking up another in the third. It's going to be a shutout for the Florida Panthers. We're off to game 7 once again. And if I have to jump in game 7, I'm more than willing to do that. So we got game 7 between the Buffalo Sabres and Florida Panthers. In the first period, we're going to be exchanging goals. They're picking up 2, but we're also picking up 2. In the second period, we're going to exchange goals once again here. I'm jumping into this one. It's a tie game in game 7. You already know I got to be the one to win this game. And of course, we got to wear the reverse retro jerseys. I am undefeated when wearing these jerseys. And you know what? I've scored a ton of goals wearing these jerseys, so why not do it again? Also, I've come to the conclusion this is going to be like a 7-hour long video. But you know what? We vibe. We're also starting on the power play here, so I'll definitely take that. And it's a long power play too. Like, we got 3 minutes to work with here. Let's score a couple goals. Forsling's going to work his way towards the front of the net. He's going to be ripping a shot off. They're going to be blocking it though, so we won't be scoring just yet. But you know what? Matthew Tkachuk's fighting along the boards. He's going to keep the puck in here. And what just happened? JJ Peterka, I believe, is picking up a slashing penalty. All right, we got the 5-on-3 here. We got to score. All right, I want to make sure that we get a great opportunity on every single shot. So here we go, Sanheim. You're getting a great opportunity right here. I want you to rip that into the back of the net. If you're going to give Travis Sanheim that much space, he's going to make you pay. He's ripping the one past Devin Levi, and we have a 1-goal lead. But you know what? We still got ourselves a lot of time on the power play. Another 2 minutes. Let's go pick up another 2 goals. Look at Lindell. He's just skating through everyone right now. Farrell's going to pick up that puck. Let's throw it back to Ekblad. Ekblad, who do you want to toss it over to? I mean, if they're going to give you this much space, you might as well just rip that on net. So we just kept the puck in their zone. We got to make them pay. Let's win this back to Forsling, then dish it over to Sanheim, and then he'll bury this in the back of the net. I think that's Sanheim out here. Never mind. Wyatt Johnston, you put that in the back of the net. All right, you shot about 18 feet over the net, but you know what? That's all right. Forsling also just lit somebody up. That man's not messing around. And Forsling now has got a bit of a break. I'll allow you to take that shot. That was a good opportunity for you. I'm not mad about that by any means. It's been a pretty quiet last couple minutes here, but you know what? We're about to change that because we're going to score a goal. Wyatt Johnston, kick that over to Sam Reinhart. Never mind. He's just going to set himself up for a breakaway, and he's going to bury that one past Devin Levi. That was the plan from the very beginning. Like, I planned that the entire way. You know what? I was just going to fake out the defenseman by giving them the puck, and then Wyatt Johnston was going to go to work. I told you it had just been a couple boring minutes, so you know what? I'm going to change that, and Wyatt Johnston, he's going to pick up a big-time goal here. So we have a 2-goal lead with just under 12 minutes left. That should be enough goals, but you know what? We better pick up a couple more. And who's getting into the offensive mix now? That's going to be Broberg. I have no clue what he's doing in the offensive end, but you know what? Let's let that man cook. Okay, Lysell is actually kind of built different when it comes to the speed. That man absolutely flies. Why is he so fast? Just because of his speed, I want to give him a couple more minutes. Like, I actually really enjoyed playing with him there. But you know what? Matthew Tkachuk's got himself a breakaway here, and he's going to score that. Okay, Devin Levi, why do you always make the big-time save on Matthew Tkachuk? Like, let that man score a goal. This entire video is about him, but nope, you're going to shut the door on Matthew Tkachuk every single time. Like, here goes Matthew Tkachuk again. He's going to get by the defenseman. You better not stop this, Devin Levi. You're not going to be able to. Matthew Tkachuk is absolutely cooking. We've scored 3 unanswered, and we're going to be winning game 7 here. Like, Matthew Tkachuk had that defenseman loss. I don't know who it was. I think it might have been Owen Power. Who was it? Yes, it was. It was Owen Power. Big rig Matthew Tkachuk making Owen Power look like an absolute fool. We've scored 3 unanswered, and we've got this game locked up. Look at Wyatt Johnston fighting behind the net. There is no reason he should have scored that goal. Buffalo is washed. Wyatt Johnston himself just completely changed the game here. Like, that man was just fighting behind the net between 3 defensemen. None of them could stop Wyatt Johnston. That is absurd. So we've scored 4 goals, and we're about to make that 5. Wyatt Johnston, pick up the trick here. Oh, that was a tough one. I actually thought he had the trick there. But you know what? I'm going to give him this trick. I'm not passing this puck. Wyatt Johnston, it's time for you to go to work. You're just going to circle around the net here. You had a great opportunity for the hat trick, but you know what? You're not going to be scoring there. So we're in the final seconds of this game. Let's light up Peyton Krebs. We absolutely smoke that man. And we actually might score another goal here. We have enough time. Wyatt Johnston, throw that on net. Who cares if we didn't score? We scored 4 goals in the third period. My offense has been elite. My defense has been even better. And now we're off to the conference finals. Florida's just 8 games away from another Stanley Cup. And with the way this team's been playing, I'm a bit concerned. Because I'm not going to lie, the only times this team has looked good is the games I've played for them. When I'm not playing for them, they look like absolute crap. But you know what? It's about time the team turns it up. And Matthew Tkachuk, he's going to lead the way, as well as Wyatt Johnston. That man is just the heart and soul of this team right now. So we've advanced to the conference finals, and this is going to be by far our toughest task yet, the New York Rangers. This team's been incredible since season number 1, and here they are still competing for a Stanley Cup, so we're going to have a tough task in front of us. But looking at the Western Conference, that might be an even tougher task. We have the Edmonton Oilers with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl, and the Colorado Avalanche, who are by far the best team in the entire league. The best offensive, the best defensive. Without a doubt, we have the 4 best teams left in the playoffs, but only one of them can win the Stanley Cup, and it better be the Florida Panthers. So the one thing we can't afford here is dropping game number 1 and game number 2 to the New York Rangers. We gotta be at least taking one of these. We're actually taking both of them. Okay, if we can win 3 straight here, we're gonna be in a great spot. I don't think I'm even gonna have to jump into this series. We're gonna sweep the New York Rangers here. 9 goals in game number 4. We're in the Stanley Cup final, and more than likely we're gonna get a rematch against the Edmonton Oilers. So here we go, the Stanley Cup final. The Florida Panthers are gonna take down the New York Rangers in a sweep. The Edmonton Oilers are gonna take down the Colorado Avalanche in 5 games. We have 2 of the best matching up here. Since Edmonton took down the Colorado Avalanche, I'm a bit more scared of them because they beat the best offensive team and the best defensive. And Connor McDavid, he's definitely lighting the lamp. So we got game 1 and game 2 here. We're going to be simulating both of them. We got to keep the winning streak going here. And unfortunately, that's not going to be happening. We're dropping game 1 and game number 2. Definitely not a position we want to be in, but we're known for making these comebacks. So we'll go ahead and simulate game number 3 here. And if I have to jump in, I'll definitely do that. Giuseppe's going to be picking up the first goal of the game. In the second period, we're going to be responding. Stolarz is in net for the Edmonton Oilers. Do I jump into this game right here? It's a tie game currently. We have the entire third period to play. I want to make sure we win this one. So far, every game 3 I've jumped into, we've been able to win. And on top of winning game 3, we end up winning the series. So we definitely have to continue that trend here. So we got to get the offense going as soon as possible here. So Barkov win it back to Ekblad. Let's have him score the first goal of the third period. I guess that's not what's going to be happening here, but Matthew Tkachuk, show us that elite defense you showed earlier in the video. Every time Edmonton gets into the offensive zone, we got to win the faceoff here. They have Vince Dunn on their team. Okay, their defense isn't nearly as bad as it used to be. So if we don't allow Connor McDavid or Leon Draisaitl or the top guys on Edmonton to score here, we're going to win this game because there's no way they have a bottom 6 right now. Like if they're paying Vince Dunn money, they're paying Draisaitl money, they're paying McDavid money. You got Hyman, you got Nuge on that team. Like where's your bottom 6? They have Joe Pavelski here. How is this team that good? Like who's on this Oilers team? So you got Vince Dunn, you have Joe Pavelski, Matt Savoy, Matthias Ekholm, Connor McDavid, Evan Bouchard. You somehow have Adam Larson here, and you still have Darnell Nurse. I have no clue how you're under the salary cap here. Nugent Hopkins, Zach Hyman. You have Draisaitl on the team still. I passed him. How are you able to afford everyone here? Josh Anderson. How do you have the Josh Anderson contract? What is Edmonton cooking up? I mean, yeah, the goaltending might not be the best in the world, and you have 2 cheap goaltenders, but when you have an offensive core like that, I understand why you've made it this far. So this is definitely going to be an offensive-oriented game, but the real deciding factor is going to be the defense. Whoever plays defense in the third period is going to win this game. All right, we have not been able to get anything going in the offensive end. Travis Sanheim, let's see what you can cook up here. You're going to get that past the defenseman, and Samuel Skevich is going to pick it up. If we can work something towards the front of the net, we should be able to get something going here. But Edmonton's just playing some lockdown defense right now. Like Darnell Nurse is locking us up. What's going on here? We are going to get a nice breakout here, and we'll see what Lindell can do. If he can get past the defender, we'll be in a great spot. He's not going to be able to do that, but he's going to get a shot towards the net. If we can get a bit of offensive momentum going, then we'll be good. Get the full pressure meter maxed out. We'll be able to pick up a goal here. But right now, Edmonton's winning on all the pressure. Oh, we got Carlo on the ice. You already know that man's going to start some offense here. Spencer Knight cover that puck. Actually, let's play that. Let's get this puck over to Carlo and let's let him cook. We turned it over. What am I doing? Leon Draisaitl has an easy goal. I almost cost us the game there. You hate to see it, you really do. I got too fancy, wanting to give it to Carlo, and look what happened. Matthias Ekholm's picking up a big goal. So we still have 9:30 left in this game, so we can make the comeback here. But what was I trying to cook up there? Giving Connor McDavid an opportunity in the offensive end, like why did I think that would be a good idea? And then immediately after that, we're turning the puck over. Draisaitl's got a great opportunity here, but Edmonton's kind of going to fumble that one. Okay, I'm fully convinced that McDavid and Draisaitl have played 75% of this period so far. There was nobody on the ice other than those 2 guys. But here we go, we're breaking the puck out. Sean Farrell, let's see what you can cook up here. Let's drop it back to one of our defensemen, Nico Mikkola. We just got to get into the offensive zone here. We haven't been able to do that, but Sean Farrell's finally going to get through, and he's immediately turning the puck over. So we're down to our final 4 minutes here. We still haven't got anything going. We got to put the big time players out here. I only want our superstars out here from here on out. We got to get something going. So we got a minute left in this game, and we haven't been able to get anything going here unless something changes right here. I mean, Sean Farrell had a great chance, but unfortunately he's not going to be able to get it past Darnell Nurse. Edmonton's just constantly putting on pressure here. Like, there is no way we're getting back into this game. Like, there's nothing I can do here. Connor McDavid, Draisaitl, Hyman, that line is just too good. I cannot get anything going against them. They just constantly have the offensive pressure going. We're falling to a 3-0 deficit. This was easily the hardest game I've played so far. Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and all those guys on superstar difficulty, impossible to stop. But we might be not done yet because Ekblad's going to pick up a goal here. We have 19 seconds left. It's not over yet. We do have a bit of time remaining here, but I don't think it's going to be enough. We got to immediately win the face-off here and then somehow get a breakaway. So can we win this back to Carlo and then he break out the offense here or something? I don't think so. Sam Reinhart's putting on some pressure. So is Verhaeghe. We don't have too much time left. We're going to steal the puck here, but unfortunately we're going to be offside. That was an amazing opportunity. Wait, we actually might have a chance. Verhaeghe late in this game. Let's just throw something towards the net here. Can we get a deflection? We're going to shoot wide of the net here. 1 second left. Throw that on net here. Stolar's making the save. A last second push is not going to be enough. We're falling to the Edmonton Oilers. A 3-0 series deficit. We're not making that comeback. Now, that might have been a heartbreaking loss for the boys, but I need to look at that Edmonton Oilers team. They are absolutely stacked. Like, I have no clue how that team right there is under the salary cap. It doesn't make any sense. Like, you have Connor McDavid, Zach Hyman, Leon Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins, Dylan Holloway's up to an 86 overall, getting paid $2.4 million. I mean, that helps a lot. Joe Pavelski, I guess he's only an 81 overall, but he's getting paid $3 million. Matt Savoy still in his entry-level contract, only $900K there. Josh Anderson, how much is he getting paid? $5.5 million. How are you able to afford that? Then when it comes to the defense, you got Vince Dunn here, and he's getting paid $7.3 million. You have Evan Bouchard. How much is he getting paid here? He's probably getting a bag, $10.4 million. Then you have Darnell Nurse, that's $9.5 million. And then Matthias Ekholm, he's still getting paid $5.1. Bro, this makes no sense. Adam Larson, how much are you getting paid? $5 million. How can you afford all of these guys right here? Like, I understand you have really cheap goaltenders right now, like Stolar's $1 million. Primu, he's $800K. I guess that's where you're saving money. Like, you're spending just over $2 million on your goaltending. But yeah, just looking at that defensive core and that forward core, I understand why they're in the Stanley Cup final. So we got to make the 3-0 series comeback, and it's got to start in game number 4 here. Savard's picking up the first goal of the game. Samoskevich is going to make this a 1-goal game entering the third period, but I don't think it's going to be enough here. We're off to overtime. Can Florida somehow steal this game away? Of course they can't, because Leon Draisaitl is going to pick up the OT winner. We're getting swept in the Stanley Cup final to the Edmonton Oilers. Nothing you can really do about that. That was an incredible team there, but we're going to bounce back. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you can blame me for that Stanley Cup loss there. Like, I did not show up to play in game number 3. But that Edmonton offense just kept pushing, and honestly, I just couldn't play good enough defense. Verhaeghe, 29 points. Wyatt Johnston, 26. Matthew Tkachuk, 26. So you're one of our better players during the postseason. Not really much of a surprise. Sam Reinhart, 23 points. Barkov, 21. The offense was absolutely flying. The goaltending, though, just wasn't good enough here. Spencer Knight, 12 wins, 2 shots, a 903 and a 316. I need you to be better in the postseason. Like, outside of that Edmonton Oilers game I played, I don't think we allowed more than 2 goals in a single game. So every game I jumped in, we were playing elite, but when it came to the simulation, this team just couldn't stop the puck. Like Chris Drager, I understand you only played 9 minutes, but a 666 and a 628, bro, you gotta be better than that. So we're going a bit off the board here. This guy's projected around the 37th overall pick, and with the 31st overall pick, we're going to select him. Best case scenario, this guy has medium elite potential, and then we're going to trade him away. It's only medium top 6, but that's not the end of the world. Obviously, I would have preferred medium elite potential, because then we would have made a trade for Joe Ginla, because currently he's on the trade block. I actually want to see what his trade value is, because if we could somehow trade for Joe Ginla, that would be the move. Alright, so there's a good prospect around the 110th overall pick, so I want to trade for the 106th overall so we can select this guy. So it's going to be a second rounder over to the Minnesota Wild. We're getting a 4th round pick and a 3rd round pick for our second rounder. They're going to say no to that. I'll give you a 7th round pick as well. We'll just get this deal done. Unfortunately, I don't have a 7th round pick, so I'm going to have to give up a 6th rounder here. But at the end of the day, we're getting a great prospect. So who are we going to be selecting with the 106th overall pick? This medium elite potential goaltender right here. He's starting off as a 58 overall. You never know what's going to happen with Spencer Knight in the future. Once his current contract's up, he might be looking for $17 million. And by that time, this prospect's probably going to be fully developed, and then he'll be able to play on this team. So we got some great news here. We already have everyone re-signed, so we're going to be running back the exact same team here, and we have $6.5 million to work with, so we can make a trade and bring in another defenseman for the 3rd pairing, or even upgrade the forward core a little bit. But when it comes to everyone here, we're just going to let them all walk. And then when it comes to goaltending, Chris Drager, we're going to walk. Guzda, I can bring you back for the next 3 years at $900K. That's a pretty good contract for you. You're an 80 overall, you can be the backup. So we've moved on to next season. There are a couple of extensions we have to go out here. We're going to start with Lucic here. I would like to lock him down to a 4-year deal, but do I want to pay him $3.1 million? I don't think so. So I think we'll just do 2 years at $2.5 million. He's a good enough 4th line guy for us, and I would like to keep him around. Broberg, we're going to be letting you walk here because you're going to be looking for $3 million. I don't really want to give $3 million to an 82 overall. Then again, I just gave 2.5 to an 82, so what am I talking about? Boquist, we're going to let you walk. Sachin, you're going to walk as well. Asplin, you're going to be walking as well. A couple of the bottom 6 guys are going to be leaving the team, but I'm actually okay with that. I mean, unless we can get these guys on some really cheap contracts like this, I'll definitely do something like this. We can do 800K for the next 2 years. I mean, Sachin, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a 2-way contract? Yeah, we can do that as well. So if you're willing to sign cheap contracts like that, I'm definitely willing to bring you back to the team here. No question about it. But I do think we have to make a decision on where the direction of this team is headed. Matthew Tkachuk, obviously, you're going to be sticking around for the entire video. The entire video is focused on you winning as many Stanley Cups as possible. We made it to the Stanley Cup final, but we're not going to talk about what happened. Sam Reinhart, you're 31 years old. How many true years do you actually have left here? Like, obviously, you're only 31 years old, so you still have one more great year in you. Same with Barkov. But once these guys turn 32, how fast are they going to be regressing? Because when it comes to the NHL simulation, once you hit 32 years old, it can happen real quick. For Heggie, same question with you. Ekblad's same question with you. Sanheim, Forsling, this might be our last chance at winning a Stanley Cup with this core right here. So with that being said, we got to go all in this season. We got to make as many moves as possible because we're certainly going to get worse next season. So this is going to be one of the last chances with our current core. So we got to make a deal like this. Pavel Zacha will give you $5 million for one season. We're running it back with the exact same team, except Pavel Zacha will be here. He's going to be a nice addition to the team. Other than that, I like what we did last season. We were one of the best teams in the entire league, and we're certainly going to be better. All right, so I'm a bit concerned heading into this season. Although the team's looking great, Barkov, Sean Farrell, we got Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Reinhart, Wyatt Johnston, Carter Heggie. The top 6 here is absolutely amazing. The bottom 6 saw a massive upgrade by picking up Pavel Zacha here. We're going to be locking it down here. Like, every forward line is great. When it comes to the defense, Forsling, I believe you dropped to an 86 overall. I think you were an 87. Can't guarantee that, though. Sanheim is up to an 87 overall, so we could do something like this. But you know what? Forsling's been great with Ekblad, so I want to keep these guys together. Carlo and Samheim, they've been a great pairing as well. When it comes to goaltending, we already know Spencer Knight, 90 overall. Guza's going to be the 80 overall backup this season. We could make a trade at the deadline, but I don't think we are. I really like the way this team's looking. But you know what? Never say never, because if we can find a superstar at the trade deadline that we can get for a pretty cheap price, I'm definitely willing to do that. No, I'm not going to lie. This is really stupid right now. So the Florida Panthers are 4th in the entire league. A 38-19-4 record at the trade deadline is 4th in the entire league. But where do we sit in our division? 3rd, because the Boston Bruins and Toronto Maple Leafs are both ahead of us. So with the Atlantic being this stacked, we definitely have to make a trade here. Matthew Tkachuk's been great. Barkov's been great. Sean Farrell, since acquiring you, that's made the massive difference here. You've definitely been an upgrade from Kirby Dach. For Heggie, 56 points here. The offense is great. The bottom 6, though, is a bit weak right now. Lindell, 33 points, but you're -1. You can't have a negative plus-minus. You just can't. So I think we do have to make a trade here, but I'm not thinking about trading for a forward. I saw somebody on the trade block a bit earlier. Now, this man might be traded, but I saw how much he was getting paid, and it made no sense. I'm assuming it's a glitch or something. Where is he? Noah Hanifin. 3.4 million. Yeah, let's make that deal. And all they want for him is 2 first-round picks. Let's edit that a little bit. I don't really want to give up 2 first-round picks, but I might be willing to. So how about we do this instead? A first-round pick, Nico Mikkola and Sachin. So instead of giving up 2 first-round picks, we give up a first-rounder and 2 other players. So how about instead of 2 first-rounders, I make it Nico Mikkola, Sachin, and a first-round pick. I think that's going to be enough for Noah Hanifin, and it looks like it will be. Like, I don't know where he's going to fit on this team. I don't think he fits on the 3rd pairing. We're going to make him fit there, though. So with the acquisition of Noah Hanifin, we're running defensive pairings like this. It's going to be Forsling and Ekblad. That's not going to change. Carlo and Noah Hanifin, and then Travis Sanheim and move you down to the 3rd pairing, and you're going to be playing with Broberg here. I'm not 100% sure if I want to do something like this, because technically I could. We would get a -1 boost on that 3rd pairing, but then we have Noah Hanifin and Broberg. We have Carlo and Forsling, Sanheim and Ekblad, or we just do something like this, basically run the exact same pairings, but then Noah Hanifin steps onto the 3rd pairing. I think I'd rather just do this and not have the -1 boost. So to finish out the season, it's no surprise the Florida Panthers are one of the best. Colorado's going to be first, and then it's Toronto and Boston. So you know what that means? The Florida Panthers are taking on the Boston Bruins in the first round, a 52-24-5 record, taking on a 53-23-6 record. It's 2 of the best matching up. They had a better offense than us, but we had a slightly better defense. But really, does that matter? It's the postseason. The big time players have to step up. Our scoring, of course, was great. Barkov, Matthew Tkachuk, Sam Reinhart, Sean Farrell, you were actually an amazing pickup. You're still an 85 overall, which really surprises me. I thought you would progress to like an 87 by now, but we're not going to worry about it. When it comes to Noah Hanifin, I'm really curious to see what he did since joining the team. He is playing 3rd pairing minutes, so we have to point that out. 7 points in 20 games. He was +7. Once I have to jump into some games and I get to play with Noah Hanifin on my 3rd pairing, I'm going to enjoy that. On top of Noah Hanifin's great numbers, Spencer Knight, 44 wins, 6 shots on 915 to 262. This is way better than last season. This team had a massive disappointment in the playoffs last season, falling in the Stanley Cup final to the Edmonton Oilers, getting swept in the Stanley Cup final, but we've learned from our mistakes. Defense wins games. The offense is great as well, but defense is what truly wins games. We're shutting out every team. So now that I said we're shutting out every team here, over under 7 goals allowed in game 1. Like, I set the standard standard of shutting out every single team here. I guarantee within these first 2 games, we allow 7 goals in at least one of them. So we're not going to be allowing 7 goals in game 1. We're not allowing 7 goals in game 2. We actually haven't allowed 7 goals yet. Okay, this team's actually locked in. Defensively, we've been the best team in the entire league. There's no way we sweep the Boston Bruins here. It was only a matter of time before Boston took at least one game, so we're going to simulate game 5 here. We had a 3-0 series lead at one point, and that 3-0 series lead is now gone. What's going to be happening in game number 6 here? We're going to close this series out. So thankfully, we're not blowing a 3-0 series lead, and we are moving on to the second round. So we took down the 3rd seeded Boston Bruins in 6 games, but now we have to take on the 2nd seeded Toronto Maple Leafs in the second round here. Over in the Western Conference, we can see that the Edmonton Oilers swept the Vancouver Canucks, so Edmonton's still competing with all their great players. I don't really want to match up against that team in the Stanley Cup final once again, but if we do, I wouldn't mind getting my revenge. But we got to make sure we take things game by game. We can't be looking at the Stanley Cup final and taking on the Edmonton Oilers. We got to get past the Toronto Maple Leafs first. We have a 2-1 series lead moving into game 4 here. Hopefully we can take the lead. Yes, we can. I don't know why I said we can take the lead. We already had the lead, but now we have a 3-1 lead, and we're closing it out in game 5 here. A 5-0 shutout. The boys are back in the conference finals. So we've made it back to the conference finals, and the team's been looking great so far, and it's a rematch of last season's conference finals. We got the New York Rangers once again. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder heading into this matchup. Like, we smoked them last year in a quick sweep, so I know for a fact they're going to be on top of their game. So we got the New York Rangers once again here. I haven't had to jump into any games. I'd like to keep it that way. We're winning games 1 and game 2. Can we win game 3 here? Let's sweep these boys again. We're really sweeping the New York Rangers once again here. We're sweeping these boys in back-to-back postseasons. We're off to the Stanley Cup final. I want to get that rematch. I want to get that revenge against the Edmonton Oilers. Let me jump into a couple of these games. Now, unfortunately, we're not going to get the rematch that we were hoping for. The Florida Panthers made back to the Stanley Cup final, but they're not taking on the Edmonton Oilers. We have the Winnipeg Jets, a 41-win team, a wild card team. Yep, we're taking on a wild card team in the Stanley Cup final. We got this in the bag. So here we go, the Stanley Cup final. We're taking on the Winnipeg Jets here. In games 1 and game 2, we're going to be winning. I want to jump into at least one game here. All right, Winnipeg's taking game 3. I was kind of hoping we would win that one, then I would just jump into game 4 and win the Stanley Cup for us. And in game 4, we're going to be dropping that one. We can't afford to drop game 5 here. But you know what? I trust the team. I'm going to simulate this one, and I'm happy I trusted us. We're off to game 6 here. And you know what? I want to close this out. I want to win us the Stanley Cup. So here we go. Game 6 for the Stanley Cup here. It's going to be a scoreless first period. In the second period, we're going to be exchanging goals. This is my time to shine. Stick on the ice has never folded in the postseason, and he's never lost an important game before. So I'm going to jump into the third period here, and I'm going to single-handedly win the Florida Panthers the Stanley Cup. But I mean, to be fair, this team's a lot different than the Edmonton Oilers. I feel way more comfortable beating the Winnipeg Jets than the Edmonton Oilers, and we almost immediately scored here in the third period. This team is way different. I can just tell right off the rip here. Yeah, we're going to be able to beat the Jets. Okay, Winnipeg is just sitting back, and they are allowing us to get into the offensive zone. I am not going to complain about that. But you know what? If they want to keep on doing that, we're going to keep on taking shots. So if we can score 2 goals in the third period, we're going to be Stanley Cup champions. And you know what? I want to see if we can get a couple points with Matthew Tkachuk. The video's centered around him, so I want to see him see success. All right, Sam Reinhart's got the puck behind the net. No one's picking this man up. He's going to walk right in here and rip that on net. You got to pick up Sam Reinhart. You can't give him that much space. Okay, we just gave up a great opportunity. Robbie Fabry should have buried that one, but he's going to be folding. I guess we're going to keep on giving Winnipeg great opportunities here because God forbid this team play a bit of defense. You know what? We got lots of time left. Let's just take this one step at a time. And there we go. We're finally going to be picking up a goal. Pavel Zacha, a one-handed tap in. Wyatt Johnston, an amazing pass here. We just went coast to coast there to pick up this goal. We have the 1-goal lead. We're probably halfway through the period right now. Look at that goal. What an amazing shot from Pavel Zacha. Not too many players in the league can make that shot right there. Yeah, only a few of the greats can. Okay, I can't even gas up that goal. It was not that good. So we got ourselves a 1-goal lead. 13 minutes left in the third period here. Let's score a couple more goals. All right, if we can find Pavel Zacha on the doorstep, that would be ideal for us because he's just sitting around there right now. Mark Scheifele's going to break the puck up, but no Hannafin. He's going to light that man up. All right, I'm going to try to find Matthew Tkachuk on the doorstep. Never mind, he's not even going to the doorstep. We're going to find Sean Farrell on the doorstep. Never mind, I guess Ekblad's going to put that into the back of the net here. He just threw a weak shot on net, but you know what? The rebound was right there. We got a 2-goal lead. What a great pass from Matthew Tkachuk. Like, not many players can make that move right there. But Ekblad, he never gave up on the play there. You gotta take it. So 7:26 left, and then we're gonna be Stanley Cup champions. Matthew Tkachuk's picked up at least 1 point in this game. We gotta allow him to get another one. So we just drew a penalty, but Matthew Tkachuk's still gonna bring the puck into the offensive zone here. If he can get a great shot off, I'll definitely take it, but that doesn't look like it's gonna be happening. Hey, we got a 2-minute power play here. There's only 6 minutes left in the game. Winnipeg's not gonna have enough time to make the comeback. All right, here we go. Carver Hagee bringing the puck up. He's gonna dish it over to Matthew Tkachuk. He's not gonna be able to beat the defenseman, but a little spin move will give him a bit of space. He's going between the legs. You know what? I'll take that shot. I'll take that shot any day of the week. It was a good look. All right, we got a minute 20 left on the power play here. Sam Reinhart's trying to bring the puck to the offensive zone. Unfortunately, he's going to turn it over. Cole Perfet versus Wyatt Johnson, and Cole Perfet won there. But you know what? He's going to turn the puck over, and now we got some speed. Here goes Matthew Tkachuk. He's baited by the defense, and he's going to tuck that in the back net. An easy backhander for him. A 4-1 lead. We got this lockdown. The Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champs. Matthew Tkachuk is really that man, picking up a big-time goal there. I also just noticed that he's third in postseason scoring, but the only 2 players ahead of him, New York Rangers, who he swept in the conference finals. So we're in the final 10 seconds. We got to count it down. The Florida Panthers are about to be Stanley Cup champions for the 2nd time in franchise history. Matthew Tkachuk's going to be the Conn Smythe winner. He did it. The Florida Panthers Stanley Cup champions once again here after being upset last season in the playoffs, being swept by the Edmonton Oilers. Florida got back, and they're getting themselves a Stanley Cup, defeating the Winnipeg Jets. You'll love to see it. The Florida Panthers back on top, but they're looking to repeat next season. They're going to be bringing a majority of the team back. I was talking about doing a slight rebuild next season with a lot of the old players, but you know what? We're just running it back with the same roster. If we can see success right now, we're going to see success next season. So our Conn Smythe winner, as I mentioned, that's going to be Matthew Tkachuk. 11 goals, 14 assists for 25 points, 49 hits in the postseason. That man single-handedly kept us in this series. He scored a big-time goal here. Actually, he didn't pick up a goal. He actually picked up an assist, but that doesn't matter. He was showing up when it mattered most. So the Florida Panthers are going to be raising the Stanley Cup. Barkov's going to be doing this for the 2nd time in his career. And you know what? He's looking to do it a 3rd time. We're going back-to-back next season. We're going to make it to 3 straight Stanley Cup finals. We're building a dynasty with Florida, and Matthew Tkachuk's leading the way. So Matthew Tkachuk, it was a big postseason. You're a Conn Smythe winner. 11 goals, 14 assists for 25 points. Barkov, 22 points. Sean Farrell, you are one of the GOATs. You are going to be sticking around here with Matthew Tkachuk for the rest of his career, no question about it. Also, when it comes to Noah Hanifin, I'm kind of curious on what his numbers are. I wasn't expecting him to do too much here, but 4 points, I was expecting a bit more, but hey, you were +8, I'll take it. Carlo, you had 4 points here. You had 1 goal. It wasn't a game winner, but you know what? It was definitely a big-time goal. And then, of course, Spencer Knight, you were historic in the postseason. 16 wins, 3 shouts, a 930 and a 202. I hope you're ready to run it back next season. You better be rested. So there's a couple prospects I'm interested in here, and one of them happens to be around the 47th overall pick. So I think we're going to trade the 32nd to drop back in the draft a little bit. So hopefully I can pull off a trade like this. I don't think I'm going to be able to, but it's going to be the 32nd overall over to the Ottawa Senators. We get the 43rd overall pick and a future 3rd rounder. They're going to say no to that one. If I give you a 5th rounder or something, we'd be willing to say yes, because I'd rather give up the 160th overall pick and get a future 3rd. So I'm going to send that over. Ottawa's saying yes. I like that move for us. So with the 43rd overall pick, you already know which prospect we're going to be selecting. We're taking this gem right here. Hopefully he still has medium top 6 potential. He does, and he's a gem. He's going to turn into a great player for us, no question about it. And speaking of great players, this guy has all the potential in the world if he does have medium elite. So I'm going to draft him here in the 2nd round. I'm willing to take the risk on him. What's he going to turn into? We're not too sure yet. Like, hopefully he has medium elite potential. If he doesn't, that's not the end of the world. Medium top 6 will be the worst thing I'm expecting. Okay, medium top 9. Definitely not what I was hoping for, but you know what? It could be worse. As long as you don't have AHL potential, I can live with it. So we're just going to keep on taking risks like this, because if we can somehow get a medium elite potential player, I'll definitely take it. Medium top 9 once again here. I feel like I should stop wasting my picks. So I kept taking those risky selections, hoping one of them would turn into a medium elite potential player, and that just never happened for us. So we're not getting any great players in this draft. I mean, we did get that one guy who was a gem, but other than that, nothing notable. So Pavel Zacha, you scored a massive goal for us. So is it going to be possible for us to bring you back here? Yes, it is. Can we do $2.9 million for the next 3 years as an 85 overall? I would love that contract right there. You're going to be saying no. I'll give you exactly what you want. Well, maybe not quite exactly what you want. How about we save 100K? I do 3.1 for the next 3. You played some great bottom 6 minutes for us. You're going to be sticking around. That's a great deal. Broberg, how much are you going to be looking for here? $3 million? I don't necessarily want to do that. Can we do a 1-year deal at a cheaper price? Like, I'll do 2.7 for 1 year. You held it down the 3rd pairing. I would like to keep you around, and it looks like we're going to be able to. And then I think that's going to be our final move here, and we're just going to run it back with a majority of the same guys. Boquist, unfortunately, you are going to be walking here, but you know what? We have a young prospect that can jump into the lineup. So the way we've been managing the salary cap so far has been absolutely fantastic. We're going to sign this rookie right here, but other than that, we really don't have to worry about bringing anyone back. I will sign this medium elite potential goaltender. He's going to be brought to the team, but when it comes to the actual players that are going to be walking away, we're looking at Broberg here. He's definitely not going to be returning. Mackie Samuelskevich, I would actually love to keep you around here. Hopefully we can do 2.1 million for the next 2 years. And then Halverson, I'd love to keep you around as well. We're going to do a 4-year deal, 1.7 million. You're a great bottom 6 piece for us, and at that price tag, we're not going to find a better player than you. So we're running it back with virtually the exact same team, but everyone's actually better here. Sean Farrell, he's up to an 87 overall. Wyatt Johnston's up to an 86. Matthew Tkachuk, I believe you went from a 94 overall to a 95, so you're looking great here. Lindell, 87 overall. Pavel Zacha, an 85. The fourth line's looking great. Although we're only getting a +1 boost here, we got some great players. When it comes to the defense, that's even better. Forsling, 87 overall with 5 X factors. We're getting a +5 boost here. Noah Hannafin, Sanheim, you guys are going to hold it down in your respective spots. And then when it comes to goaltending, Spencer Knight, a 91 overall. So the reigning Stanley Cup champions are a better version of themselves than they were last season. Yeah, we're going back to back. So at this point, I don't know what it's going to take for the Florida Panthers to be first at the trade deadline. We're second with a 41-18-2 record. For some reason, we could just never be first at the trade deadline. We're outscoring the New York Rangers. We have a better defense than them. Everything about this team is better than the Rangers, but yet they're still ahead of us in the standings. Now, when it comes to team scoring, Sean Farrell, you are that man. You are that guy. 77 points, 27 goals, 50 helpers. Matthew Tkachuk's looking insane so far. 36 goals, 37 helpers, 73 points. Barkov, 72. Verhaeghe, 67. Wyatt Johnston, 66. Sam Reinhart, 61. All these guys are a point a game or higher. With an offense looking like this, there's going to be no team in the league that can stop us. With a goaltending tandem like this, there's going to be no team in the league that can stop us. Let's go back to back here. I'm not making any trades unless there's somebody I can pick up on a really cheap price. I don't think there's going to be, so yeah, let's just rock with the team we have here, and let's go get ourselves a Stanley Cup. So I'm incredibly happy with how we finished out the season. First in the entire league, the Florida Panthers are taking home the President's Trophy, a 55-24-3 record, the best offense, and I believe one of the best defenses in the entire league. We're going to have the 4th best defense. As long as those trends continue into the postseason, we have a very good shot at a Stanley Cup. Matthew Tkachuk's going to finish the season as our top point getter. He's finishing with 92 points here, 43 goals, 49 assists. Barkov's coming in second, 91 points. Then we're going to see Sean Farrell. He's picking up 90. Carter Verhaeghe's going to have 89 here, but Wyatt Johnston just 1 point shy of a point a game. But you know what? I'll still take it. And then when it comes to goaltending, Spencer Knight, just keep on doing your thing here. 43 wins, 4 shots, a 908 and a 289. Maybe these numbers aren't the greatest in the world, but we were just first in the entire league, so why would I doubt you? We got the Buffalo Sabres in the first round here, but the one thing we have to remember, we can't take any teams lightly. If you give these teams an inch, they're going to take a mile, and we can be out in the first round. We got to make sure we take it game by game still. I don't care if we're the heavy favorite, game by game, every single game. So as I said, we got to take it game by game, so that means we're going to simulate the first 2 games. We're winning game 1, but in game 2, we're going to be dropping it. We're going to respond in game 3. I'm not too worried about this team. Okay, we allowed 7 goals. I might be a bit concerned. So we're down 2-1 this series. We can't afford to drop to a 3-1 deficit. Buffalo's picking up the first goal of the game. It's going to be a scoreless second period. I'm jumping into the third period here. The last thing I want is Buffalo taking a 3-1 series lead. We know I can win this game against Buffalo, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. So it's a 1-0 game for Buffalo. We've been playing really good defense. Like, we've only allowed 1 goal so far. It's time for us to pick up our first. And Sean Farrell, I think he's going to be the guy to do it for us. Never mind, he's going to have his pocket picked. All right, we've been playing some pretty good defense so far, but we haven't been able to get the offense going. It's been a lot of play done in the neutral zone so far, so we got to change that up real quick here. Spencer Knight's going to make a big save. I tried to play that, and that almost costed us a goal, and it might still cost us a goal unless we can get the puck out of our zone. What are we doing here? I'm taking that one. That's my fault. That is tough. That is so incredibly tough. I'll show you what I was trying to do. Like, the plan originally was like, oh, I can just play this to Ekblad. But what does Spencer Knight do? He plays it to the guy laying in the net. Why would we want to play it to this man right here? I was like, oh, if we play this over to Ekblad, Ekblad gets the puck here. And then what kind of an opportunity would he have? Oh, he could probably kick it up to Verhaeghe, and then Verhaeghe could easily get out of the zone. But nope, what happened here? We're going to turn it over right in front of the net. That should have been a goal right there, but they got lucky. And then Spencer Knight wasn't able to control the puck. We tried to break it out here. What I tried to do is I wanted to get a pass over to Verhaeghe, but nope, I'm going to throw it right off the boards. A lot of things went wrong there. We're trailing 2-0, but we still have a lot of time to make the comeback. I've been able to score lots of goals in the third period, but in this third period, we have to score 3. I mean, we really only have to score 2 goals. We can just pick up 1 in overtime. But you know what? I don't really feel like going to overtime. So Mackie Samoskevich pick up a big goal here. Oh man, here goes that man, Brandon Carlo. He's bringing the puck into the offensive zone. Let that man cook. He's running the offense here, but he's not running it very well. Owen Power, how are you getting past all of our defensemen here? Noah Hannafin, I need you to break that up. All right, Noah Hannafin, I guess you're bringing the puck into the offensive zone. Let's just throw something on net, and let's freeze the puck here. Let's get an offensive zone draw here, win that, and then score a goal. Like, the last thing we're doing here is losing in the first round. I'm not allowing this team to fall to a 3-1 deficit and lose in the first round after having Stanley Cup aspirations. That's not happening. All right, Barkov, I need you to do something spectacular here. That's not really spectacular. If anything, that's the worst thing you could have done. It's going to be a 2-on-1. Sanheim, I need you to play some great defense here, and that's exactly what you did. Let's break this puck out now and score a goal. That was a great stick lift right there. I'll take that any day of the week. That was just great defense all around, and because of that great defense, Matthew Tkachuk's got himself a breakaway. He's going to fake the shot and go for the backhand, and I knew that was going to go in the back of the net. It's a 1-goal game. Great defense is leading to great offense. Hey, that was a big-time goal for Matthew Tkachuk. We're doing the cheesy backhand, but you know what? We're going to take it. It's a 1-goal game. It's time to step up. We have a little over 7:30 to score another goal here. That's more than enough time. That might be enough time for 2 goals. So right after scoring that goal, we're immediately going on to the power play here. We got 2 minutes to pick up another goal here. Buffalo's selling this game. All right, Lucis is bringing the puck into the zone here. He's had a great opportunity, couldn't capitalize though. We're going to keep that puck in the offensive zone. We're going to keep on putting on the pressure, and with the amount of pressure we're putting on right now, Buffalo better be ready, because we are not giving up on the play here. Lucis just continues to battle. Matthew Tkachuk's throwing that towards the net. We got the full pressure meter maxed out. Let's pick up another goal. Like, we got to score a goal here. If we don't score with the full pressure meter maxed out, I don't think we're going to be scoring one. Sean Farrell, you're going to be taking the biggest draw of the game. I know for a fact you can win this one, so let's win this back to our defense, and you lost the biggest draw of the game. That is tough. That is just so tough. I don't know why we couldn't gain control of the puck behind our net, but we're gonna be allowing a shorthanded goal, and this game's over. Like, that is just such a tough look. I don't know what was going on behind the net. Like, respectfully, why could we never gain control of the puck here? We're going to turn it over immediately. Ekblad almost cost us a goal there. I mean, we eventually allowed a goal, but we just kept putting that pressure on. We could never gain control of the puck. Like, Sean Farrell, oh, you have a great chance. You missed the kick. My man's missed the kick here. Bro, you cost us this game because you missed that kick. We had an opportunity to block the shot. I think we did a good job of blocking it, but you know what? We gave Tage Thompson way too much space. 5:42 left in this game. We got to pick up 2 goals. I've been able to score 2 goals in 5:42, but I just keep putting myself in a terrible position. All right, 5:30 left in the game. I immediately lost the draw here. Definitely not what I was looking for, but you know what? We might get ourselves a breakaway here. Lindell, turn on the Jets. You got to get to that puck a bit quicker. So the power play is coming to an end here. We weren't able to capitalize on that. But you know what? That's going to be fine, because we're just going to score real quick after that anyway. Look at Barkov having a great opportunity. Kaapo Kähkönen really just made that save. Like, we had that goal in the bag, but Kaapo Kähkönen's got to make the biggest save of all time. Nothing you can do about it. Like, we still have enough time to get 2 goals, but I mean, time's definitely working against us. So let's win this back. We're going to get a nice shot off here, and we're going to be scoring. Noah Hannafin, I was not prepared for that goal. I did not think you were going to be scoring from that angle. But you know what? We've made a 1-goal game, and there's a lot of time left. Like, Noah Hannafin, I was just expecting that to get deflected. But you know what? I don't think Kaapo Kähkönen was right. Devin Levi's not in between the pipes anymore. So we have 2:30 left. It's a 1-goal game. We can still make this comeback. We got more than enough time. All right, here we go, Sean Farrell. Let's just get this into the offensive zone. Throw that on net, and let's try to get the full pressure meter maxed out. Like, as long as we can get that maxed out, we're going to be able to score. But I mean, hey, we just scored with Noah Hannafin without the full pressure meter, so maybe we don't really need it that much. All right, we have 50 seconds left in this game. Carver Haig's going to send over to Hannafin. He's going to take another shot here, and his stick's going to break. That is incredibly unfortunate. Okay, no, that is the most rigged goal I have ever seen in my life. I don't even care if that counts or not, but bro, what was that animation? No, hold on, I want to watch the replay. I know that's not going to count as a goal, but look at Duclair here. How is he scoring that goal? Like, I'm sorry, but that is the most rigged thing I've ever seen in my life. Look where he releases the puck. How does that work? So obviously that's not going to count as a goal. We have 43 seconds to score another one here. We've got to put the pressure on. We can't be allowing ourselves to be stuck in the defensive zone. So 14 seconds left. We have to win the faceoff and then immediately go coast to coast here. Somehow get a breakaway or something. We're not winning this game. Unfortunately, that trip's going to be costing us the game here. That is very unfortunate. How did that go in the back of the net? Respectfully, Spencer Knight, you have to make that save. Like, yes, did I put this team in a horrible position? Absolutely. But Spencer Knight, you are telling me that you're not making this save right here. Like, you have clear eyes on the shot right here. So you can track that. I mean, there was a screen there, so there was that. But bro, I'm sorry. How are you missing that one? You've made some incredible saves, but this is the goal that you're going to allow. Like, we were also just seconds away from poking that puck away. And I think if we poke that away, Forsling sprung for a breakaway. So millimeters are going to be deciding this game. That's an unfortunate loss. Like, I'm not even playing the rest of the game. This one's over. So we're down 3-1 against the Buffalo Sabres in the first round. Unless we spark a comeback by the CPU, we're going to be losing here. And that's exactly what's happening. We're falling 4-2 in game number 5. From Stanley Cup champions, first in the entire league, to eliminated in the first round. Matthew Tkachuk, 7 points. You showed up when it mattered. But no, this is a tough loss. Like, real talk, nobody showed up in this game, and that includes me. Like, when I stepped into that game, I was playing like absolute crap, and I think we can all recognize that. When it comes to goaltending, Spencer Knight, you just weren't good, plain and simple. And I'm not even talking about the game you played for me. I'm talking about the games that you simulated. Like, you had an 875 and a 409. Like, we just can't have that, especially if we're trying to win Matthew Tkachuk 19 million Stanley Cups. Alright, now this is just a really strange universe because we have to point out the fact that there's been so many Canadian teams in the Stanley Cup final. It was the Edmonton Oilers, then it was the Winnipeg Jets, then it was the Calgary Flames. Edmonton and Calgary, the two Alberta teams, are going to be winning the Stanley Cup, while Winnipeg, they're going to be falling to the Florida Panthers. I think even at one point we saw Toronto in the Stanley Cup final. Like, what's with all the Canadian teams seeing so much success? So I don't know what kind of awful draft this is, but I'm not even wasting any of my picks here. The 66th overall, the 220th overall, and the 188th overall are off to the Anaheim Ducks, and we're getting a second and third rounder. A very fair deal. Now we still have one more trade to make here, but what is this draft? I am yet to see one good player. Like, the best thing we can get with the 61st overall pick, a medium top 9 potential player. I'm not wasting my time here. I mean, medium top 4, not the end of the world here, but just look at this draft. Like, it's cooked. So with our second trade, it's going to be complete with the Utah Hockey Club here. I'm giving up a third rounder, a fourth rounder, and a fifth rounder, and we're getting their second for next season. That second round pick that we got from Utah has a lot of trade value, so ideally Utah struggles this season, and then that ends up being like the 35th overall pick or something. So we currently have one player entering free agency, and that's going to be Broberg. He's looking for $3 million. I think we're going to let him walk here. We only have $3 million in cap space, so I think I'd rather not make this move. So we have a handful of guys under contract for one more season. I'm talking Matthew Tkachuk, Barakov, Lindell. Obviously, Matthew Tkachuk's going to be sticking around here, and I'm going to give him what he wants. Maybe not. I don't necessarily want to do 11.9 million, but you know what? I'm going to pay him accordingly. We'll do 10.5 for the next 3 years. Once this contract's up, he's probably going to want another extension here. Actually, let's just do 4 years at $11 million. Let's make sure he's going to be sticking around with the team for another 4 years. He's under contract for this season, so that gives him another 5. When it comes to Barkov, this is going to be the toughest decision we have to make today. 33 years old and 89 overall, and he's still a great player. However, he has dropped to exact top 6 potential, so he's not going to be getting any better here. Lindell, on the other hand, could be Barkov's replacement, and I think that's what we're probably going to do here. So Lindell, I'm going to pay you accordingly. So that is 8.3 for the next 8 years sound, and then Barkov, unfortunately, we are going to have to trade you away here. I mean, we could just ride out your contract for this season, but I don't think I really want to do that. I want to make sure I get some value for your contract. We can bring in somebody on a 1-year deal, but if I bring in somebody on a 1-year deal, is that really going to help us at all? This is going to be an interesting move. Let's just say that. Lucius, I want to bring you back. You're a good bottom 6 player for us, but not at 3.3 million. And then guards, I want to keep you around, but at 4.4 million. So there's going to be a lot of guys leaving the team after this season, but if we can win a Stanley Cup, it's going to be worth it. Also, I might as well just see what Barkov's trade value actually is, because if it's declined a lot, there might not be any point in trading him. Like, it has dropped a significant amount here. Sam Reinhart's is still pretty high. Do I trade Sam Reinhart right now and capitalize on that trade value? That might happen. I mean, on top of Barkov, look at Aaron Ekblad, 33 years old. He's dropped to an 87 overall. Noah Hannafin's dropped to an 85 overall. This is the last dance with the core we have right now. So I think we have to run it back with the exact same core one more time. But we do have to make one change. Boozis, you're going to come to the team here for a 3rd and 7th rounder. We need a right defenseman here. You're an 82 overall, a good defensive defenseman. I'm not really too sure if you fit on the 3rd pairing, but we're going to find a spot for you. So this is probably our last chance at a Stanley Cup with guys like Barakov, Sam Reinhart, Carter Verhaeghe. More than likely, all these guys are going to be leaving the team next season. Like, Verhaeghe's 34 years old. Sam Reinhart's 33. Barakov's 34. Matthew Tkachuk, of course, you're untouchable. but you're still 95 overall with a perfect fit on that first line. As long as you keep performing, we're going to be all right. Ideally, Lindell's going to be taking over next season on the first line. That's actually exactly what he's going to be doing. I mean, you could probably make the argument he should play there this season, but you know what? I want Barkov on the top line for one more season. Forsling and Ekblad are still going to hold it down here, but these guys are getting older. Both of them are 33 years old. Noah Hanfin's 32 years old. Travis Sanheim's 33. We've seen a lot of decline over the past couple seasons, but I believe this team has enough in it to get them one more Stanley Cup. And then when it comes to Spencer Knight, he's one of the youngest players on this team at 28 years old. That tells you a lot about this team. We are incredibly old, but you know what? We have a lot of grit. We have a lot of great veterans here, and we have a lot of determination. We're making it back to the postseason here, and we're going to get ourselves another Stanley Cup. We basically have no cap space to work with. Like, we have like 500K, so I'm immediately just simming right to the end of the year. We're going to rock with the team we have here. We're going to get our revenge against the Buffalo Sabres, and we're going to win a Stanley Cup. So there might have been an aging core for the Florida Panthers. That's not going to stop us. A 55-20-7 record. The offense took a step back this season, only 3.79, but you know what? That's not the thing I want to highlight. I want to highlight our amazing defense. 2.6, that's the best defense in the entire league. We have the best offense and the best defense. We're bound for a Stanley Cup. And with our offense leading the way, obviously it has to be Matthew Tkachuk. 96 points here, 38 goals, 58 assists. Alexander Barkov, he's declined a lot this season, dropped to an 85 overall, only top 9 potential, but he still showed up this season, 81 points. Sean Farrell did what he could. He's picking up 79 points. Sam Reinhart took a slight step back when it came to production. Verhaeghe's dropped to an 86 overall. Yeah, we got to win this season. If we don't win this season, I can't see this team being better next season. But you know what? I'm going to do everything in my power to get this team back for next season. Spencer Knight, I don't want you to focus on next season. I want you to worry about right now. 45 wins, 8 shots, a 915 and 253. And you have to be worried about right now immediately, because who do we get to take on in the first round? It's a privilege for the Florida Panthers to take on the Buffalo Sabres, because we're going to sweep this team. We're going to beat them 8-0 every single game. It's not even going to be close. Like, I don't want to see the Buffalo Sabres win a single game here. I want the Florida Panthers to win every single one. What are we doing? We lost game 1 6-3. We have to win the next 4 straight after that. We've won 2 in a row. Let's make that 3 in a row, because we're not losing to the Buffalo Sabres in the first round once again here. That's 3 straight wins. Let's cap it off in game 4 with another win here. We're moving on to the second round. Buffalo, we gave you game number 1, but after that we locked in. So we've advanced to the second round, and we're going to be moving on to take on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Florida's won 4 straight games. Let's make it 8 straight. Best case scenario is I never have to jump into any of these games, and we just win 12 straight and bring home the Stanley Cup. But I think we know that's not going to happen. I'm yet to see a team go 16-0. Well, 16-0 in NHL 24, I believe. I have seen teams go 16-0 in the past, and I think I've managed one of those teams once. But you know what? We're about to make it 8 straight wins as we close out against the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're off to the conference finals. So this is going to be a very interesting matchup in the conference finals, because we've taken this team on multiple times in the conference finals, the New York Rangers, and every single time we've taken this team on the conference finals, we swept them. You have to assume that New York's going to be flying in game number 1. They're going to do everything in their power to steal that game. We got to make a statement in game 1. If we don't allow New York to win game 1, we're easily going to win this series. So Florida, you know what you have to do against the New York Rangers. 7 goals in game number 1. All right, the Rangers aren't messing around here. We're winning game 2 in overtime. We better take game 3 here. We're going to be allowed to take game 3. Can we move on and take game 4? New York's going to be stealing that one 5-2. The games in which New York wins, the offense is absolutely flying. We need the defense to step in here. They got to play a big time game. That's exactly what they're doing. We're advancing to game 6 here. Hopefully we steal that away. I don't want to go to game 7, but it looks like we're going to have to. So we got game 6 between the New York Rangers and Florida Panthers. New York showing up in the conference finals this time, but you know what? I guarantee the Florida Panthers are about to. We picked up 2 goals in the second period. All right, I was a bit concerned heading into the third period. Like, we only had a 2-0 lead, but we've picked up back-to-back goals in the third period. We're guaranteed to be stealing this one away from the Rangers. A 4-0 shutout. The boys are off to the Stanley Cup final. Now, this certainly wasn't the team I expected to meet in the Stanley Cup final, the Nashville Predators. I was fully convinced we were going to be taking on the Edmonton Oilers and Connor McDavid once again. But you know what? Nashville's going to complete the massive upset, taking down the Edmonton Oilers. I actually don't even know if that was an upset. Nashville could have been second in the entire league, but I'm not focused on them. I'm focused on the Florida Panthers right now and getting them and Matthew Tkachuk another Stanley Cup. So the Nashville Predators won 53 games this season, so they're no joke. But with our offense and defense looking like this, they don't stand a chance. You know what? I kind of want to jump into game 4, but if we complete the sweep here, why even bother? 8-4. We won 8-4 in game number 4, and then Florida Panthers are Stanley Cup champions once again. I never even had to jump into any of these games. But you know what? I'm perfectly fine with that. If we're going to be taking home the Stanley Cup in a sweep, I'll take it. In the last dance with this Florida Panthers team, we're coming out on top, Stanley Cup champions, but Matthew Tkachuk is not going to lead the way. It's going to be Sean Farrell picking up 23 points, 9 goals, 14 assists. Who would have thought that this man would be dominating as much as he is? At 28 years old, he's an 88 overall. It was definitely worth making that trade. Giving up Kirby Dach for him, well worth it. And then when it comes to our goaltending, we already know Spencer Knight's going to be a hero. A 16-4 record, 2 shots, a 923 and a 240. That's another Stanley Cup with you in between the pipes, but we want to go back to back. I want to go back to back at least one time in this video, so we got to win in 2031. Now, although this is a very happy day, it's also a very sad day because we're about to see a massive turnover. The team you see right now is not the team you're going to see next season. Half the players on this team are going to be traded away. Sam Reinhart's gone, Verhaeghe's gone, Ekblad's gone, Forsling's going to be gone, Sanheim's going to be gone, Noah Hannafin's going to be gone. The entire defense is about to be rebuilt here. Are we going to have enough money to make all these changes? I have no clue, but we're going to do everything in our power to make this team even better. So after winning a Stanley Cup, the Florida Panthers are going to do something they know how to do. That's continuing to win here. A medium league potential goaltender in the first round. That guy's definitely going to reach that medium league potential, and if we can sign him early, we can probably get him on a great deal. Maybe not. He's starting as a 52 overall. Why was he projected in the first round if he was only a 52 overall? I mean, technically he wasn't projected in the first round. He was projected like 37th overall, but that's close enough. So we're going to take a risk here. I'm going to select this guy projected 55th overall. We're going to hope he has medium league potential. I don't think he will. Medium top 9. All right, that was a massive waste of time. But you know what? We're going to make a trade here. So we're going to pull off this trade here for the 66th overall pick and the 75th overall pick because there's some prospects around the 80 overall range I want to get. So we are going to be going off the board a little bit here, but you know what? I think it's worth it. If we can somehow get this high elite potential goaltender, the odds of him having high elite potential are very low. But you know what? If it happens to be right, that's huge for us. High elite potential. What an absolute steal here. Can we get back-to-back high elite potential goaltenders here? Because there were 2 high elite potential goaltenders, and if we can somehow snag both of them, that would be huge for us. Are we going to be lucky here? Yes, we are. 2 high elite potential goaltenders. We're definitely trading one of them. And then to finish this draft off, honestly, I couldn't bother trading down to the 7th round. So I'm going to draft this goaltender real early, medium elite potential. So we got a handful of elite potential players, even 2 high elite potential ones. Yeah, they're going to be great trade assets. I'll hold on to one of those highly potential goaltenders, but one of them is definitely going to be traded in order to improve this team. Now it's going to be a sad day. Like, Barkov is going to be leaving the team, 34 years old. He's only asking for 6.6 million, but we just can't do that. Guards, I actually wouldn't mind keeping you here. 23 years old and you're an 86 overall. Let's do a long-term deal. If I can lock you down for like 7.5 million for the next 8 years, we can probably make something work here. So here's 7.5 for the next 8. Lucius, I don't think we're going to keep you around. 2.9 million. I'm going to let you walk. And with this defenseman we traded for at the beginning of last season, we have to trade him away. I'm not giving him 5.7 million. That's not happening. So here's all the guys on expiring deals right now. Aaron Ekblad, Verhaeghe, Zacha, Samoskevich, Lysell, Sanheim. Yeah, we're going to make as many deals as possible just to free up money. We're also going to make as many deals as possible to bring in some better players. Now, Sam Reinhart, you've done some amazing things for this franchise, but unfortunately your time is up here. You want a handful of Stanley Cups, but we have to move on. You and Travis Sanheim will be sent over to the Anaheim Ducks. We're bringing in Trevor Zegras, 29 years old, 88 overall. He can play some second line minutes alongside Wyatt Johnston. They would be a dominant duo. So I'm going to send that package over. They're going to say no. I know we have prospects we can work with. I know for a fact we have some picks. Hopefully a third round is going to be enough to get this done. So I'm going to send that over. Anaheim saying yes. That's the first of many trades. So if we're lucky here, maybe we can go 2 for 2. It's going to be Verhaeghe and Ekblad over to the Columbus Blue Jackets. We get Kane Lindstrom and Brindley. I don't think we can go 2 for 2 here, but if I include some draft capital, maybe we can get this done. I would really like to get this deal done and get these 2 young players, and then we can flip them over to Buffalo. So ideally, we can just send Lindstrom and Brindley over to the Buffalo Sabres, and we can get JJ Peterka here. They want Kane Lindstrom, but they don't want Brindley. So what if I trade Brindley away here and we get a defenseman? So how about I send Brindley and then this medium top 6 potential player over to the Calgary Flames. We get Zane Parekh, and then Zane Parekh can be flipped over to the Buffalo Sabres. We'll end up getting JJ Peterka, which is the guy we want. Calgary gets these assets they want. Now this trade with Buffalo shouldn't be too hard to get done now. Like, I am giving you 2 assets that you're actually looking for here, but you know what? I've done a lot of trading here. You better give me some draft capital. Give me 2 third-round picks. I'm giving you Zane Parekh and Kane Lindstrom. Actually, Zane Parekh, what's your overall? You're an 82. Okay, yeah, I don't want you on this team. If you're like an 86, I was like, you know what? You could jump into the lineup, but we're not doing that. Give me at least 1 third-round pick in this deal. They're really saying no to that. Okay, just give me JJ Peterka. What is going on? Why can I not trade for this man? Here's a third-round pick. Is a third-round pick really what's making the difference here? They're saying no to that. Okay, JJ Peterka, you must be the most valuable player of all time. I have no clue why Buffalo won't say yes to any of these deals. What is going on with this game? All right, here's a second-round pick. Just give me JJ Peterka. You guys are wildin'. Here's a third round pick. I refuse to give up on JJ Peterka. He will play for this team. JJ Peterka will be a Florida Panther after I give him the 4th round pick as well. You have to say yes to this deal. We're just moving on. I give up with JJ Peterka. So we couldn't get JJ Peterka, but what if we get Zarkov here? Medium league potential. He's getting paid $8.4 million, but he is an 88 overall and he could fit on the top 6. This is exactly the type of guy that we're looking for here, but can I get a 2nd and 3rd rounder as well? They're going to say no to that. Can I at least get a 3rd round pick in this deal? Do I really have to deal with that same nonsense? I'm sending this over. They're going to be saying no. All right, time to trade half the farm. But I mean, we really shouldn't have to. Look at the trade values. We're offering more than enough here. We're just a bit low. We're finally getting a deal done. So we might have had to trade a million players, but we're finally getting Zarkov here. This is definitely worth the move. Now, as I said earlier, our top 6 is going to be elite. The bottom 6 is going to be very questionable. Now, I'm not going to lie, I'm really contemplating trading multiple 1st round picks for Brandt Clark because he's only getting paid $5.5 million, 90 overall with a superstar X factor. This guy would be a star for our team, but we're going to start with Forsling, a 1st rounder and a prospect. There's no way the LA Kings say yes to that deal. I don't even know why I bothered offering it. But you know what? We do have a high elite potential goaltender, and he does have a lot of trade value. We're going to trade the 47 overall in this deal, and we actually are going to get this done. But I want something else from the LA Kings. You better give me something else. Like, I know we just made a deal with this team, but hold on, we're kind of cooking. You know what? You're giving me your defensive core. I want Brandt Clark and I want Mikey Anderson. We're doing this deal right here. Do I give up multiple 1st round picks? I'm really considering it. I mean, what if I throw this low elite potential player into the deal? Is that enough to make the difference? They're going to say no. I think I know what we're going to do here. So if I trade Forsling and this guy we have qualified as an RFA, can I get Matt Boldy? And then ideally we can just flip Matt Boldy. They're going to say no to this deal, but since they're willing to trade Matt Boldy away, I don't think I really have to give up too much here. I'll give you a 3rd round pick as well, and that should be enough to get Matt Boldy here. They're saying no, but they want a 7th round pick. So Matt Boldy will be joining the team here, but not for too long because he's about to get flipped. So if we do Matt Boldy, a 1st round pick, and a high elite potential goaltender over to the LA Kings, I think we can get Brandt Clark and I think we can get Mikey Anderson. They're going to say no, but I don't think we're too far off. So here's a 4th and 5th round pick, and that's basically the most I'm willing to offer here. They're going to be saying no. I'm willing to offer more. I was capping. Do we have any good prospects here? This guy's medium top 6, 20 years old, and he's already a 68 overall. I don't think he's going to turn into too much, and I think he could be the difference in this deal. They're going to say no to him. Do we have a defenseman I can trade? Fisher, you don't really have too much trade value, but you never know who's going to make the difference. I'm going to send that over. They're saying no. Maybe I just get Brandt Clark. So how about I do Boldy, the highly potential goaltender, and pick up Brandt Clark here. We're going to do 2 for 1. They're going to say no to that deal. Maybe I give you my 1st round pick and you give me some other assets. So instead of Mikey Anderson, how about you just give me 2 2nd round picks instead? I feel like that's a fair deal for both sides. They're going to say no. How about 1 2nd round pick? At least give me a 3rd. They're going to say no to 2 3rds. How about you say yes to 1 3rd? Am I really giving up all this for one player? Absolutely. That was a dumb trade. So we have to continue with the trades here in guards. Honestly, I expected you to be a top 6 player for us, but after looking at the roster, I don't think that's going to be possible. So you, immediately potential goaltender, and a 1st round pick is going to be sent over to the Montreal Canadiens. I think it's pretty clear right now we're going to have no draft picks for the next 2 years, but we have to rebuild the team, and this is what it's going to cost. So Kulikov, a 2nd and 3rd round pick, is going to be acquired from the Montreal Canadiens. They're going to say no. Can I at least get the 2nd round pick in this deal? You got to give me at least 1 draft pick. Like, maybe I can get these 2 3rd rounders from Montreal. They're saying no to that. I'll take out 1 of the 3rd round picks. If I can't get any picks, it's not the end of the world here, but I did want at least 1. So I was hoping that when we trade for Zarkov, he would be willing to sign an 8-year deal and we can get him for a pretty cheap price, but he's looking for $11 million. Now, $11 million isn't the end of the world here, but if we do 6 years, I think we can do like 8.8. But you know what? I want to make sure this deal gets accepted, so how about 8.9 for the next 6 years for him? Now, with all the trades complete here, all we have to do is sign a couple players. We need 2 more defensemen and we need 1 more forward. So ideally, when it comes to defensemen here, we can just find some really cheap defensemen that are like 81, 82 overalls. Because yeah, I'm not paying an 83 overall defenseman $6.7 million. That's just not happening here. If I can find somebody for about $1 million, I'll definitely be willing to do that deal. Sontag, I think I'm going to trade for you. 81 overall, we're not really too sure where you would fit on this team, but I'll definitely make the trade for you. So Sontag's going to be coming to the team here, and then we're going to pick up somebody else here. Nelson, I don't really want an offensive defenseman. But you know what? This guy right here, I'll definitely take him. So we'll do a 2-year deal with him at $1.1 million just to make sure that he joins the team. So with the very few draft picks we have left, 2 4th rounders and a 5th is going to be sent over to the Anaheim Ducks, and Sontag is going to be coming onto the team. But now we have to give him an extension. I shouldn't really call it an extension because we're not really signing him long term here unless we can. 8 years at $3.1 million isn't the end of the world, but you know what? Let's do 5 years at like 2.1. Actually, I take that back. We're going to do $1.9 million for the next 4 years. I don't want to do over $2 million for an 81 overall. Now, I said we needed 2 defensemen and 1 forward, but I actually lied because we also need a backup goaltender here. Who is available I can get on a cheap price? Alex Lyon, why not bring you back? You know what? How about we do 1 year at $1.1 million? Alex Lyon's going to be returned to the Florida Panthers. Not really expecting too much from him. He's just going to bring a bit of the culture with him. And then when it comes to a forward, let's just find some $5 or $6 million player here. Zachary Bolduc actually wouldn't be bad, but we don't need another centerman. He's also a left winger now. I don't believe he's always been a center / left wing. I thought he was just normally a centerman. But you know what? I'll take center / left wing here. Luke Evangelista, win him a Stanley Cup. I would be down for that. Lucius technically hasn't been signed yet, so we could bring him to the team, but I don't really want to do that. Teuvo Teravainen, you might be old at this point. You're 35 years old, but we can do a 1 year deal at like 6.4 million or something. I'll give you 6.5 million for 1 season. You just have to hold it down the bottom 6. I know you can do that. So after coming off a Stanley Cup, we had to do a massive rebuild here. But you know what? We're still looking great. Matthew Tkachuk, I'm actually expecting you to have a better season this year. 1, we don't have as much scoring depth, but 2, you have a better line fit here. I shouldn't say you have a better line fit. It's actually the rest of the players, +4 on the first line, +5 on the second line. Yeah, we're going to be getting some great line chemistry boosts. When it comes to the defense, that went through a massive change, and it's not looking quite as good, but Kulikov and Clark, I know you guys can lead the way for us. Carlo, you're 33 years old, but you know what? We got to keep you on this team for 1 more year. And Noah Hannafin, you're 33, but you're on a cheap price, so why not keep you around? And then when it comes to goaltending, you already know Spencer Knight's going to be the guy for us. Alex Lyon, just win like 3 games this season. It's good enough for me. So even through all the trials and tribulations for this team, the Florida Panthers still come out on top. We're at the trade deadline, first in the entire league, a 40-20-4 record. The offense is looking really good, 3.47, but it's the defense making the massive difference here, 2.73. We're one of only 4 teams below 3 goals allowed. It's the New York Islanders, Utah Hockey Club, Florida Panthers, and New York Rangers. But what happened to those New York Rangers, 23rd in the entire league? That team's washed. And through all the changes, Matthew Tkachuk, you've actually let me down big time here. 57 points in 64 games. Is your age starting to catch up to you? I mean, you have dropped from a 95 overall to a 94, and you only have elite potential now, so you don't have too many years left. Zarkov, you got 62 points. You were a great pickup. Wyatt Johnston, you continue to do your thing. Trevor Zegras, you're holding it down that second line. But Matthew Tkachuk, I can't believe you're doing this to me. I was expecting a lot better from you. Spencer Knight, 36 wins, 6 shots on 914 to 263. I did not realize how good this man was playing. If you keep playing like this, we're bringing home a Stanley Cup. Now, if I'm being honest, based on how this team's playing right now, I really don't think we have to make any trades here, but I will see who's available. Like, if we could get a really cheap third pairing defenseman, I mean, that wouldn't be a bad move. Sidney Crosby, we could trade for you, get you at 50% retained, and throw you on the bottom 6. You're still an 86 overall. You basically have no trade value right now. That could be the move. Same with Buchnevich. If we get Buchnevich as well, that wouldn't be bad. But do we really need a playmaker for the bottom 6? We already have Teuvo Teravainen. Jake Getzel, where you're 36 years old, you'd be another sniper for us. We need a defenseman like Mikey Anderson. We tried trading for this man earlier. They wouldn't accept the deal, but now maybe we can get something done. I mean, we really don't have any picks to work with here, but maybe we have a prospect. Hopefully we have a prospect. So I'll give you a 6th rounder, I'll give you a 5th rounder, I'll give you this prospect right here, and then that's going to be enough for Mikey Anderson. We have 4.1 million in cap space. That's enough for us. We'll send somebody down, and we got Mikey Anderson. You should have accepted that Mikey Anderson trade earlier, LA, because you're getting pennies on the dollar for him. So to close out the season after making that trade, the Florida Panthers are still first in the entire league, a 52-25-5 record. The Carolina Hurricanes were close, and the Utah Hockey Club, they're putting in some work this season. But you know what? They just couldn't compete with our offense, and they couldn't compete with our defense. Mikey Anderson's making the difference there. We have the best defense in the entire league. Zarkov, he's going to lead the way. He's got 84 points here. Trevor Zegras, 79. Wyatt Johnston, 77. And the king of this video, Matthew Tkachuk, he's still sitting at 94 overall after the trade deadline. 36 goals, 39 assists, 75 points. I was expecting more. Like, I can't gas you up that much. You were a massive disappointment this season. Yes, we have a lot of great depth scoring. Matthew Tkachuk, Lindell, and Sean Farrell, I was expecting amazing things from this line this season. And 75 points at the top guy. Like Matthew Tkachuk, you went from 96 points last season to 75. You scored 21 less points. That does have me a bit concerned, I'm not going to lie. Even the plus minus over the past couple years has decreased. You went from plus 40 to plus 25 to plus 19. Is this team heading in the wrong direction? I hope not. The one guy whose numbers haven't changed, well, I mean, they have changed, but they've gotten even better. Spencer Knight, 43 wins, 8 shots, a 912 and a 269. We know what's on the line heading into the playoffs here. We're looking to repeat. We're going to start off against the Washington Capitals. Let's make a statement. I am upset, though. We don't get to see the Buffalo Sabres in the playoffs. That was a team we've had some amazing battles against, but another team team we're not going to see in the playoffs is the New York Rangers, so I'm not really too sure who we're going to beat in the conference finals. So Florida, let's just do what we usually do and win the first round here. What's going to happen in game number 1? We're going to win that. Are we going to make it a 3-0 series lead through the first 3 games here? It looks like we will. Let's just take the Washington Capitals out in a sweep and then prepare for the second round. You know what? A gentleman's sweep isn't the end of the world. We'll take this in 5 games. Also, I just had to point this out. The King and Brandon Carlo, 2 goals, 2 assists for 4 points. What an absolute legend. So we've moved on to the second round here after taking down the Washington Capitals in 5 games. That was some light work for us. But this next matchup shouldn't be as easy. We have the Toronto Maple Leafs. They're coming off a sweep over the Montreal Canadiens. Florida's going to be taking on another Canadian team here. I'm not too sure if we've taken on enough Canadian teams in this video. So the Florida Panthers taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Florida's looked really good in the postseason so far, and it looks like we're going to continue to look good. A shutout in game number 1. We're taking game 2, 2-1 here. We might be dropping game 3. As long as we don't drop game 4, we're going to be in a great spot. A 3-1 series lead. I can't see Florida folding this. We're not the Toronto Maple Leafs. We don't fold series leads like that. So once again, we're going to be advancing to the conference finals, and we're going to be taking on the Columbus Blue Jackets here. But I am really disappointed. You know why? Because I wanted to take on the Vancouver Canucks in the Stanley Cup final, making that our 4th different Canadian team we would have had to take on. We've taken on Edmonton, we've taken on Winnipeg, and we've taken on Calgary. It would have been amazing if we could take on the Vancouver Canucks in the Stanley Cup final as well. However, they're going to be falling in the second round. But you know what? Let's not even worry about that. Let's focus on Columbus. So we've been locked in through 2 rounds. I don't see that changing right here. We're going to win game 1. We're going to drop game 2. I'm perfectly fine with that because we're going to win game 3 here. Yeah, that is interesting. Dropping that one 4-2. We are definitely a better team than the Columbus Blue Jackets. We can't be losing game 4. Now, I'm not saying the Columbus Blue Jackets are a bad team, but we're certainly better than them. All right, we got this game. Yeah, we're tying this series up. It's 5-1. Make that 6-1. So the series is tied up here. Sarkov, that was a massive game from you. You're picking up the hat trick. So the series is tied at 2 games apiece here, and I really want to steal this game and take the lead in this series. It's a 1-goal game entering the 3rd period, and I think we can close it out here. That's exactly what we're doing. We were actually down at one point in this game. We were down 2-1, but we're going to score 3 unanswered here. We're making this a 3-2 series lead. So we have to close it out here in game number 6. I don't want to go to game 7. It's going to be a scoreless first period. In the second, that's also going to be scoreless. You already know I have to jump into this game. I want to be the guy that sends us to the Stanley Cup final. Okay, I'm not going to lie. There's a very good chance we score 4 goals in this period. They have a 78 overall goaltender in between the pipes. They're running a 78 overall goaltender. Let's just throw pucks on net. Like, look at that. That makes no sense. Matthew Tkachuk, first of all, that was one of the greatest snipes I've ever seen in my life. But yeah, we're scoring, what, 30 seconds into this period? It was 29 seconds into the period, but what a shot. Like, look at that from the toughest angle imaginable. No, that was something special. Like, I want to watch the replay. Matthew Tkachuk did not have too much space there, but he had enough, and he went bar down as well. That was an absolute beautiful shot. But yeah, we got a 1-goal lead now. So without a goaltender for the Columbus Blue Jackets, I can't see them winning this game. Like, we're scoring 29 seconds into the 3rd period. Let's keep on picking up goals here, and we might be scoring another one right here. Matthew Tkachuk's got another opportunity. He's going to deke around the defenseman. Just do the exact same thing. I was going for the exact same shot there. Unfortunately, we're not going to be scoring. All right, Carlo, let's see what you can cook up here. There's a 78 overall in between the pipes. You're going to get a decent enough backhander off. I honestly thought you were going to be able to go short side there. Now, if we can win this face-off back to Carlo, I'm pretty sure he can pick up a big-time goal here. So let's do that right now. Okay, why can I never win the face-offs? So I didn't realize it till right now, but this is actually a bigger game than I thought. Because you know who we're playing against right now? Aaron Ekblad. He's now on the Columbus Blue Jackets. We're going to be eliminating him from winning another Stanley Cup here. Look at Carlo with that little spin move. No, that man's cooking, and let him get his own rebound. Can he cook towards the front net? He's going to throw that on net here. Let's get the loose puck. That's exactly what we did. Keep crashing the net here. We got the full pressure meter maxed out. But as I said, if we can eliminate the Columbus Blue Jackets here, we're going to be eliminating Aaron Ekblad, a former Florida Panther. I don't want to do it, but you know what? It has to be done. So let's win this face-off here and then T1 up into the back of the net. Why would I ever win a face-off when we have the full pressure meter maxed out? Like, that's just not a possibility, I guess. But I don't know what Patrick Laine is doing here, skating back into his own zone. Let's keep putting the pressure on. We can keep the puck in the offensive zone. Never mind, they're breaking it out. That was such a nice play right there. I did not think we were getting that shot through, but somehow we did. Matthew Tkachuk's picking up an interference penalty. That's tough. That's actually real tough right there. I tried to switch players, but unfortunately I wasn't able to, so Matthew Tkachuk's just picking up a penalty. All right, let's just get back here and play a bit of defense here. Let's not give up another opportunity like that. And that's exactly what we're doing seconds later. Spencer Knight making a huge save here. He's keeping us in this game. But Pavel Zacha, he might be giving us an extra lead here. He's bringing the puck into the offensive zone. He's going to rip a shot in. Not quite the best shot in the world, but you know what? We'll take it. Oh, Carlo just laid out Fantilli. That was a huge hit. Fantilli's down, and we got the puck in the offensive zone here. The goalie's going out to play it. Oh, I thought we were going to be able to poke that puck away. Carlo is throwing the body right now. That man is laying big hit after big hit. We're giving up a great opportunity, but they're not going to be able to score. Patrick Laine is going to get a great chance as well. Now we're putting on the pressure. We're moving into the offensive zone. No Hannafin. Over to Matthew Tkachuk. Never mind, it's going to miss Matthew Tkachuk, but somehow we're scoring. I was trying to pass that over to Matthew Tkachuk on the doorstep, but nope, we're just going to be going 5-hole here. That is an interesting goal. Like, I wasn't even trying to do that. Like, the plan was to try to hit Matthew Tkachuk on the back door there. But you know what? We just went 5-hole in the goaltender. Hey, a goal is a goal is a goal is a goal, so we'll take it. So I did not realize, but outside of Aaron Ekblad, you know who else is on this team right now? Carter Verhaeghe. I completely forgot we made this trade with the Columbus Blue Jackets. Like, we picked up Caden Lindstrom, and I can't remember who else. But yeah, no, we made a trade with this team in order to pick up a couple players. So that's why they're here. They didn't sign here in free agency. We traded them away. But anyways, there's 40 seconds left in this game. We got our lockdown. Why not pick up another goal, though? We've had some grade A opportunities here, and now we've picked up a penalty. Great work, team. Now, Trevor Zegras might be picking up a slashing penalty. There's 33 seconds left in this game. If we can ice the puck, we're going to be in a great spot. Carlo's going to be able to get the possession. He's going to tee one up from his own zone. 19 million feet wide of the net. But you know what? That's perfectly fine. It's going to kill some time. So Carlo is absolutely cooking. That man just stole the puck away. Let him score this goal here. Brandon Carlo deserves this more than anyone. We're taking this game 3-0, picking up 3 goals in the third period. The big time players are making big time plays here. You know what, Carlo? I'm going to let you cook again here. Watch this man weave. He is deking between all the defensemen. Okay, it doesn't matter. There's 2 seconds left. Finish off with a massive Brant Clark hit, but we're not going to have enough time left. It doesn't matter. We're off to the Stanley Cup final. So it comes down to one final series, one final matchup, a best of 7 games. The Florida Panthers and Edmonton Oilers once again here. These teams have taken on each other a handful of times so far. It's time for one more matchup. So you know what? I don't even want to bother messing around in this game. Let's just take down the Edmonton Oilers in a quick sweep here. We drop game 1 and game 2. That is the opposite of a sweep. So the last thing that I want to see here is us going down 3-0 to the Edmonton Oilers. We're picking up a goal in the first period, and we're also going to be picking up a goal in the second period. I'm assuming we're not going to choke this game away, and we're going to be taking it 4-1. So that's a great sign. We're slowly making a comeback, but we still have a couple more games to go. So we're moving on to game 4. We're still trailing in the series here. We're picking up the first goal of the game. In the second, though, it looks like the Edmonton Oilers are going to be responding, picking up back-to-back goals here. I better jump into this one. Now, based on the last time I took on this team, I'm very concerned. McDavid's still here. Draisaitl's still here. Matt Savoy still here. They have Vince Dunn here. Like, they still have a lot of the key pieces. Yeah, we're going to be in trouble, aren't we? Like, this team is just flying on all cylinders. I'm assuming, okay, Jamie Drysdale is also here. And I'm assuming they still have Evan Bouchard. Okay, this team's loaded. But here we go. We got ourselves a great opportunity. Sean Farrell turning on the Jets here. We're going to the backhand, and we're going to be tying this game up. Second goal of the game. We've got this all evened at 2. I don't know how Sean Farrell got that much space. But you know, if you're going to give it to him, you know you're going to have to pay. And that's exactly what he's making them do. So after picking up that last goal, Florida's been putting on constant pressure, and they're not looking to stop anytime soon. Brant Clark's bringing the puck into the offensive zone here. They're going to be leaving him open. A weak shot's going to be thrown towards the net. But you know what? We almost got a good deflection. Okay, that McDavid speed is something else. I don't know how we're getting a stick on that, but Kulikov, you just had an amazing play, but it doesn't matter. Matt Savoy's still going to find the back of the net here. We're trailing 1 once again here. Nah, when I saw that McDavid speed and him coming down the wing there, I thought we were screwed. He was blowing by both of our defensemen, but we got a lucky stick on that one. I mean, McDavid, that was a nice pass to Savoy. Savoy, that was a great finish, but we still have a lot of time left. Like, yeah, you might have the lead, but we have 11:55 left. That's more than enough time for me. Look at Carlo putting in the work there. After finishing the check, he's going to get the puck into the offensive zone here, and he's going to be scoring a massive goal. Carlo is the greatest player of all time. This man is just simply built different. He starts it off with a massive hit. He's going to poke the puck away from a defender. He's going to keep fighting in the offensive zone. Then he's going to score an absolute beauty like that to tie this game up. Nah, he's the captain of this team. Matthew Tkachuk, I know the video's about you, and you're the most important player to this team, but I'm not really too sure if you are. Brandon Carlo is him. Also, who would have thought that Brandon Carlo would be picking up all the big-time goals? I brought him in to be a good defensive defenseman, but what does he do? Lead us in goals in the postseason. I mean, he's not leading us in goals, but you get the point. That is unfortunate. That is really unfortunate right there. That was bad defense from me. I got nothing to say about that one. I'm actually embarrassed to post that. So the second things start to look good, what do? I just do something really stupid like that. 4 minutes left in this game, and now we're trailing. If I could just play good defense for like 2 minutes, we would be all right. But God forbid I ever do that. Okay, no, we're done. We're done here. That was just, yeah, I got nothing to say. First of all, I just want to know how Matthew Tkachuk did not get the puck behind the net here. Like, bro, what is going on? This puck's wrapping around. Matthew Tkachuk beats Beckman here, but just completely missed on the puck. I was assuming I was going to pick it up along the boards here, and I'm Matthew Tkachuk. I'm gone. Boom, we're making moves out here, but nope. Yeah, that is a tough look. 3 minutes left in the game and we're down 2 goals. We're really going to lose to Edmonton in the Stanley Cup final once again. I don't know what it is about this team, but I cannot beat them in the playoffs. If I simulate games, we can beat the Edmonton Oilers. If I play the games, we don't stand a chance. Bro, no, that didn't happen. You didn't see that. Nope, that didn't happen. We're going to be dropping this game 5-3. Not really too sure what happened in those final seconds, but yet we're losing this game 5-3. Yeah, don't really know what to say about that one. So we're down 3-1 to the Edmonton Oilers in this series. I don't see us sparking a comeback, but you never know. We're going to be taking game 5 away here. So we're still in this. But you know what? Never say never, because as I've said, I can't beat the Edmonton Oilers when I play. When we simulate, though, we do have a chance here. It's a 1-goal game entering the third period. It's a tie game. I would love to jump into this game, but as we know, I'm not going to be allowed to. Lysell is forcing game 7. That is the biggest goal we've seen yet in this video. We're off to game 7. Edmonton should have won that game. Edmonton, you choked this series away. If you're going to win the Stanley Cup, you're winning that game right there. So here we go. Game 7, the Florida Panthers taking on the Edmonton Oilers. We're picking up the first 2 goals of the game. In the second, we're picking up another 2. We really just won the Stanley Cup. We did not deserve to win this cup right here. We were down 3-1 against the Edmonton Oilers. I played game number 4. Played like absolute crap, but the Florida Panthers said, you know what? Stick on the ice deserves that Stanley Cup. Matthew Tkachuk deserves another Stanley Cup, and here we are, Stanley Cup champs. Sean Farrell, 28 points here, 8 goals, 20 assists. Lindell was great, 23 points. Matthew Tkachuk, 20 points. But you know what? Brandon Carlo, you were the real difference maker. 6 goals, 6 assists for 12 points. You picked up some big time goals for us. This man was an absolute legend. We will never forget the legend in Brandon Carlo. But the question is, do we trade him away? Like, he's 34 years old. He's not getting any better. But you know what? If he keeps playing like this for us, we've got to keep him on the team. And then when it comes to goaltending, Spencer Knight, you're always doing your thing. 16 wins, 2 shots, a 926 and a 219. The Florida Panthers are going back to back here, winning 2 Stanley Cups. We've won 3 Stanley Cups in a 4-year period. Matthew Tkachuk currently has 4 Stanley Cups if you're including the one he got in real life, and we're not done there. It's time to win him his 5th Stanley Cup. So it's time for us to begin the draft here. We're going to be bringing a bunch of amazing prospects to the team. All right, the draft's done. So we have $17 million to work with here, and there's a handful of guys I would like to bring back here. But are we going to be able to afford them all? Mikey Anderson, how much are you looking for here? $6 million. I don't think I can do that. Pavel Zacha, you're probably just going to leave the team here. You're 34 years old. You know what? We can run it back for 1 more year. $2.6 million for 1 year. That's actually not that bad of a deal, especially if you're still in the 83 overall. Teuvo Teravainen, we're going to let you walk here. You're 36 years old. You're not getting any better. Lysell, you picked up a massive goal for us in the postseason, but do I want to pay you $3 million to play on the bottom 6? Not really. Sam Moskevich, you've been a great player as well. I can do 2.5. 2.5 for the next 3 years for you isn't that bad of a deal. And then when it comes to this young player right here, let's lock him down long term. I'll give him an 8-year deal at $1.6 million. We're saving money where we can. And after giving out those deals, the only guy signing is that young player. Sam Moskevich is saying no, and so is Pavel Zacha. How about we do 2.6 for the next 3 years, and the Zacha will let you walk. Also, this medium elite potential goaltender is only a 75 overall at 24 years old. I'll do a 3-year deal at $1.225 million. He'll be a backup goaltender for us. I don't expect he's going to turn to anything special though. So Mikey Anderson, Pavel Zacha, Teuvo Teravainen, and Lysell are all going to be walking here. We're going to be losing some decent pieces here, but we'll be able to replace them. Alright, so we have to give out some extensions here, and Kulikov's going to be looking for a big time deal here. He's only looking for 1 year, $8 million, but we can probably do 8 years here. But the real question is, are we actually going to be simulating another 8 years with Matthew Tkachuk? Probably not, so we might not have to give him all 8 years, but we could probably do 7 years at $10 million or something. So how does 10.3 sound for the next 7 years? Keeping one of our best defensemen around, that's the right move. Noah Hannafin, I'm just going to ride out your contract here. And then when it comes to this defenseman right here, can we get him on a really cheap contract? I can definitely do something like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold off on that, because I'll be able to find somebody for $1 million next season. Now, we don't have to make a ton of moves here, but we do need to sign 3 guys for the bottom 6. 6. We have $14 million to work with. So on average, we can spend around $5 million per player, just a little under that. So we're going to start with Philip Hedl. He fits on the bottom 6 here. So I'll do $4.3 million for 1 season. Joshua Roy or Joshua Wall, whatever it would be, he's going to be signed as well. We're going to do $3.6 million for 1 year. And it looks like we're going to be bringing another Clark to the team. This one's going to be getting paid $4.9 million for 1 year. So that's going to round out our bottom 6. We're going to have a great team here. I think we might be even better than last season. So we just repeated with the Florida Panthers and Matthew Tkachuk, but there are concerns. Matthew Tkachuk dropping to a 91 overall with only elite potential at 33 years old. We're counting down the days with him. I think we have 4 seasons left to max with him, so that means 4 more Stanley Cups. Lindell, Sean Farrell, Trevor Zegras, Wyatt Johnston, Zarkov. We're keeping all of you guys around long term. Like, look at this top 6. It's going to be unstoppable, and it was unstoppable last season. The bottom 6 is looking a bit different, but you know what? We're seeing the same line chemistry, +2 and +2 here. When it comes to the defense, Kulikov and Brandt Clark, you're the top 2 here no matter what. When it comes to the rest of the defensemen, though, we are seeing a bit of concerns. Noah Hannafin won last season with the team 83 overall. He's 34 years old. Brandon Carlo, we got to keep you around for a defensive defenseman. You can produce offensively, and you're a beast at producing offensively. And then when it comes to the third pairing, we're not really going to talk about that. Goaltending wise, Spencer Knight, you've been able to hold it down for back-to-back seasons and win us back-to-back Stanley Cups here, and 3 in a 4-year period. Can we make it 4 in a 5-year period with a 3-peat? We're about to find that out. So with the overall drops we saw from our defense, the team is going to be a bit worse this season, but I never thought I'd see the day. We are currently in a wildcard spot, 9th in the entire league, a 34-20-7 record. Yeah, we're making a move here. The offense is really good, and the defense is really good. Okay, why are we 9th in the entire league here? We have the 5th best offense, and then when it comes to defense, what's that in the entire league? We have the 2nd best. So we have the 5th best offense, 2nd best defense, and we're 9th in the entire league. How does that make any sense? So yeah, you know what? I believe in the team here. We don't have issues. Matthew Tkachuk, you're -12. We have issues here on the top line. Matthew Tkachuk -12, Sean Farrell -11. Who else is on that top line? I actually forget who's on the top line. It's Matthew Tkachuk, Sean Farrell, and who else? Lindell. Lindell's -6. Okay, I just completely missed him. But yeah, the first line is definitely struggling here. They can't compete with the other top lines in the league right now. Our second line's great, but the top line needs a bit of a change. But do we make a change here? We have the 5th best offense and the 2nd best defense. I don't really want to change anything up here. I am comfortable with the team we have. How does Bro have a 4-5-1 record with a 914 to 254? This is a very strange season. Like, the numbers make no sense to me, but you know what? Let's not push any panic buttons. Ideally, we can probably find a cheap defenseman on a 1-year deal and bring him in here, because I think that's the one thing that's hurting the team. But you know what? We have a great defense. We got a great offense. We don't really have any main weaknesses here. Caden Lindstrom would actually be an interesting pick about 50% retained. We could do that. But then again, we have traded so many draft picks away. I don't think we should make a trade here. I think we should try to replenish some of our assets by not giving up any assets. So we're not going to make any moves here. Is this the right decision? Honestly, I have no clue, but we're going to find out real quick. So I don't know how I feel about this season. 8th in the entire league is not bad by any means. A 47-27-8 record is not bad by any means. But we finished in the wild card, and by finishing in the wild card, who do we get to take on in the first round? The 54-win Detroit Red Wings. This is not going to be easy. Like, if we want to beat Detroit, we have to be playing at the top of our game. Zarkov 89 points, Trevor Zegras 81, Wyatt Johnston 80. Matthew Tkachuk's only picking up 76 points here. He hasn't declined any further though, so that is a good sign. He's still 91 overall. Spencer Knight's still putting up amazing numbers here. He's won back-to-back Stanley Cups. We know he's going to play better in the postseason, but I am very concerned heading into this matchup. We're taking on the 2nd best team in the entire league, the Detroit Red Wings. But you know what? Florida's no joke. We've built an incredibly competitive team here. You know for a fact we're going to be competing with Detroit. The best team's going to come out on top. That's all I'm going to say. So I know for a fact I'm going to play at least one game against Detroit here. I refuse to believe we're going to be sweeping them, and I don't think we're going to be getting swept here. I mean, I know we're not getting swept because we won game number 1 here, but we've dropped back-to-back games after that, so game 4 is going to be an interesting one. Ideally, we just take this one. I don't have to jump in, but I feel like I'm going to have to. Like, the defense has been great here, don't get me wrong, but the offense hasn't been quite good enough, and what do we do immediately after saying that? Pick up 6 goals in the second period. Did we score 10 goals in this game? Unfortunately, we only scored 9. The team's washed. But maybe we just need a game like that. We just have to get the offense going, and now that it's going, it's not going to stop. So we've evened this series up, and game 5 is going to be a big one. Who's going to be taking this one? Noah Hanfin's picking up the first goal of the game. It's going to be a scoreless second. Can we hold it down in the third period here? We are going to have a 2-goal lead, but Detroit's going to score back-to-back goals here. Do I make the smart decision and just let the CPU simulate it? Absolutely not. I'm scoring the OT winner. I have to jump in for the Florida Panthers. Are you telling me I get the opportunity to score an OT winner? I got to take that. So I think we all know eventually I'm just going to give Detroit a great opportunity because I'm going to play some sloppy defense. But we're going to pretend that's not going to happen here. We're just going to pretend I'm a great defensive player and I'm not going to give up any great opportunities. Here we go. Brandt Clark's got the puck and he's moving into the offensive zone. He doesn't have enough stamina. Let's just swing that around the net here. And that actually might have been the best opportunity. Sean Farrell's going to get the puck here. He's going to try to do something. He's not doing too much though. So not too much has been happening so far. Like we haven't got anything going, but Detroit also hasn't had anything going. Like it's been a very quiet overtime so far until this shot right here that actually almost got through. Detroit's goaltender is making a big save. That was actually a really smart shot. So neither team has given an inch so far. And do you see who's on the ice right now? That is Carlo. You already know he's going to be saving the day. We just gave up a great opportunity. And then I chose to play the puck. What am I doing? We all know this is going to backfire. We have 5 minutes left in overtime here and we've got nothing going so far. We're going to try to play the puck here. I don't know what Kosa's doing, but he's given us an opportunity here. He's turning the puck over. We can't capitalize on that. What a great stick there. Who was that? Sontag? Yeah, that man's locking in right there. What a great defensive play. And you know what? That's going to lead to a bit of offense for us. Let's see if we can cook up here. A nice little move to get the puck into the zone. Lindell's going to be collecting that. He's going to try to kick that along the boards, but DeBrincat's going to be picking it up. Look at Sontag again with the great stick. He is keeping us in this game. Him single-handedly is the reason that we haven't lost yet. And then look at Lindell with the great stick. I mean, if we didn't give up great opportunity after great opportunity, we'd be in this position right now. What a save by Spencer Knight. Okay, we just got to get out of this period right now. If we can somehow not allow a goal here, we'll have a chance at this game. What am I doing? Okay, let's lock in here. Sontag just tried to clear the puck. I don't know what it takes. Trevor Zegras throw a big hit in the corner. I don't know what we have to do here. Clear the puck. Just get the puck out of the zone here. I'm okay with that icing. That was an incredible opportunity after incredible opportunity for the Detroit Red Wings. Somehow we kept the puck out of our own net. Let's just tie the face-off up and let's move into double OT. So let's just not do anything stupid here and let's give ourselves an opportunity. I got nothing to say. I have nothing to say whatsoever. Anton Lindell, all I need you to do is tie this man up right there. I need you to tie up Joe Veleno, but you're not going to be able to do that. It's going back to Axel Sedin Pellikka. He's going to take a shot here. Okay, I'm sorry, but Spencer Knight, you made incredible save after incredible save after incredible save. And you're telling me this shot right here, that is not deflected, that is straight line on at you, you are not making this save. You are going to allow it to hit your blocker, deflect off of you, and then slowly roll into the net. That's the goal you're going to allow in overtime. So I think it's been made very clear so far that I am not an elite player. We scored 5 goals in the first period. We scored 6 goals in this game. But as I was about to say, I think it's been pretty clear from watching my gameplay that I'm obviously one of the best NHL 24 players of all time. Like I could go into the Hall of Fame for my gameplay abilities. Like there's not too many players you can talk about that are as good as me. This is ridiculous. Like we're really about to beat the Red Wings here. We allowed 4 goals. We allowed 4 goals in the third period. We had this game locked down. We scored 4 goals in the first period. All you had to do was play some good defense after that. 4 goals allowed here. We allowed 3 goals in a 3-minute 16 stretch. I am sick to my stomach. So Matthew Tkachuk, we were trying to win you another Stanley Cup here, and everything went wrong. Like seriously, I don't know what to say here. 8 points, 4 goals, 4 assists. You were great. I was terrible in the game I played. And then Spencer Knight, you had a 929 to 242. You held up your end of the bargain, no question about it. But it is kind of funny when you actually watch my gameplay. There are moments when you watch me play and you're like, wow, this guy actually looks like he knows what he's doing. And then there's moments when you wonder, wow, did that man just pick up a controller for the first time ever? And there is no in between. There's not any decent gameplay. It's either, wow, that guy looks pretty good. The Vancouver Canucks won a Stanley Cup, so that's another Canadian team. But as I was saying, it's either, wow, that's actually some decent gameplay there. That guy looks like he's not too bad. And then there's the other game players where it's like, wow, that guy is complete and utter crap. There's no reason he should be holding a controller right now. But somehow we just find a way to keep flipping back and forth between those two players. Paster's retiring, Zibanejad's retiring, William Nylander is, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins is retiring. The real question is Matthew Tkachuk calling it a career here? I don't believe he is. Is Carlo going to be calling it a career? It doesn't look like he is either. Everyone's going to be sticking on this team. I mean, that is a good sign, I guess. All right, you better get comfy here. Grab some popcorn, grab a couple drinks, because we have to sit down and do the entire draft here Alright, hopefully you enjoyed that popcorn. The draft's done. So we learned a handful of things this season. Number one, when you find a guy like Clark in free agency, lock him down for the 5-year deal he was asking for when it came to $4 million. Instead, he's going to want $7.8 million after that season, and he's up to an 86 overall. Should have paid this man what he was worth, and he's got an X factor. That is tough. Filipino's not going to return here. Noah Hannafin's not going to return here. We have $14 million in cap space, but we have a handful of guys we have to replace here. So there's some good and bad things happening in a season like this. One of the good things is Brandt Clark returning to the team. We're going to do $8.5 million for the next 6 years. I'll actually do $8.6 million. What a great deal that's going to be for an 87 overall with a superstar X factor. We do have one sad thing though. Brandon Carlo, 35 years old, 84 overall. You have one more good season left in you, but only one more good season. This next Stanley Cup isn't just for Matthew Tkachuk, but it's also for you. We got to get you one more before you retire. Also, when it comes to this guy right here, he plays 4th line minutes and he wants $3.1 million. That's not happening. But I think there is another guy looking for an extension. Okay, never mind. I thought Spencer Knight's deal was up this season. Maybe it isn't. But through back-to-back seasons of not really making too many trades here, we have a handful of assets to work with. Let's go bring in another good defenseman. So before we spend a ton of money on a really elite defenseman, let's find somebody for the left side. Provorov, $800K for 1 year. That's not the end of the world, but you are 35 years old, so I don't trust your regression. This man right here, 28 years old, a defensive defenseman. Can you fit on our third pairing? If you fit on our third pairing, I'm willing to bring you onto the team. It doesn't look like you do, but I could take the risk. Bringing a defensive defenseman to the team here for the third pairing wouldn't be the end of the world. I'll do $1.7 million. $1.7 million for the next 2 years is actually a decent deal for you. Especially looking at a lot of the other 80 overalls here, like they're asking for like $8-9 million. I think you're going to fit what we're looking for here. And then when it comes to the bottom 6, as we know, we signed a handful of guys last season to 1-year deals. Now we just have to find a bunch of other guys that are willing to sign 1-year deals at really cheap prices. Marchenko, $3 million. We can make it work here, but you don't fit the bottom 6. Michael Bunting, okay, you're 36 years old. We're not doing that. I need a really young player that's only asking for like $1.8 million or something. Cole Sillinger, you're an 81 overall. We could bring you to the team at $1.9 million. How about we do 1.8 for the next 2? Capo Calco, allegedly you fit on the 4th line here, so we could definitely do something like this. I'll do 2.125 for next season. And then with Suzdalev, I can do probably 2.9 for the next 3 years. I feel like that's pretty good. He's 28 years old. He's probably going to get a bit better, maybe up to like an 83, 84 overall. So for a bottom 6 guy, I can live with that contract. I can also almost guarantee I said his name wrong, but I actually think I did get it right. I think it's like Suzdalev or something like that. Who knows though? Like Stick on the Ice gets half the names wrong. Okay, so the one good thing is at the beginning of every season, more than likely your first round pick's gonna have a lot more value than it probably should. Like our first round pick right now, so much value it's actually ridiculous. So if I package up this first round pick along with a third round pick, can I get this amazing defenseman from the Anaheim Ducks? $7.1 million for the next 4, 88 overall. He fits on the first pairing. Now we don't really need him for the first pairing, but my guess is his line fit on the second pairing is gonna be like halfway to 3/4. So if I can bring him in with a half decent line fit, he can definitely play on our second pairing, and all it's going to cost is a first and third round pick. That is the greatest trade of all time. So it is no surprise that age is catching up to Matthew Tkachuk here. 34 years old, top 6 potential, only a 90 overall now. The forward core still looks really good here. The bottom 6 is getting weaker though. Like, there's no question about it. We're just having a very difficult time finding money for everyone. When it comes to the defense, we got ourselves a big 3 right here. When it comes to the rest of the defensemen, not as good as what it used to be. Carlo, I'm going to have to move you down to the third pairing here. I do like you on that second pairing, but we can't have a -3 boost there, so you're gonna have to move down to the third pairing. I know you're gonna be able to step up when it matters though. Sontag, you played some great minutes for us last season. I believe in you, and I know you can step up here. When it comes to goaltending, Spencer Knight, you're the guy like always. That never changes. Now, the one thing we could do at the trade deadline this season that we were unable to last season is make a couple of trades. We have enough money to do so. We have enough assets to do so. We might have to cook something up. Now, after falling in the first round, this is a great way to respond. We're first at the trade deadline with a 43-14-6 record, the best offense in the league, and one of the best defenses. It actually might be the best defense. We're tied with Vancouver for the best. So if we were to make any changes to this team, what would it be? Like, we have the best offense and best defense, so neither of those aspects of our game have to be fixed right now. Matthew Tkachuk, 71 points, 33 goals, 38 assists, 89 overall. Yeah, time's winding down for you. You don't have too many years left, so we got to go all in whenever we can. So if there's any way we can upgrade this team, we're going to try to find a way to. Spencer Knight, 34 wins, 6 shouts, a 914 to 264. Let's make a move. Now, is that move going to be for the forward core? Is that move going to be picking up a defenseman? I'm not too sure yet, but we got to do something. So I think this is the move we're going to make. It's going to be Capo Caco, a second and fourth rounder, over to the Ottawa Senators. We're picking up Snyder. He's going to be a really good playmaker for us, but we don't really need a playmaker. What we needed is a sniper, but by acquiring Snyder here, we can trade one of our other bottom 6 6 guys and go get a sniper. Now, I thought I found my sniper. I was going to bring Jake Getzel into the team, 86 overall at 38 years old. He's got one more year left in him. But what did the Utah Hockey Club do? They gave him an extension at $10 million for 1 year. At 38 years old. That is a tough look. Now, this is going to be by far the riskiest trade I've ever made in my life, because we are going to bring somebody onto the team that normally I don't like having on my team. Every single time this man plays for my team, he somehow screws everything up here. And who is that player? Dawson Mercer. You got to get back here. I have given you countless opportunities to not screw me. I'm going to bring you onto this team here. A first round pick, and Stützle is going to be sent over. They're going to say, no, that Stützle, I don't really know what his name is. I'm just kind of yapping here, but he's going to be joining the team. I'll give up a third round pick as well. Dawson Mercer, you are going to play for our team right now, and you are not going to screw us. 99% of the time, when you play for any franchise of mine, you somehow screw us. Right now, you're screwing us by not allowing us to get this deal done. Here's a 7th round pick as well. You better be accepting Minnesota. So apparently a 7th round pick immediately makes Minnesota think they're winning this deal, but it doesn't matter. Dawson Mercer, you have one job. Don't mess things up here. So Snyder, Samoskevich, and Dawson Mercer are going to be our third line. We're getting a +1 boost here. We have 286 overalls with an 82 in the middle. I am so incredibly concerned. I cannot explain it. But Dawson Mercer, you have one job. Play well. So in one of our final chances at a Stanley Cup, the Florida Panthers are looking incredible. A 58-16-8 record. There is nothing stopping this team other than ourselves. As long as we play great hockey, we're going to be all right. Trevor Zegras, Lindell, don't care about your numbers. Matthew Tkachuk, I love to see you picking up 91 points here. 42 goals, 49 assists, but there is one guy I have to look at. We all know which player I'm talking about. Dawson Mercer. I know you're playing third line minutes, but as a third line player, I'm taking 14 points in 19 games here. I will take that any day of the week. But you know what? I don't care what you did during the regular season. You got to step it up in the playoffs. You, in particular, have to step it up in the postseason. Spencer Knight, you're always great in the playoffs, and you're great during the regular season once again here. But Dawson Mercer, I have dealt with so much nonsense with you in past videos. None of that today. You completely turned around. You lead this team to a Stanley Cup. You pick up 17 points in one game in the playoffs. You do all that. We got the Toronto Maple Leafs in the first round. We got to get Matthew Tkachuk one more Stanley Cup. Like, I really don't know how much I can emphasize that Dawson Mercer is the key piece for this team. If that man lets us down, we're going to be losing in the first round. We got shut out in game number 1. I'm not forgiving him for that. We might have lost game number 1, but nothing matters after that. Like, what is going on here? We're down 2-1 in the series. Dawson Mercer, this is all your fault. I'm going to blame you for the lack of success we're seeing. Like, this is honestly ridiculous. A 58-win team, and we're struggling against the Toronto Maple Leafs. We're down 3-1. Dawson Mercer, this is your fault. So I think it goes without saying I'm jumping into the third period here. I got to single-handedly turn this team around. Am I going to be able to do so? Probably not. Because you know why? Dawson Mercer's on the team. That's why. I'm honestly surprised that didn't go in the back of the net. Why did I play that? I couldn't tell you. But you know why I played that? Because Dawson Mercer's on this team, and because of him, I'm making bad decisions. Hey, we did just draw a penalty, so I will take it. All right, we got to lock in here. No more mistakes. This team has to step up. Dawson Mercer, if you pick up a goal in this game, I'll buy your jersey. That's not going to happen. We all know that. All right, let's get the offense flowing here. We're going to drop this back. This guy's going to take a big shot here. We have a wide open net. Snyder's not going to be able to capitalize on that one. We have the puck loose in front of the net. Yeah, we're not winning this game. And who was on the ice during that sequence? Dawson Mercer. I should have known. All right, at this point, I'm just trying to cook into the offensive zone. Whatever it takes to get a puck on net, that's what we're going to try to do. And somehow they get a breakaway. Of course, Dawson Mercer's the guy coming back. I mean, Spencer Knight made the big save there. I'll take that. But, man, why did it have to be Dawson Mercer playing defense? I'm going to blame him for that breakaway. Even though it wasn't his fault whatsoever, it's his fault. All right, Zegras, let's cook something up here. You have your helmet back on. Things are looking good. We're going to try to wrap that around the net. That's not going to work. I guess Kulikov's taking the shot here. That was a good shot. I mean, we had a couple guys in front of the net there. The goaltender's making a big save. You got to give it to him. So we have 13:50 left to score 2 more goals here. And that's assuming we play good defense and don't allow a goal. But so far this period, we played some good defense. But there's still 13 minutes left. That can change real quick. Kulikov, you might be a defensive defenseman, but you can still cook offensively. You're going to work your way towards the front of the net. Between the legs shot, hey, it was actually a decent shot. I'll give it to him. But Sean Farrell's immediately turning this right back into the offensive zone. He's going between the legs. He's cooking it up, throwing it to Lindell. Bro, how do we not score that? Like, Joseph Wall, this is ridiculous. This is honestly ridiculous. Like, Sean Farrell is absolutely cooking here. Gives Lindell the perfect opportunity. He shoots that. Look at Joseph Wall. Bro is not even looking the right way. It hits him in the face, or it hits his blocker, and what is that animation? I thought that hit him in the face. Nope, off his blocker, and it glitched. It was going to go into the net, but that thing glitched. That is ridiculous. No, like we actually got screwed there. That was going to deflect into the net, but nope, look at that glitch. Ridiculous. This game doesn't want us to win. All right, cool, Cough. I just need something. Throw something towards the net. Can we get a lucky bounce here? We just need a stupidly lucky bounce in order to get this one past Joseph Wall, because it doesn't matter how good of an opportunity we have. Somehow it's going to stay out of the net. 3 minutes left. We're still down by 2. Matthew Tkachuk is doing everything in his power to give us a great opportunity here. He's going to throw that towards the front of the net. It's a loose puck. Can we get a decent enough shot off? Lindell passed it back to one of our defensemen. I mean, that worked. Carlo's getting a great opportunity. This is actually ridiculous. I can't even form words. Like, we just cannot get one past Joseph Wall right now. Honestly, ridiculous. Kulikov tee that one up. He's going to make the big save there. The puck is loose once again. Can we just throw something towards the net? Austin Matthews is going to try to clear. I mean, he did get it out. And that is just an unlucky break right there. We almost kept the full pressure meter. So the last 3 minutes here have been ridiculous. Toronto just gets bailed out after bailout after bailout. Sontag, this is the first time I've seen you out here today. You're a second pairing defenseman. I don't know where you have been. Dawson Mercer, don't really know why you're on the ice right now, but we'll take it. And that's offside. Let's just get into a fight. But wait, hold on. 12 seconds left. Can we at least score one here? Why would we? Why would we be able to score one goal here? Why Johnston? Keep on fighting, but we got to give up on this one. Let's pick up a penalty here. Let's just do something. I don't care what happens. That was a tough loss. Got nothing to say about that loss right there. We're losing 3-1 to Toronto. We dominated the third period, though. Like, look at the stats here. We were even through the first 2 periods, and then the third period. We took 20 shots. They took 3. We dominated Toronto. They didn't stand a chance against us. We just couldn't put a puck in the back of the net. Yes, some of them might not have been the highest quality shots, but we were just getting shots on net, and we had one great chance, but Lindell, I don't know how that rung off the post. Also, I'm like 99% sure his name isn't Lindell, it's Lundell. So yeah, I'm going to have to put that as a disclaimer at the beginning of my video that I called him Lindell the entire video. We scored with 33 seconds left. Of course, it was Matthew Tkachuk. That's going to be the only goal. We're out in the first round once again. All right, so the Montreal Canadiens are Stanley Cup champions. It's another Canadian team winning and another Canadian team making it to the Stanley Cup final. But Dawson Mercer 1 point. This is what I mean. Shouldn't have brought this man to our team. Bro was an absolute disappointment. 87 overall with 1 X factor. Yeah, I don't care about any of that. Matthew Tkachuk in what was potentially your last season. 2 points here. You're an 89 overall with top 6 potential. I think you have another season in you, but it's really up to you. Well, the one thing we don't have to worry about is Matthew Tkachuk potentially retiring here. He's looking to run it back. He's still got some good hockey left in him, but you know what? I am getting concerned about what the future holds for us. So I've been thinking about what we could potentially do to make our team better, and you're going to see a very risky move heading into next season. I'm going to make a trade. Not a lot of people are going to agree with it. This is definitely somebody I want to draft. I'm probably going to draft him right now. It's 30 picks early. Unless we trade for like the 90th overall pick. That's what we're going to do here. But yeah, I'm going to be making 2 trades next season. You guys are going to question them, but you know what? We have to do them. So I'm hoping I can trade the 60th overall pick for a 3rd rounder this season, which would be the 90th overall, and a future 3rd rounder. I think we should be able to get this deal done. They're going to be saying no to that. What if I give you a 7th rounder? Actually, I'll give you the 188th overall. That's a pretty fair deal for both sides. I mean, it's not really that fair of a deal because you guys know the prospect we're going to be getting here. An absolute star. We're getting a mediumly potential defenseman. He's also a gem, so he could develop really quick for us. I mean, he's a 49 overall. He's not really going to be developing that quick, but he has potential, that's for sure. So we have $11 million to work with. Dawson Mercer, can I sign you and then trade you away for like a 7th round pick? I'm not even wasting that much money on you. That's not happening. Snyder, I'm not bringing you back. Can we bring back this young guy right here? $3.4 million. That is not happening. I'll qualify him as an RFA, but he's getting traded away. And then these 2 guys, honestly, I'll just let them walk. Now, I said I was making a very difficult decision heading into next season, and we are going to make a trade here. We are going to be trading a goaltender. Now, which goaltender is that going to be? Well, it's not Spencer Knight. So obviously we have to bring back the most important piece, and that's Matthew Tkachuk here. I'll do $8.8 million for the next 2 years. I want to make sure that he's getting his bag up. Trevor Zegras, where are you going to be looking for? $12.6 million. How about we do $11.3 for the next 4? And then obviously when it comes to Spencer Knight, he needs to stick around here. And at this price tag, it's an absolute steal. $8.5 for the next 4 years. We're really not spending too much money on any of these guys. So we are still going to have a handful of dollars to work with here. However, I don't really want to spend the money. I want to trade for the money. So I don't even know how this is possible, but we're in the year 2033, and a guy like Joe Iginla is only getting paid $3 million. Bro is an 87 overall. How does that work? So that mediumly potential defense we just drafted is going to be packed up with Cole Sillinger. I'm going to send both of them over to Vancouver, and we're going to somehow get Joe Iginla. I don't know what it's going to cost. Probably another 1st round pick, but we're going to get this deal done somehow. We're going to start with the 2nd rounder. They're going to say no to that, but I actually think we're pretty close. So I'll give you this 3rd round pick from the Boston Bruins. Hopefully that's going to be enough. They're going to say no to that. We just have to include a 7th. Now this is the first big move we're doing, because Joe Iginla, you're not going to be the only guy coming to the team here. We're making more moves. So when I said we were going to be trading a goaltender away, I was thinking about this guy immediately. High elite potential. He has a ridiculous amount of trade value, only up to a 72 overall. We could get Aubin. Now, Aubin's getting paid $5.2 million, but he's an 88 overall. He can fit on the bottom six. We are going to find a spot for him on this team. That's a big time move. I don't think we need to sign anyone else. I think the team's good now. Aubin's definitely going to help us make the all-in push. Now, this is going to be one of our last trades. We're picking up Taylor from the Boston Bruins. We need somebody to play some bottom 6 minutes on our team. A third, fourth, and fifth rounder is not going to be enough, so I'll give you a 6 as well. We're not going to have any draft picks left after the offseason. Like, I have to trade everything away. So we have $5 million, so let's just find the cheapest player possible here. Samson, you're going to be that guy. 29 years old, 79 overall. Here's $950K for 2 years. It'll work out for us. All right, I was just scouring free agency for any players, and I found Lucas Reichel. I want to do 3 years at $1.3 million for him. He's 31 years old, but he's an 80 overall, and he is quick, so that will help our team. Now, this season is very heartbreaking. Yeah, this is probably one of the best teams that we ever had, but when it comes to the defense, we're missing somebody. We're missing Carlo. Like, this right side's incredibly weak. I mean, the second and third pairing are weak outside of Kulikov, but yeah, this team is just not it anymore. Actually, let's do this, then we don't get a -1 boost here. But yeah, we're missing Brandon Carlo. We're not the team we used to be here. Spencer and I need you to hold it down in between the pipes. We can't make any trades. We have no cap space. We have no assets left. I've traded everything away. Competing for Stanley Cups has come at a cost here. Losing a guy like Brandon Carlo, one of the most valuable players to this team, but also losing all that draft capital. But if we want to be the best in the entire league, we got to make moves like that. So once again, the Florida Panthers are going to be first in the entire league, but our offense was even better this season. 4.34 goals per game. The defense, 2.6. This is the best our team has ever looked. Trevor Zegras is picking up 112 points this season. Wyatt Johnston's picking up 110. What did Matthew Tkachuk do? Only 82 points in 82 games. Dropped to an 86 overall. 36 years old. Is this potentially his last season? I've been thinking that for the past couple years now, but you know what? As long as this man's on the ice, we're going to be looking all right. Also, why did Spencer Knight play so few games this season? He's a 91 overall. Like, we were basically splitting starts this season. What is going on here? I'm going to have to double check that Spencer Knight's our starting goaltender, because Bro's an 81 overall and we have a 91 overall. Why was Spencer Knight only playing 48 games this season? Like, I am very concerned that Spencer Knight wasn't playing games this season. Like, is there a reason? Injuries are off. There's no reason he shouldn't be playing games. We have the Buffalo Sabres in the first round. Like, what is going on with the Florida Panthers? We have the exact same coach, the exact same assistants and everything. Nothing has changed here. But for some reason, Spencer Knight just played 20 less games this season. I mean, if we're giving him extra rest, I'm perfectly fine with that. And it looks like we were. You know what? Let the coach cook. But we're only going to let the coach cook here if he continues to make good decisions. We're going to simulate the first 2 games and see what happens. We're winning both of them. Can we sweep the Buffalo Sabres? I'm going to simulate games 3 and games 4 here, and ideally we close this series out. You'll love to see it. So we took down the Buffalo Sabres in a sweep. We're moving on to the second round where we get to match up against the Toronto Maple Leafs. Honestly, one team I wouldn't mind taking on the conference finals is the Ottawa Senators. Like, we have basically seen every single Canadian team in a big time game. I think we've even seen the Senators in some big time games. But the Canadian teams have been running the NHL over the past decade. Who would have thought? Certainly not me. Now, based on how the last couple seasons have gone for me, I would ideally not like to jump into any of these games, and we just use simulation. Like, every single time I have to jump into games, it just doesn't go well for us. We dropped game number 1, but we responded in game number 2 here. And game 3, we're going to keep on rolling. Can we keep on rolling into game 4? Yes, we can. Let's take down the Toronto Maple Leafs in 5 games. Let's not mess this up. Okay, a 5-2 loss is definitely not what I'm looking for here. Don't make me jump into game 7. We don't have to jump into game 7. We're going to be moving on to the conference finals now, where we have the Ottawa Senators, another Canadian team. I believe we beat Ottawa in the past, so let's do it again here. We're moving into game 3. We're dropping that one 7-2. I might have to jump into game 4. I'm not going to lie. Like, as you know, I hate going down 3-1. So if I have to jump into this game, I'm going to do so. Sean Farrell and Marchenko are going to be exchanging goals in the first period, and Trevor Zegras is picking up a goal in the second. I'm going to believe in the Florida Panthers here, and clearly that was the right decision. We're taking it 5-2. So we got game 5. The series is tied 2 games apiece, so it's a best of 3 moving on. We got this game. We scored 6 goals. Okay, we're going to score 10 goals in this game. We scored 11 goals. We have to win a Stanley Cup now. We just scored 11 goals in a playoff game. 11 goals in game number 5. We've won back-to-back games. We just scored 16 goals in our past 2 games. Let's keep that rolling. 3 goals in the first period. We're allowing 1 in the second, but that's perfectly fine. Dawson Mercer, you scored both goals in this game. Dawson Mercer scored both goals in this game for the Ottawa Senators. Yeah, that's why we beat them. It's clear why we beat the Ottawa Senators. Dawson Mercer was on their team. 21 goals scored in 3 games. That's what you get for having Dawson Mercer on your team. So in the year 2034, we've made it back to the Stanley Cup final. We have the Colorado Avalanche to take on. I think this might be one of the first times we've taken on an American team in the Stanley Cup final. Don't quote me on that. I could be very wrong. But I just don't recall taking on any other American team in the Stanley Cup final. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but you know what? I'm happy to take on an American team. It's America versus America. Let's see who comes out on top. So I haven't had to jump into a game yet, so why change that? Let's just keep on simulating. We're taking game 1, but we're going to drop game 2 in overtime. Moving on to game 3, we're going to be taking that one 6-2. Are we going to win a Stanley Cup because I don't have to play any of these games? It looks like it. I don't have to jump into any of these games and we're winning a Stanley Cup. Maybe I should just quit playing. But the Florida Panthers can celebrate once again here. They're Stanley Cup champions. Matthew Tkachuk has now won the Stanley Cup 5 times. Spencer Knight's won it 4 times as the starting goaltender, but the big time player was Trevor Zegras this time, 29 points. Wyatt Johnston, he's also picking up 29 points here. Sean Farrell's picking up 24 points. Matthew Tkachuk 23 as an 86 overall. He's still stepping up in those big moments. And of course, Spencer Knight, 16 wins, 2 shouts, a 908 and a 272. Actually aren't the best numbers you've ever put up. You have put up better numbers before, but if you're going to keep on winning Stanley Cups, I don't care what your numbers are. But the real question is, after winning a Stanley Cup and picking up his 5th, is Matthew Tkachuk calling it a career? Like, a lot of the guys that we traded away are going to have RFA rights, so we can still bring in some really good players here. So ideally, we're going to see Matthew Tkachuk running back for another season, and we're going to keep on building this dynasty here. So it all comes down to this. Matthew Tkachuk, are you going to be retiring here? It doesn't look like it. Matthew Tkachuk wants to run it back for one more. So it turns out we have 1 pick in this upcoming draft. Honestly, I thought I'd trade all of our picks away, but we have the 224th. So we're going to select this guy right here. There's no way he has medium league potential, bottom 6. It was worth a try. So we have $15 million to work with. I don't know why we have $15 million. I didn't think we had that much in cap space. But Joe Iginla, fire your agent right now. Yeah, you're an 84 overall, but I do not care about that. Here's $5.3 million for the next 5 years. You have all of your X factors, and really that's all that matters. You're going to get some great line chemistry boosts. It's probably going to be +3, and that means you're going to be moving up to basically an 87 overall. Sontag, I know for a fact you're going to want a bag here, $7 million. I'm not doing that. Sam Moskevich, what are you looking for? You've been on this team from the very beginning, but $4.4 million? I'm sorry, I can't do it. Halverson, what are you going to be looking for? I qualified you as an RFA, but now you're looking for 3.6. I can't do that. Taylor, what do you want? I mean, I can do 2.4. If you're willing to accept 2.4, I can do that. So Taylor's saying yes, but Joe Iginla is going to be saying no. How about I do 5.6 million? Like, I really don't have to save that much money with you. You have 5 X factors. You're an 84 overall. Like, that's a great deal. I know I'm paying him $5 million, and I don't want to pay Sam Moskevich 4.4, but you have to realize one guy has 5 X factors, the other has none. Like Sam Moskevich, what if I did a 1-year deal with you though? How much are you looking for then? 4.2 million? I don't want to do that. I just can't do that. Okay, bro is wildin'. You played 1 season and you had 1 decent season, and now you're asking for 6.8 million? Not a chance. So we need to bring a couple defensemen onto the team here. We're just going to find whoever's cheapest for the 3rd pairing. This guy's asking for only 900k. Why not? So I'll do 2 years at just over $1 million here. I mean, this guy's going to be good for us. He'll play some 3rd pairing minutes, but I think we are going to have to trade for a defenseman. And I do believe we have to bring 1 forward to the team here. I'm trying to find a cheap one. I mean, Zutterland wouldn't be the end of the world here. 83 overall, 2.6 million. That's not a bad contract, but I'd like someone not quite as old because I don't want anyone regressing here. So we got to bring a backup goaltender, and honestly, this guy looks pretty solid. 23 years old. We can do a 2-year deal at 1.1 million. I think that's pretty fair for him. He's an 81 overall, so why not? Medium start potential too. That's a great deal. Now we do have to bring 1 forward to the team here. I'm looking for someone really cheap. I mean, Jordan Kyrou, he's 36 years old though. I don't really want someone 36 years old. 29 years old. This guy's not bad, but he's asking for 7.5 million. This Connor McMichael. Connor McMichael's the guy we're going to acquire here. $4 million. I mean, you know what? Where's Sam Moskevich? Because I could technically sign him to a 1-year deal and we would be all right. So Mackie Samoskevich, I'll bring you back for 1 season. You want 3.5 million for 1 year. I think we can actually do that. So at first I didn't plan on bringing you back to the team, but things have changed. There's 3.6 million for 1 year. So you already know I love to trade picks away. And here's an 80 overall defensive defenseman that can play on the right side. Our right side defense is already cooked. But you know what? Let's make it a bit worse. I'm giving up a 2nd round pick here, which is a lot better than I thought I would have to. I thought I would have to do a 2nd and a 3rd, so I'll take it. Now there's a couple guys needing deals here. Wyatt Johnston, how much money are you going to be looking for? You're looking for $13 million. I don't think we can do that. I think we're going to have to ride out your contract. Sean Farrell, how much are you looking for? 11.5. I don't know if I can do that either. We might be losing a handful of players here. But you know what? We got to run it back. This is probably the final season where I'm going to be doing a majority of the controlling for the team because I want to make sure that we go all in. The final chance to go all in here. I mean, maybe not, because if we lose Wyatt Johnston, then I can just have Joe Iginla jump to the top 6. We could easily recover from losing Wyatt Johnston. I mean, at 6.5 million, you're not going to find a replacement, but we'll be all right. Now I keep saying this is Matthew Tkachuk's last season. This is going to be Matthew Tkachuk's last season, but this is the season I truly believe is going to be his final year. Top 9 potential. He's dropped to an 84 overall at 36 years old. Like, bro's not going to be able to play forever here. The forward core still looks absolutely amazing. Like, all those big moves we made, we kept all the players around. The defense is still looking spectacular, and of course, Spencer Knight, you're an 89 overall. You're still that guy. We have an 83 overall backup. We're not paying that much, so you know what? I'm happy with how the team's looking. But once again, because of the moves we made and not having assets or cap space, we're not going to make any trades at the deadline. So even with Matthew Tkachuk declining, it's not going to hurt the Florida Panthers too much. We're still first with a 58-20-4 record, one of the best offenses and one of the best defenses. I mean, we do have the best offense, but the second best defense. Trevor Zegras is once again going to lead the way with 102 points. Sean Farrell's coming in second, 93. But Matthew Tkachuk, man, was it quite the fall off from you. 66 points here, 27 goals, 39 assists, only 83 points. You lost your superstar X Factor. Your career's coming to an end here. But you know what? You've given it your all, but not quite your all. Okay, our backups suck this season, but Spencer Knight, you had 52 wins, so I'll take that. 52 wins, 4 shots, a 902 and a 288. I was about to say, Matthew Tkachuk, you've had an incredible career, but you know what? We're going to make it a bit better because we're going to get you one more Stanley Cup. We have the Boston Bruins in the first round. It's time the Florida Panthers go on one last run. So the plan was to sweep the Boston Bruins, then immediately move on to the second round, but that's not going to be happening here. We've dropped back-to-back games here. Let's not make it 3 straight. We're going to be taking game 5, and ideally we take game 6, but it doesn't look like that's going to be happening. We need game 7. What would be the best case scenario here is I don't have to jump into any of these games and the Florida Panthers will just carry the way, and it looks like that's what they're doing so far. As long as we don't have a massive collapse in the third period, we're going to be all right. All right, I got to jump into OT. We had a massive collapse, allowing 2 straight goals. We got to beat the Boston Bruins, and look at this team. There is no way this team right here beats us. They have one guy with an X Factor. We have like 9. Yeah, we're going to pretend that didn't happen. That didn't really happen. Nope. I'm going to use the excuse I haven't played in 2 days. I just went and had a round of golf, immediately came back and decided, you know what, I'm going to play NHL 24. That was not the right move. So it's been 2 days since I've touched this game whatsoever, and you're telling me in the first game I play, I'm allowing an overtime goal in game 7 of the first round. That is not what we were looking for here. The only thing worse than this is the round of golf I just had, but we're not going to talk about that. So literally everything went wrong here. Spencer Knight dropped to an 86 overall. He doesn't have any X factors anymore. 34 years old. We lost in the first round after allowing an overtime goal in game 7. And to cap it all off, Matthew Tkachuk, where are you? You are just not that guy anymore. 3 points in 7 games. You're an 84 overall with top 9 potential. It's time to call it. Like, if we're losing in round number 1 here, things aren't going to get better for us. So we might as well just retire when we're on top. And we're not even on top here. Like, in the regular season, we were great. But yeah, the playoffs, we lost in the first round. But I guess Matthew Tkachuk did not get that message. He's running it back for another season here. But you know what? We're not going to be seeing much success. Now, if I'm being honest, I'm not too focused on the draft here. Like, none of these guys are going to develop in time. Matthew Tkachuk, you're going to be turning 38 years old moving into next season. I'm going to be honest, I don't think I'm going to play any of the final games here. Like, Matthew Tkachuk's going to be a 79 overall moving into next season. It feels kind of pointless for me to play the games when he's only a 79 overall. Now, I believe that this is one of our last picks in the draft here. But you're telling me we did some scouting, and this guy's projected 767th overall, but might have medium league potential. I'm just going to draft him as a joke here. I kind of hope he has medium league potential. Never mind, low 7th deep enforcer. But you know what? That would have been really funny if he was projected 700th overall and somehow had medium league potential. Also, it turns out we had another pick here. It's going to be the 220th. Can we get somebody with low league potential? I mean, that wouldn't be a bad way to end this. Low top 4 deep potential. Could be worse. All right, so we have this medium league potential goaltender. I'm going to try to lock him down to a 2-year deal here. We'll do 1.2 million for the next 2, but we have $21 million. Who can I actually bring back here? Wyatt Johnston, what are you looking for now? I know you were looking for an absolute bag earlier, $11 million, so I probably can't bring you back to the team. Sean Farrell, what are you looking for? $14 million. Okay, yeah, that's definitely not happening. So we're going to be losing both of these guys right here. Sam Moskevich, we're also going to be losing you here. $5.9 million. I can't do that for a bottom 6 guy. So yeah, I guess everyone's leaving the team. So we have 2 main players that need extensions here. Of course, this defenseman right here, I'll give him $15 million for the next 6 seasons. Is that an overpayment? Absolutely. But hey, we're in the year 2035. We're just trying to keep players around as long as possible, especially for Matthew Tkachuk here, and he's not going to be getting too much money. I'll give him $5.3 million. Actually, I'll make that $5.4 million for the next 2. You're 37 years old. You're an 85 overall. Bro, just retire. So when it comes to rounding out our bottom 6 here, I'm literally just going to try to find the cheapest players imaginable. $2.2 million for Rasmussen here. I'll absolutely do that. You might be 36 years old, but you can play for us for 1 season. Here's $2.3 million. I don't know who this defensive defenseman is, but he's an 82 overall, so here's the 2x2. Backstrom, you're only 25 years old, so you know what? you can keep on progressing, so I'll give you 3.7 for the next 3. Sustalov, I'll bring you back to the team here. I'll do a 3x3 here. I think that's pretty fair for you. Nick Robertson, we could do a 1-year deal. I'll do 3.4 million for you. Now, of course, I have to do this deal right here. 39-year-old Sam Reinhart, you're back on the team. $4 million for 1 year. So from here on out, I'm not going to jump to any more games. He's Matthew Tkachuk's 37 years old. He's about to turn 38, 84 overall, top 9 potential. By the end of the year, he's probably going to be an 80 overall, maybe even a 79 overall. The good days are done for him. The team's not looking awful though. Like, we have a decent up bottom 6. The defensive pairings could be worse here. I mean, we have an 87, an 88, and a 91. Probably should play the 91 overall in the top pairing, but screw it, we're going to do this instead. And then when it comes to goaltending, Spencer Knight, you continue to regress here. 86 overall, you're 34 years old. You only have a few more good years left. I have you tied down for another 3 years. As long as Matthew Tkachuk's here, you're going to be here as well. Now, plain and simple, the Florida Panthers are not the team they used to be. We're third in the entire league. A 52, 26, and 4 record is good, but we're not first in the entire league. The team's still looking amazing. Like, if we're top 3 in the entire league, we have to have a bunch of good players here. Trevor Zegras, 111 points. Zarkov's picking up 97, but hold on, Matthew Tkachuk, who's dropped to an 83 overall at 38 years old, just picked up 35 goals and 58 assists for 93 points. Just when I think this man's done, he's going to step up for 1 more year. And then when it comes to the goaltending, Spencer Knight, I thought you were done as well, dropping to an 85 overall with start potential. Maybe you have 1 more year left in you. Now, I said I was done playing the games, and I was just going to do a majority simulating, and I'm going to continue to do that. However, I would like to get my revenge against the Boston Bruins. So if there is a game I can jump into, I will contemplate it. Like, I really want to jump into this series against the Boston Bruins. Like, if I can get my revenge, I would love that. We're dropping game number 1, and we're dropping game 2. If we drop game 3, I'll play game 4. Alright, I'm jumping into game 4. I'm not allowing this team to get swept. Like, I don't care how bad we've been. I'm not allowing this team to get swept. We're exchanging goals in the first period, and we're doing the same thing in the second here. I'm playing the third period. I'm not allowing us to get swept. I know I said I wasn't going to play any games here, but we're not getting swept to the Bruins. So Matthew Tkachuk, you don't have that speed you used to have, but maybe you do. You're flying down the wing right now, and you're going to lose the puck. But hold on, we're going to drop it off to one of our defensemen. Never mind, that's Lindell. He's getting a great opportunity. Zarkov's crashing the boards. He's getting the puck, and then there we go, Matthew. Okay, how is that goalie interference? What are we talking about here? Hold on. How is that goalie interference? What are you calling for the penalty? If this doesn't count, I'm not playing any more games. This will be the final game I play. But I don't know who that was. Was it Lindell? Yeah, that's a goal. That is a fair goal right there. You are kidding me. So I was fumbling my words like crazy, but that doesn't matter. Lindell's going to get the puck here. He's going to tee one up towards the Boston Bruins goaltender. Somehow it made it between 6 people, took a deflection, and we almost scored that. But you know what? It doesn't matter. Zarkov's going to fight in the corner here, and he's going to throw a puck towards the net. Now, this is where it gets stupid. Yes, Lindell does make contact with the goaltender. There is no question about that. He clearly pushes him away. But you're telling me that push is the reason that that puck went to the back of the net. You are telling me because of this push right here from Anton Lindell is going to allow that goal. Like, that's just not what's happening here. But yeah, no, I'm not playing anymore. That is stupid. I'm simulating the rest of the game. Whatever happens, happens. And then what happened? We lost in overtime. That is great. So I couldn't be more infuriated. The Edmonton Oilers, Stanley Cup champions. Matthew Tkachuk, I'm really assuming you did absolutely nothing here. You picked up 2 points in 4 games. You're an 86 overall, so somehow you actually progressed. Don't really know how that works, but you know what? I guess we'll take it. But I am absolutely done with this game. What I just saw, I'm never going to forget. Ain't no way they're calling goaltender interference on that when the goaltender purposely pushed the puck into his own net. That is ridiculous. Matthew Tkachuk, respectfully, just retire. You are 38 years old. You are not that guy anymore. Yes, you just had 90 points, but I don't care. You're not that guy anymore. Now, I can only assume this is the best prospect of getting medium top 4 potential, but I have not gotten over that goal yet. How did that get called off? Now, Matthew Tkachuk, I'm not going to lie to you. You're kind of dragging it here. You're 38 years old. You're an 85 overall. Yeah, you're producing, but let's just get this over with. Like, you are 38 years old. Just retire. I understand you love the game and you continue to put up amazing numbers here, but I mean, eventually you just have to call it a career. So once again, the Florida Panthers are going to be looking incredible. A 52, 27, and 3 record. How they keep this up every single season, I have no clue. Zarkov's going to lead the way, 110 points. Zegras 109, and Matthew Tkachuk even better this season, 96 points. How? Like, how are you still doing this? Like, I understand you're playing with 2 great players here. Zarkov picking up 60 goals. Trevor Zegras picking up 109 points, including 82 helpers. But Matthew Tkachuk, you are 39 years old. Bro, how are you still doing this? Spencer Knight, you're 36 years old. You're starting to show regression now. 37 wins, 3 shouts, a 909 to 304. Clearly, the goaltending isn't what it used to be, like 81 overall French starter. You're 36 years old. You're just not that guy anymore. However, in the postseason, unfortunately, Florida's not going to be taking home a Stanley Cup. They're going to be losing to the Stanley Cup champions in the Buffalo Sabres. It was a 6-game series, so they put up a bit of a fight, but it wasn't quite good enough. Now, Matthew Tkachuk, you are borderline 40 years old, but you know what? You're still an 84, 85 overall, so I wouldn't be surprised if you don't retire here, but can you please retire? And it finally happened. It looks like he's doing it alongside Connor McDavid. Matthew Tkachuk's going to call it a career here. 1,658 games played, 703 goals, 992 assists. Now I wish you played one more season just to get 1,000 assists, but who really cares here? You're going to be finishing with 1,695 points. Okay, now I really wish you played one more year, because if you played one more year, you would have cracked 1,000 assists and 1,700 points. But you know what? You had a heck of a career. How many Stanley Cups did you win? Like, you won 5 Stanley Cups or something. If we count the one in real life, because we won 4 during the simulation, that's for sure. This guy was an absolute beast. When it comes to his postseason numbers, in 237 games played, he had 103 goals, 132 assists for 235 points. So his numbers took the slightest step back, but he was just under a point a game when it came to the playoffs, so he always showed up in the big time games, and that's going to include 16 game winners in the playoffs. So the Matthew Tkachuk Be a Pro simulation has come to an end here at 39 years old in the year 2037. I definitely didn't expect this video to be running until 2037. I thought he was going to retire at like 35 years old, maybe 36 years old, but nope, he kept running it back year after year. And you know what? He was an incredible player, definitely a Hall of Famer.